There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, everybody. In case people don't immediately recognize our guest, I suppose I need to drink as soon as I cheers.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, by Brazilian standards, it's really bad luck if you don't.
But that's like the German thing. It's like you look in someone's eyes when you cheers. The Brazilian one, if you cheers, you got to drink.
What if you cheers with 3 people, though? How do you look in...
I guess, I don't know. At least one person. I guess I could, or you have to Yeah, that's a good point. I've never thought about the group cheers situation.
Yeah.
And also never got to the full introduction. Obviously, we have Zews here with us. Wilton, as I'm sure we will be referring to you throughout this. We'll go first names. We had a first name conversation in the last podcast we did with Scrawny and Launders.
Yeah, with Scrawny and Launders.
Do you prefer your first name or your alias?
Dude, at this point, whatever works. Yeah. But very few people call me Wilton. I think it goes by Will, Z, Zelon, Zeus.
Okay.
Anything works.
The man of 6 first names.
Yeah, I mean Wilton sucks, so
you know,
I don't like my
all
name.
right, fine. We won't. That's good news though. So we'll go with Zeus or Will. Are they the preferentials?
Yeah, that works better.
All right. Well, there we go. We got that starting point out of the way here for everybody playing at home. We got some beers. It is what day is it?
It's Friday.
12th.
Yeah, Friday the 12th.
Yeah, right.
It's my wife's birthday.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
It's Jane's birthday.
Shane's birthday.
And she just flew into Paris.
Yeah, she just got in about an hour
with the
ago.
baby.
With the baby.
And you're here doing a podcast having beers.
Yeah, got to be dedicated.
I feel important, man.
Holy shit.
I'm sure she's happy about that.
Because I messaged you before. I was like, so is Zeus locked in? Like, I understand Jane's going to be landing, everything. So, no, we're doing it. I'm like, fuck it. Oh, I guess we're doing it then. All right, fair enough. So priorities set quite straight here.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's a major. So, I mean, and it's, it's work too. Like, we're at a work event. So, you
don't know if you're going to get Zeus here very often. So
exactly.
you got to make the chances of it.
Well, hopefully more of, right?
Hopefully.
It's good to see. It's good to see a lot of the faces around, right? And even seeing like Kuban, for example, like coaching Apex, someone we have been seeing more on the screens as opposed to in person over the last couple of years. And then we've got all the new teams for the Legend stage starting to rock up as well. It's all that social element of this that I think back from the glory days, and I'll consider your time at the top the glory days, I would say.
Yes.
Because that's when the money came in, and that's when everything was still... We were serious.
Yeah.
You know, the competition was serious.
But
the work
casual
was,
at the same time.
Yeah, people would have drinks. Like, I'm not saying everyone's going around shit-faced all the time. Like, but
no, we mingled at least. Like, we had the events at the bar. You talk to one team, another. Everyone's hugging.
Wilton and Ricardo were like the bar staples. I knew every event that the Brazilians were at. I was like, I know those boys are going to be at the bar when I'm there. I know I'm going to be able to sit down.
They had a good reason to be at the bar, whereas... You know, like for me in the tail end of the competing, especially getting owned by you guys a couple of times, that was a few of the depressing scenarios. Like, well, we're in the same region as them technically, and we're getting fisted. I suppose we just fucking suck.
You either celebrate or you drown your sorrows,
yeah.
right?
I had a few of those. I definitely had a few of those right there. But that's the thing. Like, I feel that this event, because of some of the newer teams to like this level of competition, it feels like a little bit of their socializing is back.
I think we were talking about this yesterday because I was used to, like, I've been away for 2 years from all of this, so I was used to sitting around the bar, or at least everyone's arriving, hugging it out, like, yo, how's it been? We see each other more than I see my family, so we treat each other like family. Now, a lot of that's gone. A lot more professional, which is cool for the team and the performance, but, I mean, I still miss that element. From traveling, from having friends all around, it's nice to, feel loved, I guess.
How are the rosters meant to get made if everyone's not hanging out at the bars, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. How are you going to make a roster
I see
change?
0 moves on the horizon. What's going on?
I don't know. I saw some teammates hanging out in the park last night on their own, right? So I don't know. Maybe just... But no, it's true. And I think that the level of professionalism in some senses is great. Like people not just eating McDonald's every day. And, people making sure that they have these... they go and work out and then they go to practice and everything's a bit more regimented. But the thing as well is the groups for the teams have grown. So now it's not just 5 players, a coach, and maybe a manager. It's 5 players, a coach, manager, an analyst, a sports psychologist, right? Exactly. The content team. That's normally like 2 people. Exactly. It just keeps growing. And then imagine being the poor manager having to work out meals and shit for that many people.
It is so hard to take families on this shit. A reservation for 7 is hard-ish. A reservation for 13 is life-destroying.
Yeah, that's painful. That is, once you get to that level, it's like restaurants are just like, no, we don't want to fuck with that.
We had that in the SK days. It drove Ricardo fucking nuts. He's like, we only have 1 hour break between matches. How the hell am I going to get a last-minute reservation for 13 people? You're killing me here. And he just lost the rest of his hair on that shit.
There's procedures they can do with that. Mine's going well. I got a compliment. I think I already mentioned in the last podcast, didn't I? The compliment I got from the shuttle driver. It stuck with me. That's how well the compliment stuck with me. The shuttle driver thought I looked 24. I was
that
like,
is really good.
I'll take it.
You know that I did mine as well, right?
No, I didn't.
From I got from the liquid days I was fat and bald. Now it's just a little less fat. It's rebalding again, which is driving me nuts. But it works well, man.
Yeah.
I wish you the best on that.
Just a question on that. Are you putting anything in your hair or taking anything with it? Or
Yeah, I have to take that finasteride.
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
I'm horrible at keeping like continuous medication
sure.
going, but I try to do it as best as possible, along with like heart stuff.
That's probably why it's coming back though.
Yeah,
Get on that
It
shit.
probably was the implant shit that brought it back, not the medicine. But yeah.
No, but you just mentioned another key component of your history in recent times. I don't know. Are you comfortable talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Because, dude, like, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
dude,
34,
like,
a heart
fuck.
attack.
Really? Like, what do you say? Like, it's a heart attack. Like, on the scale of, like, serious things, you've got, like, heart attacks up there, like, in the same hemisphere as stuff when you hear people have, like, cancer and shit. Like, when someone has a heart attack or a stroke or something like that, it's like, damn.
It was a bad heart attack.
It
as
was
well.
I had the famous Widowmaker one. So my main artery was 95% clogged on the way into the heart, and that's something I learned to
shit.
differentiate. If it's on the way out, you normally have like lesions. That's when you might have left side of your face go numb or some shit like that.
stroke, yeah.
On mine, it's the one where it's like, oh, just goodbye. There's no blood going through. You're screwed.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Bro.
Pretty crazy. And the story about it was pretty nuts because the hospital was like 15 kilometers away, the closest one. I feel the left side of my body go numb. I see a cop. I tell my girlfriend to just throw the car in front of the cops. They think I'm getting kidnapped, so I'm already having a heart attack. Get out of the car. I have 2 guns in my face. It's on your fucking knees. What are you? I'm like, I'm already dying. Please don't kill me. What the hell's going on?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it was a weird day. One of my roughest Sundays, probably.
Yeah.
On a Sunday as well.
Yeah,
the
on a
day of
Sunday.
rest.
The Lord's Day.
The day of rest.
I was on the couch.
And it just happened.
Yeah, I was working. I mean, Sunday on the couch working.
Was it like a build-up or was it just like boom?
A few weeks prior, I was doing the gym because I already am like, I'm not feeling that well. So I started going to the gym, started eating healthier, less salt, all that sodium thing that everyone goes on about. First day on the treadmill, chest pains, slashing pain here. I'm like, this seems like a little heart attack issue. So I stop, go to a doctor. She's like, nah, you're too young. You're fine. Just run these exams and you're fucking fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't go back to that doctor.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. Trust me on this. Like, I'm a heart surgeon. I'm like, all right, great. Another day at the gym, feel it again. I'm like, okay, this gym stuff's not really going well for me, right? So I stop with that. And then on a Sunday, just on the couch, feel it again. Take the blood pressure medicine, doesn't go down. And that's when I knew it was serious.
Fuck, dude. Holy shit. Well, I'm glad that you're okay. Like, so that you go to the hospital. Well, you don't just get there. You obviously have to swing the car in front of cops. So did they take you to the hospital?
Yeah. So, like I said, it was like 15 kilometers away. So my house was really far from a hospital. I lived in a nice neighborhood, but it was isolated. So I go to a pharmacy first because I had the blood pressure machine on me, and it was just saying error. And in my head, I knew that wasn't good, but I was kind of hopeful. I'm just kind of hopeful. Please just let it be an actual error, not that like it's so bad that you can't read it. And when I got there, it was like 28/20, something like that, like something ludicrous. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the hospital. So the problem was, since we were running halfway there, I just pinky go numb, and that's when I knew shit was serious. I'm like, okay, this is no longer a joke. I'm actually having a full-on heart attack. Tell my girlfriend, just drive. Don't give a shit about cops. Don't give a shit about lights. Don't give a shit about toll booths. You just go and don't stop for anyone. So, but when we see the cops that we drop, there's a law in Brazil where the cops can't help you. They have to wait for an ambulance. And my girlfriend's going nuts. She's like, he's dying. Like, take him. He's not going to make it. I was already having the full-on heart attack there. They ended up taking me, but they could only take me to a public hospital, which in Brazil, we have better health service than the U.S. in that sense. Like, public will get you taken care of. But I don't know what was going on with the hospital that I landed in. There was no beds for anyone available. So the entire hallway was crowded. Literally, they gave me aspirin after my heart attack. So during the heart attack or after it a little bit, I just drive myself out to a private hospital. I get there, and the guy still says, no, there's no way, like, you had a heart attack there. You're fine. And let me just check this. And, like, troponin levels was supposed to be, like, 4 or 5. It was at 20,000. And he's, like, instantly just sedated me, took to another hospital. That's when he's like, oh, we're just going to do another precautionary exam to check your veins. And they already fixed it there, like, put 3 springs, whatever it is. And did it, but it was hella crazy.
So they were still dismissing it at the time.
After I had it, they were still dismissing it.
Fucking hell, dude! I don't know if this
So
is
like the
making
aspirin
me
should do the
to-
trick.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Yeah, oh, try some paracetamol and some ibuprofen as well while you're at it. But I hear this. I don't know if it's making me want to have more or less beer. I fucking know. Maybe more. I think. Jeez. So that
You gotta celebrate the good moments,
Yeah,
man. That's
right?
kind of it. Now I learned that, hey, enjoy the moments. Don't take anything for granted and talk whatever shit you want, because what else is gonna happen?
Well, if you were looking for any more motivation to go for a run, Jason, I think you might have just found it.
Yeah.
I saw him going for a run. I mentioned this to him. I was super proud of him. He had the little iPod on the side. He's like looking all fit. I'm like, oh, what's going on? He's like, just the first time this month, don't
Yeah. I've slacked off since the baby arrived. There's no time.
blame it on the baby.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
allowed to have that excuse. I'll give that to you. I'll give that one to you because actually I don't know. Jane's probably doing it all. I don't know. You're contributing a little bit.
She's doing. I contribute. I help, and we do a lot. And I mean, Jane goes to yoga, and I'll take care of the baby for an hour and a half or so as she's gone. But I mean, the mother just.
But you get to come to events to go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the things I always.
Not anymore. That's been taken from me.
Yes. Well, but you. I don't actually. I was going to say you chose that. I was going to say you probably didn't choose that, but you found yourself in that situation now.
Yeah. I didn't know we had to apply for the baby to get a passport. And
yes.
I didn't know that babies this young needed passports. I thought it was like a 6 months or like a
otherwise
year.
it seems like you're smuggling like this kid. So
Yeah.
you need to at least prove that it's yours, I think.
So we only applied for a passport like a month ago. I didn't think we'd get it in time, and then it just came in on Monday. So she's like, "Hey, buying the tickets, boom,
All right.
I'm here."
All right. Well, and are you going to take the baby out to the Eiffel Tower and do a picture in front of it? Or
I imagine that's going to be on the
was it
schedule.
Paris where Michael Jackson dangled blanket off the balcony? I could be, if I'm right
it
with
might
this.
be.
I think it is.
It feels like
You're like
it,
a
right?
connoisseur of random facts.
But I probably won't be doing that.
I hope
just
not.
just as a quick aside.
I have to find this out now because if that's the case, this is from
How
like
is that
at
sticking
least
to your
20
brain?
years ago,
Yeah,
right?
that's
When he
well
did that.
before that. That was like the
wait,
90s, wasn't it?
A blanket off the balcony.
Michael Jackson knowledge is not what it used to be.
1
minute, Michael Jackson's blowing kisses to fans at the balcony.
Berlin.
His presidential suit in Berlin's Adlon. Okay, well,
You were close.
it was in
Close
Europe.
enough.
Yeah, you were close.
It was in Europe.
It's right
you
around
know?
the corner.
If I didn't search, we could have pretended because you backed me up.
I thought it was. Yeah.
I
I'm
enjoyed
easily
that.
gullible.
He
in
said
that
it with
sense.
so much confidence. He just had to go in with you.
And that's how we do our jobs, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
While you're on the broadcast, just talk it.
Just
say
say
it
it
with
with
confidence.
confidence.
People will believe it.
just say it. No, but sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't
Yeah.
so much. But obviously, we got you out here because you were coaching Fluxo, or I guess you are still coaching Fluxo or Fluxo. Which one is it?
I mean, Fluxo in Portuguese, but everyone's going to call it Fluxo.
Yeah, I jump between both. Like every second time I said it during the cast, it was
Yeah.
something different. And then your social bloke, Louise.
Luis, the big guy.
Yeah.
Fun guy.
Yeah, he was coming playing table tennis last night.
He said
while
he
we
was
were
actually
there.
the first guy to win something here in Paris from Fluxo.
Oh, okay. He must have beaten Harry or something last night because he was getting involved. We were playing for like 5 hours. We were
It
just
was a while.
We were
That's
just
what I
playing
heard,
for
yeah.
ages. And every time Thomas from Into the Breach walked past, he's like, "Are you guys still playing?" Yeah, Thomas, we're still playing.
Yeah, we're
mate.
still
We're
fucking
having a
here.
great time. You rocked up at some point.
I did. I played
You
a game
had
with
paddle in
Harry.
hand.
Yeah.
Harry
That was
couldn't be
nice.
stopped. It was almost 2 o'clock, and Harry's like, "Chad, you want to play another one?" I'm like, "No, Harry, I want to go to fucking bed, mate. It's
Yeah.
almost 2 a.m."
They love the ping pong.
Is Simple still good at ping pong? Because I remember he was one of the few competitions for Fur back in the day.
Oh, really? We were with Simple at the front last night to play, but he didn't come join us.
I remember that quite a lot because Fur
Scared,
used to be
probably.
unbeatable. I don't know if you guys remember that at the ping pong tables and tournaments. That was like his one thing. No one could take him
I
off.
only
And
remember
Simple was one of the.
The Danes were always really good at ping pong.
Were they?
Yeah, the
I'm only
Danes are
recently
usually-
been getting into. I've been looking up what legal serves are. You know, I don't want to do the real rules, but I'm just trying to look what the pros are
Yeah,
up to. I
just
didn't
trying
know
to get
the
into
ping
it.
pong scene was so big. I saw Sampaius was pretty good yesterday. He was taking on Nerds, so maybe we need to do. Pro League would be perfect for this.
We
'cause
gotta get the
already did
players into it, yeah.
In Pro League, we had like multiple table tennis tables around the joint, and everyone's just fucking playing all the time. So
There's a content.
yeah, exactly. No, seriously, we could do
seriously.
something fun with that. Fly the best table tennis player who didn't make it back in for the finals or some shit. I'm sure we could pull that together.
Sure, they'd
we,
love to spend a budget on that.
we could make that happen.
Yeah.
But
They
Fluxo.
spent it on worse. Trust me.
What's it like? Are you just had this heart attack and now you're back coaching? Like,
Yeah,
having
smart
a
life choices, right? You gotta go down that route. Like, aren't
Let's
you
talk
setting
about that
yourself
for a
up for
second.
another one?
no, because we saw you at the. I was cracking up when we were in Mexico at the RMR because you were coaching, obviously, and that shit got intense because you were battling for that last spot. And I saw you like fucking cheering, and I kept seeing the referees come in and like tell you to chill out. And I was like, Wilton's back there like about to give himself another heart attack.
I mean, I'm that coach that I will never sit down, and if I can cheer, I'll cheer. Mexico was a little bit messed up in terms of the
Yeah.
ref. One match you could do one thing, the next you couldn't. So I'm like, all right, might as well. Last match here, what are they gonna do, right? So
Yeah, they're not gonna
just
DQ
went
you.
for it. But come on, it's so fun. The fun part is on the competition is actually cheering and enjoying it. I can't be a robot.
No, 100%.
That's fair.
100%. Like the emotions of it is the greatest part. But I love just seeing like some of you were praying at one point.
Yeah. I'm praying to gods I don't believe in. I'm going every route possible. I'll try every trick in the book in there.
There was some celebrations in there, but that Liquid game, me and Alex were casting that, and you guys could have easily won that. You guys could have won it. I know it was a comeback on the second half there, but like considering how close it was, like you guys were in that series.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first match that we actually showed up this entire tournament, which sucks in that sense, right? So even though we lost, we left it a little relieved, I guess, in that sense that we at least showed up. But I mean, up until the Ancient match, we hadn't won one pistol round there in the entire tournament. We were sucking all the way through. Every start of the round was hard. Lost the situations against Monty. So against Liquid, we're like, just go for it. Try whatever is up here. So like history would run through Molotovs, do something a little bit more. I'm gonna call it YOLO. I'm gonna call it cheeky, not stupid. But it was a fun match, and honestly, out of everyone, I think we should have won that one, especially the Inferno one, because we had a really good start to it. And then we messed up in Banana. We messed up a 5-on-3 that was super easy. Like in the story of the game, that should have gotten one. Well, Ancient, we had a nice comeback, but we messed up key rounds as well.
Out of the 3 teams that Liquid faced in the best of ones, in the best of threes, I covered all the games. I did your match, the complexity match, and the Greyhound game, and your game was the closest, the most competitive. The other 2 were just blowouts.
We woke them up.
Yeah, I guess you could be thanked. Yeah. Maybe you're still working for Liquid, and we don't know.
Thank you, Whitney.
Always trying to save America. You know how it goes.
We were out at dinner that night, just having the scoreboard up for that game, and we were all just sat like, "Oh fucking hell, they're gonna lose this."
It was tense game.
I know, it was
and it was so much fun as well.
I think Liquid believed they would lose it at some point as well.
Just the demeanor for their team. Yeah, I think they probably feel like they were going to lose every game. But I saw Daps in the lift just before we all came in here, and he had a smile on his face. So maybe he's recovered. Maybe Daps is
Naf looked a little bit less Naf, I guess.
No, he was pretty much the same. We saw him right before this outside, and he was like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
He's just happy to be here.
I know,
you know?
he's
Now, Naf's stats recovered from his first series, but like at the same time, Naf's position that he plays on that team, like I'm not expecting him to be the hard carrier of that squad by any means.
No, but he's been the best player this year, though, oddly enough, even with the kind of roles that he's in.
It's because he's not the one doing these fucking interviews where he's out here saying something that gets contradicted every time. Like Nitro, we won't have a slow start. I think the next time he gave another interview. There's another headline. The problem is these interviews are great because they're actually saying what they feel, but then it gets thrown back in their face, whether it be like on a desk or by the community, and it's like, well, would you prefer they just go up there and give the shitty PR answer?
I almost put in the Reddit throw because like that Nitro interview that he did where he said, "I don't expect we'll have a slow start." That didn't get posted on Reddit until they'd already gone down 0-2, and then someone posted it.
It's literally to throw it back in the
thread. And I almost went into that thread and was like, "Guys,
what do we do?
Like, hold it back, because like otherwise you're just gonna get boring bullshit answers from here on out." Because it's how remember Config used to give a shit ton of good interviews and good statements, and then he got fucking dumpstered
like
as
dicks
well.
out for Harambe.
Yeah, and even he fucking Hey, maybe Config's not the best example.
No, we love Config. Yeah. I think that's the thing, though. Like, there's been some people who have seen get beaten down by the public, and then they're not themselves anymore, or that they let it get to them, and then they like. I think that's a little bit with Liquid in terms of not seeing Yakinda being loud and celebratory, but that also might come with him having to shrug some more of these in-game leader roles. Like seeing OC, like the newest addition to the team, being the guy yelling, and the least experience is like, guys, help your boy out here a little bit. You know, he's got some.
It shows there's something going on backstage. Obviously, like if the entire team's not on sync in that part.
Well, I mean, look, you and I have both coached.
Oh, here we go. Let's open the little black book, shall we, boys?
And there's that those players just don't get into it in the same way.
Page 1.
I don't know. I never knew why. But like
you
don't have.
Don't you look at me like that.
No, but like it is that thing where it's like I'm glad Josh is doing it because it's like you go down that line and it's like none of the other guys are going to do it, which is just always so surprising to me. I'm like, after all this time, there's not one person who realizes that like you can get some fucking energy in this team.
You don't have to be that. That's why I used to love Russ on that team. He's at least super hype,
And when him and Jake were getting along and everything back in the day in like 2019 and things were going well, like those two like fueled each other as well, which was great to see also.
Until
he betrayed NA.
There's always a moment. There's always a moment.
That's not on Russ here. Look, we one day we can get into that. How many years have to pass before we can tell a story like that, do you think? Is it like 10?
CS2.
Oh, okay, we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Around the corner.
I think once CSGO's dead, we can just open it.
What? That's all of the CSGO stories we can tell.
Yeah, I think it frees up all of CSGO.
So wait, we get him back on to talk about like the Fur and FNX situation or something like that in the future.
That is so bullshit. Dude, whoever planted that seed is a genius because that has stayed in perpetuity in esports. I think if he walks around like, FNX got your girl, didn't he?
Yeah, right. What a stigma to have as well. Like, it's like, how can you even shrug that? And why would you even come out to like have that conversation? conversation if it's not real.
It's actually so funny though.
It's one of those things. There's some fun. I'm trying to think what. Other
I remember
ones
when we were at
exist.
E-League and we heard that. Like someone was, we were like, oh wow, that's actually happening. FNX is leaving. They're like, someone's like, yeah, fucking for his girl. And we were like, oh shit, that's wild.
That would be a crazy story.
And that's why we're bringing Jake Lucky here to the major to cover off on all those type of stories.
Yeah, we got to
right?
get those stories out
It's
there.
perfect. The TMZ type entertainment. I'm just trying to think what other stories like those. Like obviously there was the device one, and that has recently been confirmed to be like.
We all knew heard about that in the backgrounds. It's now finally out of the box, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The fact I didn't go and watch the whole thing. I just saw that Draft 5, the Brazilian.
He talked about it in an interview.
Yeah,
I
on
think he's the
YouTube.
one that put it out.
But
it was a podcast or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And there was no comments available on the YouTube video, which is fair enough. I'd probably do the same thing. But I saw that and I thought, okay, so now with that being out there in the case, I think it's a good thing that he spoke about it, which means that now he's, I don't know if he's moved past it, stuff like this.
But at least it's on the way to
Right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
the shit with this stuff.
He's at
like,
the acceptance level of the stages of grief.
Yeah, and I'm sure like there's a lot of people out there who are listening to this who have maybe like had a significant other cheat on them or whatever. There's nothing worse than having your trust betrayed, especially like when you're fucking full into someone. When you're like head over heels.
Imagine moving you're a fucking well-off made man. Like he's good looking, he's successful at his job, he has an entire legion of fan base, and he gives up all of that in the big part of it to go there, and then he gets fucked over. That's just I can't put myself in that shoe and don't know what that's like.
Yeah, it actually when you add it up like that, it's sickening.
It is the moving to Sweden part that's like the extra kick in the dick.
It's like fuck it. I'd want to say so many things. I'm not going to do it because I'll get in trouble. I'll hold those things in. I want to use some.
Wait for
choice,
CS2.
For CS2. Use my choice vernacular here. No, I don't want us to continue to get demonetized by saying the C-bomb. No, actually, we don't get monetized. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
We don't make any money. This is for fun.
Yeah, we don't make any money at all.
No,
So
everything
what's the
we do
word?
is. Cunt. Cunt is the word.
Cunt?
No, this is the YouTube don't like that. They put that they put that in the big 3 bad words.
Big 3?
The big 3.
What the hell?
All right, that's up
kinda,
there.
I
the
imagine
other
what
two?
the other 2 are. So that's
Well,
kind of a
well,
weird parameter to put yourself next
We know
to.
what one of them is. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think what the second
The
one
other one, I'll write it down off air for you, in someone else's handwriting. Yeah, but they don't like that word right there, and maybe that word would be one I would use to describe.
As an Australian, that must be really fucking weird, right?
Well,
Because
that's
that's
why-
kind of normal over there.
When mate, you saw it with the Aussie boys when they were playing. Like, when it went to them and it pulled up the audio, and one of them's going, "What the fuck was that shot, cunt?" And there was like other side, like it just comes out. But the thing I noticed, Alex asked me, he's like, "Chad, have you ever sworn on air?" And I was like, I think a couple of times. Like, I've never really accidentally sworn, and I've never said cunt, right? But if I was going to swear, it would be with an intention, kind of the way Maniac does it,
Yep.
right? In the sense that
You can pull off a shit or a damn on air, like in the right moment.
Did you just say "damn" is a swear word? You are American.
I think it's considered a swear word, though.
in the U.S.
I mean,
You God-loving.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
Yeah.
I don't really put any value on that as a swear word.
I don't
but
think "damn"
I think
has
it's
categorized as a
considered.
swear
Not
word
at
for
all.
about 50. Now, I think swear
Sure.
words like shit, fuck, cunt, slut, whore.
This is the Blink 182 song. The entire song just put it out there.
We're just doing profanity every episode.
Yep.
Last time we were talking about
Someone's
cuckold.
dad is walking in right at this
right
moment.
now, listen to this.
Sorry, Dad, we're not that bad at people.
Sorry to people's parents. And if you are a parent listening, I hope your kids aren't. So, or you could teach them a thing or two. Today, we're learning swear words with Chad. C. And we'll do it in
Hey, George
alphabetical
Carlin
order.
did it. We can do it.
Yeah.
What a beast that guy was.
Yeah, he was.
I have to. Yeah, the comedy scene back then. They would. That's when it used to be about social commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, these days, I don't know.
We get back into it.
Dave Chappelle still goes pretty well down that route.
Yeah.
Love him in that sense.
He's happy to walk the line. He's happy to upset everybody playing at home right there, which is essentially what we're doing right here, I would say. How do you think Yanko's going to feel about not being here for another episode, Jason?
Oh, as someone who's had to miss out on these episodes, it sucks.
Because I'm the one who's always here.
I know.
So I don't know what that means.
Well, it's
I missed one because I was sick.
You're doing all the events.
So that's my problem.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in one way, in another way, it's a great problem.
Yeah, it's a shame Yanko's not here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
We'd love to have him.
We're seeing if we can work out to get him here for an episode during the playoffs if
Yeah,
he
the
can
champion
make
stage.
it over to
I think he's going to give it a shot.
Send my love to Yanko. He's such a boss.
He listens, so you can do it right now.
unlike
There you go.
Unlike me, yeah.
you got found out from
Dude,
last
you
episode.
definitely did not listen to the episode you missed.
No.
Tell me honestly.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Dude, I was sick. You think I was doing anything?
Yeah,
I was
I had a
shitting
baby.
bile.
You think I was gonna listen to the?
No, and it's a running joke on the show. That's the whole gag. It's
But
like,
yeah, Yanko did fucking listen to the episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to Yanka.
Shout out to Yanko.
I'm surprised he listened to the episode. I
Me too.
thought he would be fed up of listening to our fucking voices, which would be fair enough in itself here, because at some point there was something Sam said last night, Techo, and it was a saying that reminded me of just like being at home. It was like, she was talking about something. I don't know what it was exactly. No, I do know what it was, but anyway, that's impartial from what we're talking about now. And said like, oh, it likes the sound of their own voice. And I was like, fuck, I haven't heard that in a really long time. Like I remember, like that's like a saying that took me back to home, like just to someone back in Oz saying that. She was like, holy, because this is the thing. When you're in these kind of groups that we're in, and you're doing, you lose a lot of the language that you would use. I noticed when I went back to Australia, like some of the stuff that my parents would say, I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot we would say that, or I'd have that slang. And then you bring it in, and it's in your vernacular, it's in the day to day. I even had Rugger the other day. He goes, you've been talking to the Greyhound boys a lot? And I was like, nah. He's like, you were casting, and Nico was like, who is that? And Rugger was like, I think it's SPUNJ. And he was like, you're sounding so much more Australian. I was like, that's not intentional. I don't know how that's happened.
You got to chat with that Aussie cunt at the brunch the other day.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was hardly a chat. It was like passing comments.
I was trying to give you, you had a little extra in there.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we used to hear it all the time when Richard and Duncan would do their show together. It's like you'd listen to them progressively get like more
British.
like
whatever
Northern
part of the
British or whatever it was, like on the verge of Scottish or Welsh or some bullshit.
Do you feel it changes kind of your personality as well in that sense? Because like for me, if I'm speaking Portuguese or English, there's kind of two different Zeuses there, right? Based on the culture. So if you're going a little bit more that not political, but like more professional way, then your thoughts are going to be that way as well. You might not get the same quick snap reaction to something.
I know what you're saying in terms of like the banter or something along those lines. I find in Australia, I'm just another guy, right? But in the rest of the world, like, because I just live in like the Counter-Strike world, and
I feel
I
like
don't
you
live
have
in
a reputation.
Well, no, but I'm an Australian living in Europe.
Yeah.
So I already have that. Like, so to me, I don't know. When I'm back at home, I just feel smaller. Because I was never, I'm just another guy. Like, and I wasn't really popular or anything. I don't really have a lot of friends in Australia or anything. So for me, it's not like going home and I'm out of my shell and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm doing this, I feel a bit more comfortable. But I don't think I have that language like cut off. But isn't that like what a lot of the Russians have an issue with, for example? Well, not just the Russians. Everybody who speaks English as a second language, it's harder to find the words to express yourself in the way that you uniquely would being you. Right. That's the biggest bit. But you grew up in America, right?
Yeah, I grew up in America. So Portuguese was actually my second language in that sense of growing up, right? And it changed a lot of how I thought, not just in slang, but the way that I act in that region, because it's the cultural differences are really big, considering especially the U.S. to Brazil. Like you guys say cunt, like we'd say, hey, viado, things like that. That's the most natural thing for us. We're not like demeaning on anyone, and you say that with your best friend. I would never dream of saying, like, it wouldn't even cross my mind in the U.S. to have that kind of a conversational banter with a friend.
Well, you also
so it
grew up
already
in
changes my personality,
You
right?
grew up in the Bible Belt, right? You grew up in Texas.
No, it was Orlando.
Oh, close enough.
It's like
Is it close enough?
no,
not at all.
I actually used to live in Orlando as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Saw a
from
couple
Esports. I
days,
knew some people from Twitch, like Nick and things like that.
Yeah.
I actually went to the
Why
same
did I think
school
you were
as.
in Texas?
I don't know. Do I look Texan or sound Texan?
Weren't you in Texas?
I wasn't.
We shot shotguns in Texas. Do you remember that?
We did, yeah.
We had
I want to take them to do it when we get to Dallas this
That
year.
is so much fun. It's
They-
such
they
an
play
American
pigeon
thing.
shooting.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like well that was particularly funny bringing you and Taco to that. But yeah, it's like a course. It's almost like golf with
golf course.
shotguns because they give you like a golf cart, except the golf cart has a shotgun rack on it.
Great.
So like you just throw the shotguns in, you go to one position, shoot the pigeons, but like each course is like different. So
Trick
they'll have
shots.
some like the pigeons will come back over your head and go really high and fast, and then the next one you get to is like a bunch of trees everywhere.
I hate this already.
And then the next
I know
one is
you
like
guys loved it.
pigeons shooting up from
Guns
behind hills.
make me uncomfortable.
It
Yeah,
was my
guns
first
actually-
time shooting a gun like that, but
Yeah.
it was so much fun.
Yeah?
It actually was. I thought it would be the same. Like, it's a little bit weird, but believe it or not, there was a little comfort in seeing a grandma and and almost like a child with a shotgun and knowing everything was fine.
Texas.
Okay.
But also, like, weirdly enough, shotguns don't make me that nervous. Handguns make me really nervous, like pistols.
Okay.
Like they make me
Because they
really
could be
nervous.
concealed?
Like when I'm at a shooting range, even just shooting a pistol, like they make me feel like uncomfortable when I'm holding one. But the shotguns, especially like
A
bird
shotgun
shot,
seems like it's someone more well versed in it. It's not like oh, my first gun, here's a shotgun kind of a thing.
True.
Whereas a pistol is like, hey, it might be an amateur here, just misclick.
the best part was like, I mean, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole because we don't want to go down this rabbit hole. But when we got there, we went up and we had to rent a couple of shotguns for these guys. Like, they didn't even check their IDs. They didn't even like look at an ID. We were just like, we had a friend of mine who owns a couple shotguns, bring his, and then we rented a couple
It's a
more.
BYO shotgun.
Because we had, and we go up and I'm like, hey, we need to rent a couple shotguns and buy ammunition. And they're just like, cool, here you go. And I was like, you don't need to check IDs? Okay, that's cool.
We're going to give someone... Jason, I hate this even more. So now you're telling me that you went to a gun range shooting clay pigeons where you were in a golf cart with a gun rack of shotguns and you didn't even need to get checked any form of ID to shoot them.
They checked my ID for the golf cart.
Make sure you could drive.
Yeah, they were like, that's too much. We can't give you the golf cart. It was so.
Yeah, I'm still uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I would say I still feel somewhat uncomfortable around the guns.
That's fair.
Even though the video game we talk about every day is just guns.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's a good time though. I mean, we practiced.
It was fun. It was a life experience for
Practice
us.
safety. We went through. We made sure we had
Yeah,
went through all the
safety is a
We
strong
went through
thing.
all the safety.
Have goggles and earphones?
Not
You
at
didn't
all.
practice safety at all.
Well, we made sure we did the actual safety. Don't point the gun at people. Make sure you're always facing.
You
this
mean the
direction.
bare
Everyone
minimum
be
of
careful.
holding a gun? Don't point it at another human being.
Yeah.
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 Well, you've really undersold this.
Well, we're all still here.
And we're not in Texas yet.
I used to go to that place like once a month when I lived down in Texas. That place is fun as fuck.
Okay.
I would actually go down there again. I know
yeah.
he's against it now,
No,
but
he's coming. He's
I will. Yeah, I'll probably loosen up a little bit. America makes me tense. It just makes me. I know it's the freest place in the world. You don't have to remind me. It just you've got too many people. You have too many people to be considered a country. You should be considered 51 or 52. How many states you got? That's
50.
how many. That's some 50. Just 50.
in Puerto Rico.
Okay, we don't count Puerto Rico.
No, they're working hard. I wish they were one, but they're not.
Okay, well, however many states you got, that should be how many countries you have.
Yeah.
There's too many of you.
There
to be
are
a
a
whole
lot.
country.
It is a big country.
Actually, Brazil's gonna
Yeah,
share that
that's
bit
what
more
I'm
too.
trying to make it-
You've only got like 220 million though, right?
I think we're like 300 million, something like that.
What?
Yeah, I
Well,
think
they're like
the updated.
330.
I could be wrong here, but I know the greater São Paulo area is like 40 in my city alone.
I always forget how long of a trip it is to get to Brazil because that country.
Yeah,
is
because
just
you
massive.
start here, then it's like 7 hours from the tip
Yeah.
to the bottom.
It's
214 million.
214?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm way off.
America
not that far.
331. Argentina 45.
Pretty crazy.
For Argentina.
So should Brazil be different nations? I say that all the time.
Do you
Everything,
think it should be?
Yeah, I say that jokingly, but everything north above me, take it off.
Oh, okay.
Tacos neck of the woods
Yeah,
is gone.
just to screw with Taco, I say that
Then the
shit.
hillbillies or something? Like what's going on
No,
up there?
it would be our south, yeah. So in that sense, right, our north is our south,
Yeah.
just because you invert it. But it's just because São Paulo is just a financial capital that we really should be on our own, but it's different realities from everywhere else, right? And to be on a federal level by the same rules, it's kind of different. They should at least not separate the countries, but a little bit more state rules applied in that sense.
Okay. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this before.
Political.
Here we go.
Geopolitical.
And Australia, we have tried to go out on our own.
You
from
guys
the
are big as
British.
well.
We are big, but we're still part of the monarchy.
Yeah.
So
You are. That's
the
unfortunate.
King Charles is still
Wasn't
our boss.
Duncan saying something like that, right? On Twitter, I think,
What,
today?
recently?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I sentenced you to jail, so it's like that South part.
Well, that was part of his beef with Vexite, right? Which,
He loves getting to beef with someone.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If Vexite's going to offer himself up as a
Yeah.
willing, if Duncan's going to go hard as well, right? This is the thing. If you're ever going to go to war with Duncan, you need to. It's someone who I would strongly advise nobody goes to war with.
Don't go
ever.
to war
Yeah.
on Twitter with him ever.
Because why? You're not going to.
It's like fighting Freddy Krueger in Dreamland. It's
Yeah.
like you just don't do it.
You're not going
That's
to
a good
win.
analogy.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Because there's two reasons. One, because Duncan has some straight fire banter, in his words. And the other is the fact that
He's not limited by anything.
he's not giving up. He will take you. He'll run laps around you.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck. And look. I think if people can see the entertainment value in some of the stuff like some stuff, and this is with everybody. Like I've done it as well on social media before.
Yeah.
You do go over the line, and you feel, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that. But some of the stuff's entertaining, and that's essentially like what a lot of it should be at the end of the day.
Duncan's Twitter cracks me up. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
If
He
you
goes-
look at
he
it
goes
as
ham.
entertainment,
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
exactly.
That's
If you're on the receiving end of it, maybe not as
not
much.
so much. No.
The problem is nowadays you have like that, like our generation sees that for what it is. And I feel like it's the younger generation where Twitter is like such a part of the social fabric and social media is such a part of the social fabric that they don't look at it as entertainment. They look at
But
it as like
it's not real.
Valorant generation, not the meaning, but it's so in Brazil we're having a gigantic thing because the in-game leader for Loud back in the day used to tell his player like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get this right." He was a little bit more hand-on. Like we were saying, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all these guys, they demand excellence from someone. And the guy's like, "Oh, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I feel horrible." I'm sure there's a middle ground there somewhere. It's never going to be one way, but it's like, if you can't tell people, just, dude, shut up and do this right. Like FNX used to miss a smoke. Fallen got up like, what the fuck are you doing? You sit down and you get the smoke right now. If you lose that, how the fuck are you going to be in a competitive sport to be the best at anything?
Yeah.
So this entire generation, in that sense, is completely fucked in my mind.
Yeah, I know some people don't like being spoken to like that. And I know different people learn differently or like to be told things. But at the end of the day, in a competitive pursuit, like this is the conversation we had about Na'Vi a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure, right? Because people look at this team and they see that they're like so intense, and after games they're like already like talking about them. But the thing is, they're a team whose goal is to improve and to be the best. Yeah. So they're going to iron out these mistakes as quickly as they can. The thing where it was either they were talking about MPL or Bit or whatever after one of the events, and it has like on video footage, and they were like talking shit about one like that. It is someone's fault in some situations that you lose a round. It is.
Yeah.
Like that is true. That is true. Like there are also rounds where there's nothing you can do and a guy rolls around the corner and just fucking bang, 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 and you all die. Okay, that happens too. But there are scenarios where people fuck up. Like I can use the Greyhound game from yesterday.
If you forget a smoke or do something.
Yeah. And that's the thing we can't do while we do our job because we don't know what the strat is. But if you go, all right, guys, I want to do this, and then the guy goes, I forgot how to throw this or some shit. And I know now we can drop util.
Or what do I do on this?
But exactly, and that's why we have
but
all
even
the
then
notes.
you lose your timing, you lose everything.
Yep. And when you're practicing so hard and so much for something, especially the last CSGO major, like if any of those examples happen here, the emotions are going to be at an all-time high. And I thought that was a good interview from Stiko on the broadcast where he was asked about the emotions and some people looking like they were stressed. And he's like, well, our entire year has been building to this. Of course, emotions are going to be an all-time high because everything we have done this year is leading towards this.
It would scare me if they weren't emotional at this point. Well, where's your investment in this?
Yeah, exactly. But I think the thing is that you can expect them to be emotional, but you also have to understand that those emotions can be positive and negative, right? That's the thing. The emotions can exist, and I don't think people should go, oh no, they shouldn't be like this at all, because that's not going to happen. Like, I'm a person who I really struggle to contain my emotions while playing. It was probably one of my biggest dramas. I was really hypey and momentum based when we were doing well, but when we were not winning, I had to focus more, and it looked like I wasn't bringing the hype. But you can't bring the hype when you're losing around.
Like
what
16,
am I celebrating?
I was getting 16-2, dude. How the hell am I going to like let's go up? There's no way.
Yeah, but if you let it like get to you and you start like face palming and cut of the tongue and people speaking under that, that's when it becomes like insidious and a problem. But I think the thing when you look at this overall for these guys right now, especially like JL, Kixon and Nork, and it seems crazy to say Nork, it's their first major. Like, and Nork's doing this every round, and JL, they win a round, like, and they lose a round, he's like, fuck. And you're like, it was like a roller coaster of emotions just watching them. And then you look at it on the other side, you have Pain, who normally pretty contained on their emotions. And then you look at how some of their players just went absolutely missing, and maybe in that environment they could have used a little bit more.
It definitely has. This is something that I use as an example as a coach a lot. I think it's like, if you imagine if you have a table and you put a ball here, these are your emotions. Ideally, you want it centered, where you're able to get hype and you're able to control your emotions when you're down. But the problem when you unbalance it is, let's say you're winning. So you're getting hype, the ball's coming down this way. When you lose that crucial round or something goes wrong, it doesn't center again. It goes like this, and the farther you are from the center, the faster it drops off. So the switch flip is gigantic in that sense. And it's hard to go out. And I'll say this as an example with Fluxo. We start off losing. We're charging ourselves. It's already down. The uphill climb now is going to be that much harder to control your emotions because you're getting off center. You're already not in control of your emotions. So like you said, you're having to focus your energy on trying to control your emotions instead of just the game. It reminds me kind of like X-Men, like the Mystique thing.
Yeah.
As long as you're blue, you're never going to use your full power. It's kind of the same thing. Unless you're focusing the exact decision of the round, the exact scenario that's playing out in front of you, if you're trying to control your emotions or something like that, it's not going to work out. So people are going to be emotional about it both ways. I think it's just very important for everyone in the same atmosphere, like coach, team, psychologist, and everyone's just saying, yes, it's that. So it's not what they're saying. It's sometimes the message is what's behind it. And then like we'll lose the match or we'll win. And then 10 minutes after, you're like, oh, this is what I meant. And everyone will be fine with it. But If you get fessed up in the moment, now I'm already in my head and someone's talk shit to me and I get more in my head and it's just snowballs out of control.
It looked like your boys were handling it. Like Phelps has always been quite quiet, so it's difficult to know with him. But when like VSM, like when he was winning rounds or whatever, even when he looks like a lot of fun. He looks like a lot of fun.
He is so much fun.
He had to have just been happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, for his life story, his entire arch, it's amazing. But even then, supposedly he was supposed to just be happy. No, he still wanted more. So it's still has that feed in the atmosphere. It's like, oh, we should be getting more. And then, no, we shouldn't be doing shit. We should be playing good CS and whatever happens kind of a thing.
Yeah. You got some good pieces on that team. Like him, Lukazi, I think history for his like first bigger event of this scale looked pretty cool. Like in terms of just, I know you said you spoke about some of the risks they were taking before, right? But I think those risks, we talk about Counter-Strike as a game about whichever team makes the least mistakes. I feel like that's half of the conversation. I feel like the other half of the conversation is because you want to limit mistakes, definitely, but you also want to know when you take that risk, which in a certain situation could be punished and then could be classified as a mistake, but it's a risk that then pays
risk
off.
reward.
Exactly,
right?
So half of it is minimizing mistakes. The other half is knowing when you need to take that chance.
If you don't ever take a risk, like you just play boilerplate Counter-Strike, you get fucking annihilated.
Especially nowadays, yes, you're gone. If
Yeah.
you try to play everything to perfection, it's easily readable.
Yeah, well, like this is the thing with the players who like Blame F is a good example of this, right? Someone who definitely has been adding more and more to his game in terms of looking for openings and being involved in that. But when it was him, being set up by utility and taking space, he's taking fights that are good for him, right? And that's something which is fine. Like a lot of players play similar Counter-Strike like that. Like Rops is a player that takes fights that are good for him. JKS tends to, but at a certain point in the round, there is a fight you're taking a risk. You've just received all this information, and I have like a 30% chance that there's nobody here because of this information. Now, there's a chance that there is somebody here, and I probably still die. But if I don't take this risk, we probably lose the round.
Yeah.
And that right there is the risk that you have to be taking. And it doesn't always pan out, and it looks stupid when you're just casting it. It's like, why did he just
Sometimes
push?
your B player will just push and like, what the hell is he doing? He just didn't. But there was a 50 chance he wasn't there. We're down 3-5. If I don't take this risk, it's already gone.
Yeah.
Might as well take the risk.
Yeah, and that right there is the hard part with Counter-Strike to be able to communicate, especially when from like a caster and analyst point of view, or to help the viewer with that, because at the same time, when we're talking about setups that are going into play and the strategies that are being used, we're talking about what we see you doing, not what you practiced a million times and not what the intention was and not what the prep that you saw, the gap that you were looking to pip, right? So
Yeah.
it's one of these things. And this is why some of the players, and I think you're a fantastic example of a person who comes in and talks the Counter-Strike and gives people an understanding of what went wrong or how you're feeling. When people can be more honest and open about those things, like Jerry, for example, his fucking interview.
Jerry's amazing.
His interview on HLTV about like Nuke and talking about holding like double door and talking about the type of fights that you can. I was like, thanks, Jerry. Like, thank you very much, because now you've helped us understand why you are choosing to do this. Your team has identified.
That gives us material.
Yeah, it's your team's identified that this is something you think is a strength. And in the next time, maybe they think, okay, next time we're just going to go decon and drop out that smoke and play backside and path through it on the left and click, So, but to hear the game theory, it's really interesting, because I think that not everybody approaches Counter-Strike the same still. It'll never be the case. Everybody has their
like
different
you look
theories.
at Navi, Heroic, everyone plays different, and compare anyone to Astralis, entire different world. So everyone has their unique approach. And in regards to the plays that are going on, we don't know what their approach is. So sometimes myself from the outside or you guys on the table, you're going to have to analyze what you believe is the correct Counter-Strike in your view, or what should be done in the most tactically correct play, but you don't know what they're saying. And most of all, you don't know the communication. Sometimes the communication goes missed, and someone looks like a dumbass because how didn't he check that? But it was just someone just didn't relay the correct information to him, so he just goes in empty-chested into like a gunfight, and he's, why the hell was he there?
Yeah.
Is he that stupid? No, just someone didn't communicate, but we'll never know that now.
I mean, even just to give it the communication thing an example, like I know I talked to Liquid after one of their nuke losses in the best of ones.
The Fours game.
And yeah, it was a communication problem. Like someone called that someone had dropped onto like mini roof, and it was actually his teammate jumping up onto hut, and it wasn't like properly communicated. So he heard footsteps. He's like, "Oh, they just dropped mini roof," and that's like when Yakinder slid out in Big Garage to try and like take that fight, and try and blow off the kneecap
There's
and all
no
that
one there.
jazz, and he wasn't there, and he just got deleted, and it looked so stupid for Yakinder, but also the communication kind of pulled him out
In
of that
his mind, the
position.
picture was
Yeah,
entirely different.
Yeah, in his mind, the world is a completely different reality.
Yeah, I think this is one of the positives and the negatives of the game, right? Is like people who have a good understanding of that can take that into the appreciation, but then it's also something difficult to communicate. Especially we have to do it in a long form environment like this to have that conversation.
The other hard part too is like, especially when we're casting or analyzing or just anyone watching on a stream, you're on the observer view, so you don't always see like the context to a round or a build up to a moment, right? They switch, the observer's like, okay, this guy's pushing B, let me switch to his POV, and then he just turns the corner and gets shot and killed, and we might not see some kind of a setup. We might not have seen like some kind of nade earlier that he used to try and set up that kind of a play or condition them into something. You don't always see those details either. So that's
because we're not just chasing the ball, right? Yeah. Like that's the thing. Where like in other sports we're chasing the ball, but here we're chasing so many other things. And
there's 10 balls.
Yeah, and a golden snitch, which is the bomb, I suppose. But I don't know. Like some of the things feel really good when you're casting. Like Pain ran the same pistol round they did on Ancient the last time they played Ancient in Brazzy Party.
Yeah.
And I go back and I watch like the last few games on Shadow GG, right? Just go through and look for the tendencies and the positions and maybe some of the general strategies they're running, and they ran the same pistol. So I could reference that. And then like I was like, and in that game, they also did this as a move. And then by the time we get around to the second gun round, they did that as a move. And I'm like, it feels good to be able to give that information in recent history that this is something that they go to do, and it actually comes out. Sometimes I do it, and I'm like, yeah, they do this, and they don't fucking do it at all. Because obviously they know that their opponent has watched
they have to be playing a different game than what they played before.
Exactly.
Or some hopefully, right? You hope that they change up.
Yeah, you could maybe go back 4 games for a certain strategy, 6 games for another strategy.
Yeah, I'll go an example. Like I was researching 0-0 Nation for the RMR qualifier in case we faced them, and on Ancient 6 times that they had forced by, they ran the same one over 6 matches. I'm like, okay, doesn't mean that they're gonna do this, but there's a really good chance that they might run this setup again or try to do this strat. If it doesn't happen, then like you set up for it. Like, why the hell did Fluxo set up for this? Like, because it looked like it was coming, something like this, but didn't come. Guess
didn't
what?
happen.
But isn't that there is the balancing act that back when I was playing was saying that we were only just starting to get into of how we were going to counter strat, like and how we're going to use tendencies. And I know in a game, it was the MLG Columbus qualifier, and we were against Gambit, and it was Train, and we had prepped for them and what they were going to do, and Azza had prepped for how they were going to take Pop, and then they never took Pop that way. And he was so tilted after the game. He's like, I'm never fucking prepping again. And obviously,
the full over compensation, like this didn't work, never gonna work.
Right? But like that was one of the first times that we had tried to do it, because that Gambit roster was like a Hooch, Dozier. Like there were guys they like to approach the game, but they're obviously very experienced players. So they were well aware of, hey, we were probably going to look at those details. And it wasn't a great map for us. I don't even remember what the score was, but we definitely lost it. And I remember having that feeling after of, maybe I should just try and... Because the way that I would call being an underdog team was momentum-based Counter-Strike, which is like a coin toss in a lot of ways. Like, I think that I have this really well-drilled strat that'll catch them off guard. And if that works, I can call a pattern off of this. I can call a pattern off of this one strat, and I can get us up to like...
You have 3 options.
I can get us a 6-1 start or something, And I did that in some games.
I love that kind of approach to games, especially as the underdog. I think that's amazing. You have the set small wall of smokes on Nuke. First time we're going to go secret. Second time we're going to go down HUD, and it's a B fake with actually people going there. Third time you just have one player lurking there. Fourth time you just hide outside. And so you're like, hey, I'm playing off. They're trying to read my reactions, but they ain't getting nothing off of this because every time it's different. The weakness in that is once the first one goes off, you normally screw yourself over really bad because like now you lost that tiny thread of control that you had in the match.
Yeah, and then they know that you're going to go for a variation of that strat. So then you're asking yourself, well, do I run the same strat again? Oh, it didn't work though. This is
I'm
like
so
the
glad
layers.
I was never an in-game leader. Fuck that noise.
It's just like
But speaking of prep masters,
I want another beer.
Does
anyone want another beer? 1 second. You keep talking.
You with Liquid, I've heard plenty of stories in the old days when you guys couldn't beat Astralis. You spent a whole night prepping specifically for Train.
Yes, I did. It was my last tournament.
Liquid infamously hates fucking Train, so you just came in with a full-blown game plan, and you guys beat him on it.
Yeah. So that was one of the things. My players didn't like playing Train. Fuse more specifically didn't like playing Train.
I tried to get him to play Train.
Yeah, exactly. We all know. So we didn't want to play Train as a team, but it was a few individuals that were uncomfortable. Into that last event, it was the gold bar event for Astralis. They were going to get their Grand Slam. I already knew that me and Taco were going to be switched to MIBR. We hadn't communicated to the team yet, but it was kind of the way things were unfolding.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm the coach. I have the last call. I'm just doing this. And I said, we're playing Train. And I prepped Train with 5 different strats that I wanted to run by them that I thought would enter. that would catch them off guard and how they were going to play. And I think we beat them like 16-7 or 8, maybe something like that. It was quite an easy match. We started T-side train, which is normally super hard, and we destroyed them. And it's like, that's one of the examples where prepping for a team worked well. But that worked well in part because I think I just caught Astralis so off guard. It's like, there's no way they're playing train against us finally after beating them 8 finals. It's like, but yeah, it worked on that one time. My approach to anti-strat, I don't know how like things have evolved so much. Even in the 2 years I've been away, there are some softwares now. Like I was using this Skybox,
yeah,
but I'm using the Edge one, the new one that just came out.
Anders showed me this just the other day.
It's crazy.
It's really good.
Shit,
And and if you know, like I was trialing it on for a bit, giving feedback. If you know how to use it, you can get really big tendencies from players.
Yeah.
But I'm still on that train because if you feed up, there's so many ways to look at this. If you feed a player too much information, he forgets to play his own game. All the players always say, we have to play our own game. We have to do our own thing. That basic speech. But it's cliche for a reason because they actually do have to play what they practice, what they believe are the right decisions. And I call that playing the counter strike that's in front of you. If I'm saying this guy's gonna be default bugged, and you like a racehorse, you put that
laser
cone,
to it,
and you're like this, you're gonna
on.
die from the guy peeking headshot. You're gonna die from the pop flash. So you have to play what's in front with knowing. So with nowadays, I try to give my player tendencies. Like, oh, this guy's the A holder. He's more than likely going to be coming from Palace and not from ramp. So, hey, you're playing what's in front. Still check every damn pixel that's in front of you. But if you're going to take a gamble here that you need, probably ramp is the better way for you to go. You're going to have a higher chance of success. And unless they have some crazy strats like the Tai Lu A wall of smokes that completely, this is different. You have to know this because you don't face this normally. But everything else, deep jungle smokes, the bench, most players know this. I can't expect players not to know this, or else they shouldn't be playing at a pro level. That's just the honest truth. So when in anti-stratting, I try not to give them too much, but the problem is there are games where you want to give them more. But if the player isn't watching it himself and it's just Zeus saying you should do this, he doesn't understand the idea. He understands what I showed him, but he doesn't understand why the guy made that decision, why he did that. And that's such a hard part to counter-stratting.
Are you showing them tape, or are you just explaining to them the tendency?
Both.
Yeah.
So I have an analyst now with me, Loco. He helps me organize that part of actually, I'm like, this round, make a video about the actual in-game play. So he actually helps kind of visualize it even more. Just the 2D map wasn't enough at times. And for me, that works perfectly. 2D map, I don't need to know the exact pixel he's doing things. I need to know what his idea is. But for some players don't. So I try to adapt now on a player-by-player. Woody, my in-game leader, he watches mostly from 2D because he needs a macro look. VSM, my A holder, I'll give him just here's his palace routine. He's going to go and hold from this pixel and this. So if you go, give a little extra attention to this pixel and things like that. And it's still a work in progress because, like I said, new software, new ways to look at life. So there's a lot more tools at my disposal, I guess, right? But back in the day, it used to be so easy to counter strat someone because people, not only was there less tools, people were a lot more, I'm going to call them lazy in regards to changing up their ways to play the game. Nowadays, as we were saying, if I played this one way, the next match, they might play an entirely different way. Back in the day, I was like, this is my default. This is going to be your default.
This guy's doing this play for the next 4 months.
Dupree, when we played Astralis, like Dupree was a guy that I knew in the overpass, he would be taking short pipe 99% of the rounds. It was just his default. He'd always come to that smoke and it would always be there. And so there was something there that you can get. Nowadays, it's a little bit tougher, I feel, in that sense.
But that, I think, ties into the good players that exist today, is to do with if your player has been around for a long time, or if you're maybe even just a newer player who's very good. I think one of the keys is constantly evolving your game, like constantly evolving you, and not just your personal way of you taking an area. Definitely that needs. I love the video James did. I don't know if people have checked it out, but it's explained different ways to peak angles, right? Like the Zantara's peak, or wide swinging, or jiggle peaking, or procedurally clearing every corner, or all these different variations of it, right? That's the detail of just peaking. But then you've got the details of what utility you're using to block an area, and which order you're using it, which timings are you using it, right? The rabbit hole in every single part goes deeper and deeper and deeper, but the key is having so many different variations on a personal level and on a team level. And players now, like a Rops, a JKS, a Shush, they can no longer just be expected to lurk and clutch. They also need moves to activate them. I think you've seen that with Shush more. He's coming out and being a lot more, like he's taking a lot more fights, hitting some big shots. I don't know if he's being set up for them or if he's finding the timings or being more proactive. Regardless, right? He's still finding them. JKS is someone who I'm sitting there. I remember talking to him in the early days of when he joined G2, and he's like, yeah, I'm just doing my job. I'm like, don't just do your job. Tell them you want more moves. Tell them you want to do this. You're a good fucking fucking Counter-Strike player, stop being a dickhead. Like, your job is to be active. You got to be active.
Or start being a dickhead.
Well, yeah, that too. Like, he's a great player, right?
Yeah.
But this is with all, like, you can't just have Nico and Monacy finding openings every time. Hunter and JKS also need to find openings. Sometimes Hooksy needs to run in to get traded. As many variations as possible make it harder for your opponent to read.
And I mean, that comes into game planning as well, right? Like, maybe the coach knows this team likes to, like, you know, have like, they're going to have like a solo defender at this bomb site. Hey, JKS, take your 3 fights per game. Give yourself 3 rounds to go
the
try and
coach
find
can
a
help,
fight.
but I feel that's so much more reliant on the player actually just being proactive.
It's
as
way
like
more effective.
Because let's say like Vertigo, it's a shitty map in my opinion, just because it's so reliant on the A ramp so much of the time, right? If your 3A players on the most standard default don't work, it's gonna be hard for even the B player to find ways to kill. But if we say, hey, we rely on the A players, it sucks. So maybe my B player needs to come up with ways. Hey, call one more guy. The play isn't necessarily on his own. This guy has been playing B aggressive 3 rounds. I'm going to get him used to my lurk smoke here 2 rounds without playing it. And then the 3rd time, I want someone here to come with me and we're going to bang him up. That's going to work well. If I just leave him there, hold this position the entire time and hope that A ramp works, we're going to become really predictable really
and
fast.
that's the kind of shit that disappears when a team's having like a rough game or like a pressure game.
And there's no idea.
That like
Completely.
proactivity and that
it's the
creativity.
full lights out,
Yeah.
no idea comes. You're just playing the most standard Counter-Strike
Just going
possible and
through the
getting
motions.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that right there is the biggest hole that teams fall into. And that's where you blink and you miss it and the scoreline's already 9-2 and you're like, fuck, where
Like,
did the
this
half go?
game feels like we've been playing it for 5 minutes and it's already 9-2.
Those are the worst feelings of matches.
Those are horrible
Absolutely.
feelings.
And I think that's probably what Greyhound felt a little bit yesterday when they were getting thrown around, especially on Inferno. I think they were doing better on Anubis. I think it's really hard for me to... I would prefer to never cast a domestic match. It's impossible to do it properly. It's impossible to do it without people thinking one way or the other. Like if I cast
I
it
know
and
what
I
you
was
mean.
and I was like biased in
You mean
like
casting
a
an
positive
Australian
way.
team?
Yeah, if I was in a positive way for them the whole way, people like SPUNJ is just biased. Liquid were clearly better. But Greyhound weren't good and they got banged out in a lot of rounds and they were losing a lot of scenarios that they should have won. And I was like very negative. People were like, oh, I read one
Hater.
comment. Yeah, no, people were like, oh, we know that they're not. We know they weren't doing very good, but SPUNJ needs to chill on his negativity and point. If it was any other team,
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
Like, if I do
yeah.
it positive, I'm wrong. If I do it negative, I'm wrong.
it's a lose-lose.
I've had
And
the
if I
same
do
issue.
it neutral, it sucks.
I've had the
Let's be
same
honest.
issue with NA teams over my career, and it's just like there's no solution. Like even if you're biased against them, there's like I've actually intentionally said things that are biased against NA teams, and you still get the comments that are saying, "Oh, he's such a fucking NA fanboy," and I'm just like, I've actually just spent the entire cast like trashing this team. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do anymore.
It's hard. It's
So
hard.
all you can do is do exactly how you want to cast it because it's gonna happen no matter what.
Well, it was 2-16-9s that weren't really close. But I
Yeah.
did see some progression in their game, at least, like in terms of some of their rounds and stuff. It's just it's
How do
really
you
hard.
feel about the Australian scene as a whole nowadays compared to back when you were playing per se?
A lot more opportunities now. But I think that the issue is still where the money is coming from to fund the team. So the Greyhound guys are owned by Will, who is Will Greyhound. So that's
that actually his last name?
Yeah, it's his last. So
Nice.
it's his team, and so they're limited. Obviously, like he's Australian. It's not like he can just get them a visa to live overseas in Europe and be there all the time and throw cash at them.
Is it
There's-
personal money?
I think it's like family business money.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know if he personally made it or I don't know the etymology behind where the money came from, but there's definitely money from somewhere there. But there's no Renegades anymore, right? Vox was basically what Greyhound is, right? Just something local run by somebody who had some business and could bring in some sponsors. That was essentially what Vox was, right?
Right.
And then it was just us and the manager and the coach and whatever
Yeah.
else it was. Whereas Renegades was an organization, whether in the beginning when it was with Chris Badawi and Monty, it was like a dog shit organization. Like it shouldn't have been, it was like really, really bad. But then when Jonas bought it and he was still getting Australian teams for a lot of their games. Like they would use the fact that we had the Australian team for Counter-Strike to get Australian teams for other games to be like Renegades, even though it's an American, well, I guess Swedish-owned.
American organization.
Exactly. Like it was fucked, but may as well corner that marketplace. Yeah. I see that.
Made
I
in
see
Brazil, who is not owned by
That.
Brazilians.
That's right. It's like the Immortals,
I'll
right?
never forget when I did the launch party for them in like 2017
That was your
when it came back.
co-caster.
Yeah, that's right. We casted the game together. I remember when we did that event, they were like, "Don't call him Made in Brazil." They will actually want to drop the Made in Brazil part, and I was like, "What the fuck?" They were like, "Yeah, call him Meber," and I was
Okay.
like, "Really?
Yeah. All right.
You're gonna lose that whole branding to it? Really?"
It's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
It's supposed to be it was supposed to be the glory out of everything, but yeah, mess up. I asked in regards to Australia because I'm seeing the same thing. I came from the Brazilian scene, but during my entire, I guess, like the real pro career, let's call it, it's been international. So I didn't get to live the domestic life and see what it's like. And right now I see opportunities are limited. It's a lot different. And the investment, same thing, like Pain. It's a gigantic organization, and they're able to get their players moved out abroad, but they're still done with local money. So it's like I applaud it in that way, right? Like Pada and his family and everyone that does it, they were able to structure something really well that goes there. They still can't transcend the limit of North American organization.
Sure.
Like the Immortals Gaming Group, they just shit brick money, EG, things like that. It's too much.
Fucking Tommy.
They're getting there. So I think it's cool to see that. And I was wondering if the Astralis scene, you see it moving in that direction. So where, hey, maybe we can compete in the foreseeable 5 years, something. I always say we're 5 years behind.
Our biggest issue is that we were never as successful. So we struggle, like, in that sense.
But you have more money in terms of, like,
Yes,
region, right?
yeah.
Like the sponsors, maybe.
But we're so,
Do you
like,
really?
Than Brazil.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, Australia is not.
There's a lot
Plus,
of
there's
orgs in
casinos,
Brazil,
right?
Yeah, there are a lot, but that's the thing. Because for the general cost of living in Brazil, it would be cheaper than Australia.
Yeah,
right? But
true.
you would think that you could get more money out of Australia to fund these teams. But the bigger issue is because there's not a lot of people in Australia. Like we just spoke about, what, 210, 330, I think 27 million.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Australia's tiny in
And I
terms of
reckon
population.
Time zones for tournaments would make it tough too, because it'd be so hard to like sell like
It's
a
getting the
regional.
eyeballs on, yeah.
getting
Yeah.
like a regional sponsor to like an Australian company would be ideal, but you probably can't do that because no one's.
But there's definitely people interested. Like, look at ESL Challenge in Melbourne. Like, that's a pretty good turnout for a challenge, like a DreamHack level event.
I don't remember viewership numbers, but no joke, IM Sydney was always one of the
it's
funnest
it's
things
such a good
ever.
event. It's such a good
So
event.
At least for the players on that side, like we loved that tournament. The crowd was amazing. The setup worked. Everything seemed like the infrastructure was there. Where we know sometimes in Brazil things don't work, in infrastructure. I always wanted to see more of that because the crowd makes the entire difference, in terms of viewership sports. Maybe if you're not going to get the numbers there, but if you do content right behind the scenes, maybe that works.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's something that can be done here to like and I don't think like I'm the one that's going to solve all the problems, but I probably should start paying a little bit more attention regionally. Like I've just been so in like upper echelons and international Counter-Strike the entire time I've been doing this because I've just been in Europe, right? So my focus has definitely been a little bit away from it. But I've offered the Greyhound guys. I offered it after Katowice. I offered it again to Vexite last night in the lobby. And I said, boys, when you're practicing, any time of the day, message me. When I'm not at an event, I'm not doing anything. I'll jump in the server. I'll watch. I'll give you my notes if they're interested. And if they're not interested and they don't want my opinion, that's fine. That is
fair.
fine in itself. Like I don't think that my opinion is like God or gospel or anything like that. But if they wanted an extra set of eyes or my opinion on what
A new perspective.
I would offer
Yeah.
it, right? And I'll tell you this much: if Dexter went and joined Greyhound, I'd coach him.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would still do this.
I doubt that.
I would still do this.
No, you wouldn't.
But I
How are
would
you gonna
coach.
do both
Get the
well?
fuck out.
Easy. What do you mean?
Look, you already spent most of your life on the road doing everything.
Dude, you should see what happens to me when events are off. I do nothing. I didn't leave the house for like 2.5 weeks.
That's true.
I did nothing. I don't have like a kid. I don't have a dog. I got nothing, bro. I just have to
I
get
just feel sad for you now the way you're talking like this.
but
I
it's,
got fucking nothing, man. I
I've
live
got
in
nothing.
Malta.
Counter-Strike
Nobody's
is
there.
my life. Take this away. I kill myself.
I'm saying it with a smile on my face, but I mean it in like a good way. Like I really like doing this, right? And I'm looking for some way to be more activated in things, and a big part of it has obviously been like Jason, myself, and some of the other talent with like Pro League and being involved in that, which has been great. I've loved having that level of investment. I would love to have a little bit more in certain parts. In terms of like when CS2 drops, right? There's no second major this year. So that means the second half of the year is going to be quite light on events. And I'm not chatting shit. Like I'm telling Harry and Hugo this because they play a lot of Counter-Strike with me and Rush and all the guys we have in TeamSpeak. But like we normally just play matchmaking, which is shit, right? I'm slowly trying to get them to come and take the transition with me into. No, it is.
You're gonna drive. No, it is, but you're gonna drive yourself insane getting those guys to come play Face It with you.
I don't know but no, because I want to try and do like the biggest thing I miss. Do I miss grinding for 10 hours a day of Counter-Strike and trying to do things the way I used to do it back then? No, I don't miss that at all. But I tell you what I do miss. I do miss being in a competitive match of Counter-Strike where it's down to fucking 13-13 and we have to make a hard decision or someone wins a clutch. And even if it's just Harry or even it doesn't matter who it is, it fucking feels great. I miss the feeling of competition. Like that's what I miss.
But that's going to be a cool side of it because you hate the practice. But if you're always playing matchmaking, it's not practice. You're always trying to win. It's always competition.
Hey, okay, fair enough. I guess if we frame it that way. No, I built like a whole, for Rush, I built like a document of you have to do the
All the utility he's gotta
pre-fire
learn.
every day. I want you to do this. I built him like on a spreadsheet, and he could like mark
And
it
Rush
off and
doesn't even
stuff.
shower, and you're giving him lists of things to
And
do.
he did it. He did it. And
Did you add shower onto the list?
I should have. Actually, I really should have. But my point here was when CS2 comes out, I just want to spend a lot more time playing because I'll have that ability to do that.
And it's gonna also be fun and new, right?
Yes.
I'm kind of on the same boat. Like I'm done with playing. That's obvious. But I want the match first. I really hope that the matchmaking system would be better, just for me to have fun at it from
Sure.
a fan level. I really want to enjoy playing, but also CS2 just when the game is new. Like right now, CS:GO. There's always something new. I know that you can always do something new, but it's a lot more scarce now than it was in the beginning.
Definitely.
With CS2, world of opportunities. Just the whole smoke thing. Let's start there, right? It's going to be so fun doing that again.
And that's the bit I like about Counter-Strike is the new. That's why I like Anubis. How do you feel about like new maps coming in?
My team didn't play it. Was our permaban just because we couldn't figure it out in terms of working. And honestly, me, I watch it. I'm able to do something, but it wasn't one of those maps where my entire life has been like, hey, play Inferno. I played Inferno my whole life. It's
Sure.
pretty easy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I personally love the new maps. No joke. With the exception of maybe Vertigo, because I think it just sucks because it's too small. It's like rotations are too fast. Everything is too fight heavy.
Yeah.
I love Anubis and Nation. I think they're actually really well structured. I want to do more in those maps because I think that those maps still have things to be done
Yes.
just from the fact that they're new, especially Anubis. We were able to come up with some new things. We just sucked on it, unfortunately. So we're like, nah, ban.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you're still going down the same path that the head's at with all of this is like the creativity in Counter-Strike. Because I remember when you were SK Luminosity days, I remember Fallen talking about how you came up with this decoy that landed in front of the squeaky door in A so that the door would open inwards and Fallen could get the pick on the guy default box.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the nerdy shit about Counter-Strike. That's the
part of-
shit that gets you dick hard, as GB James would say.
It's so hard to find that one became kind of memorable because it was in the video for us, like from when we were still growing, everyone was watching our videos. But there was one like Cobblestone. I created a one-way smoke on Cobblestone platform that gave you like Cold Zero would always use it. He'd throw that for there, would use a little slither, and he's able to see everything from tree all the way down that entire lane. And I remember in the beginning, Valve even changed the map. They removed the staircase from there because it was so. They added the staircase there because it was overpowered. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. I created something for the game that actually made Valve change the map how it was done. Nowadays, I don't think there's many of those left that can be created. Maybe there's something there.
Modesty's got to know him. Modesty probably knows him.
Mob,
kid,
dude, that
yeah.
kid's amazing. I love that spirit of him that he knows every little gimmick in the book.
Yeah.
It's trying to take every advantage. That's how nerdy you have to be if you want to be the best.
And he's still young enough that when CS2 comes out, he's going to keep doing it.
He's gonna keep doing it.
He's going to keep doing it.
That's
He's
the
gonna
kind
get
of shit
more
that made
and
me
more.
realize I was like, you can't play this game anymore. There's so many fucking nerds in the world. Like, I don't have the time to sit around and find these tricks
Face
anymore.
it, in Europe is fucked against these Zoomers, bro. Like, they all shoot so hard.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
it's like, it doesn't matter if I've outpositioned them, I'm still dead. Like, it's like man. But that's why Counter-Strike, in terms of where the average player is at a high level, like in face it's really good. Like if you're talking players like 2.5 plus, well maybe more like 3,000 ELO players in European face it, they're good players. Like they're not professional
What
players.
scares me is that, like, they have 3,000 hours, which is considerable, but we're talking these pros that have 12, 15, sometimes 1,000 hours. The difference is not that big if you stop thinking. Like, it's big in experience of the situational plays, but in the actual in-game knowledge of the little plays and things like that, most people know the basic of what's going on. And I think that's amazing because people learn fast, so you're able to get to a competitive level fast, or at least what you as a player would consider competitive. It will always be more competitive the more you grind and you get better, but it gives hope so that I might become that pro player. I might be the next Zews,
I
you know?
can get there.
But there's a lot of players on debut here at this major, right? Like there's quite a few players on debut at this major, which
Boros has been fun to watch. I didn't get to see much of him at the RMR.
Yeah, well, no, but he just an aim star, right? Like, and I think it's really cool to see some of those names right there getting the opportunity to play their first major and put that on display on like, because we've had this conversation before. It's about what LAN is, right? Like, it's like everybody on the equal environment, and that's where things are pure, and that's why we like LAN, and that's why it's the most valuable thing about what we do at these events. But now you add the pressure of it being the major, and you add in all those factors, and this is why when I look at some of these teams, and I've got the list in front of me, right? I guess we could start talking about the major. You know, we could
Sure.
do. You know. Who would have thought? We got Na'Vi, Fnatic, Into the Breach, Bad News Eagles, Heroic 9, Vitality, Furia, G2, Ents, FaZe, Apex, NIP, Gamer Legion, Monty, and Liquid. And you look at all those names and you think about how some of these best-in-one matchups have lined up. there's some really scary games like that could be going down in the early stages here, and games that are like 50-50. There's so many 50-50 games that I don't know how people are meant to predict
best of one. Oh my god!
They already start like a best of one. You already start 50-50, and then you look at the names and you go, "Holy shit!" Like G2 Vitality, bro.
Is it true that if G2 and FaZe lose, they both face off against each other? That's the likelihood of it.
I think I saw that when I ran the simulator. As well.
I think it was like if they happen to both lose, that would
Check
be
it
the
out.
next
Open
matchup.
the
All
simulator.
right, I'll have a look.
What is it? IEB, ESL,
Yeah,
CSGO?
ESL. Jason, are you trying to get fired?
Well, that's what I type in to get the simulator.
Major.ieb.im.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that thing, so I just searched for it and it got there.
I always search for
I forget who it was in the group who told me to search IEB, ESL, CSGO.
It was probably Scrawny and Launders. Okay, let's have a look here. FaZe lose to Heroic and G2 lose to Vitality. Lose a game.
I think it depends on some of the other losses.
depends.
No, wait, I put them as winning, not losing. Hold up. It depends on some of the other results. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not as clear cut as some of those.
No.
Someone told me it was
But
like
no, it was
a really big
in
thing.
the last stage. They had like it was who was it? It was like ENCE, MOUZ, NIP, and one other of like those middling teams. I think OG. Those 4 teams.
Oh, we're gonna play each other.
Played head to head in the
regardless.
first round, and no matter what happened, they would play. So like 2 of those teams are
I know ours. If we lost and Monty lost, we know it was 100% regardless of any score.
yeah.
Okay, so some of those things.
That's
say
why
like
I
that.
thought maybe theirs was true because for us it was.
Yeah, I haven't
really
tried
hate the
all.
system.
Yeah, but that's the thing. And let's not. Let's not. Well, actually, no,
Well,
we can.
I
Let's
just-
ask Zeus's opinion. We don't have to give ours.
I just miss having the draws, like the draws at the E-League majors when
Oh,
teams would
if
like
this
huddle
is
around
gonna-
and wait
yeah.
for the draw because it was randomized.
with min,
I
with
like
min
that as
sick.
well.
And yeah, you got some unfortunate matchups and like teams had harder routes and all that, but you still get that here. But you had the excitement of that extra element of like, who the fuck are we gonna face?
Yeah, I actually like that a lot. It was exciting, and I will always remember when Astralis drew Fnatic, and I dumbly asked Dupree, "Hey, how do you feel about that?" He's like, "How the fuck do you think I feel about drawing Fnatic, you ass?"
I remember when FaZe with Kerrigan in their first go around at the E-League Boston, they had that thing with Vega Squadron had just like ran them over in a tournament before that, and they played them in the major in a best of one, and the casting booth at E-League was right next to the team setting up, and I generally have like great internal like respect of like don't disturb the players, like don't talk to any of the players, even if like you're friends. I try not to like get involved in their shit before a match. And this one I just couldn't like resist. Like Kerrigan was joking around. I was like, "Hey man, you ready for Vega Squadron to just steamroll you?" And him and Rain just started laughing and like blah 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 and talk some shit. And then Vega Squadron won like 16-2.
Oh, dear.
And I was sat there and I was like,
I did it.
my bad.
Jason's power is stronger than he ever could have
My
known.
bad.
Just really rustling the jimmies. You know what I really like from that Rain headline? There's 2 headlines I really like for HLTV recently.
He's like, "I'm not going anywhere. What the
Yeah.
fuck are people talking about?"
That one was like, where the fuck are these? Did Pimp just start saying that he thought Rain was going to retire on the desk? Because this is where this has come from.
I don't know if that's where it started, but I mean, I'll say I don't think that's like one of those rumors that I don't think necessarily got started by any one person. I think it's kind of a fair question. I don't know how it caught on fire.
I wouldn't
Like
put it
you
on
talk
any. Look,
yeah.
I wouldn't go around and just go plaster Rain with this tag. But
Yeah.
there was a group of players that I'd put in that conversation. That
Yeah.
okay,
Dupree, Rain.
yeah, Carrigan, right?
Yep.
Like some of these guys who have been going for a very long time. Do they want to stop? I don't know. Right. But could I make an argument in a world where they could?
Yeah.
Definitely. Because having to relearn and having that obsession that we're talking about here, you and I are talking about doing it from either like a coaching perspective of something that you can help your team with, or I'm talking about it from a fun perspective of things that I can do me personally or bring to a broadcast of learning CS2. But for these guys, they're going to have to learn new tools. And they're masters of their fucking trade. Like major MVP Rain. Oh, I'm going to have to relearn key components of a game that I have literally been the best at.
And it's not just like learning new components. It's almost like deconstructing the muscle memory of the old shit.
Well, that was the problem with the 1.6
Yep.
and Source players who came to CSGO in the
Yep.
beginning, right? Is you would have, and I had that for the amount of time in early CSGO that I would run around with Burstfire Glock, thinking it was like 1.6.
Was good.
It's like, no.
Or
no,
hold
this
an
sucks.
angle when Peeker's advantage was super strong. You're like, this is a smart position to hold an angle.
I'll make not a counter argument, but a thought here. I think that this is going to be very similar to the Valorant in the sense of it's a new game. CS2, it's small changes, right? Everyone says small changes, but it's big. Think of the Molotov for CSGO. In the beginning, everyone says, oh, it's just one piece of utility. It literally changed the entire meta, how everything works, and people play the game. I believe that most of the players that we see on the top today, the older generation, within the first year and a half to 2, they're going to be slowly and fastly, then increasingly fastly, pushed aside because there's going to become a younger generation, like either a Monesi who was on the younger side of this last days, or a new kid on the block who just was born into the HE smoke things and he's just got it.
He only knows that way of life.
Also, it's kind of weird to think about it in the context of like how busy the calendar is and how much these players already talk about how like over traveled they are and how much time they have to just like grind because they're at events so frequently. You make that like a year of these teams that are going to transition over and are still going to be traveling like 200 plus days out of the year to go to tournaments and events that are currently in the circuit. There's going to be players that are just grinding CS2 that whole time that are like playing like 8 to 10 hours of CSGO CS2 a day.
Here's my suggestion to everybody playing at home. If CS2 gets released in the player break, which we don't know, but if it does, if it gets released in the player break, here's what I want everyone to do. I want everyone to come to Malta for the summer because you can come out early in the morning, right, and you go for a swim in the sea. It's beautiful. Yeah, the weather's nice. Then what you can do is you can go back inside your house from the hours of like 10 a.m. until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can play Counter-Strike all day. And then what you do at that time in the afternoon, it's still going to be sunny, it's still going to be beautiful, and you go back out for another swim, and you have a couple fucking bevies, and you sit there and you watch the sunset with your partner, and you have a great time, and then you go to bed. And you're still playing Counter-Strike for 8 hours a day, but guess what? You're having a fucking holiday. So come on down to Malta. I'll hook you up.
You guys just all got a glimpse into Chad's life.
I've got
me. I want to. Yeah.
I've got 2 spare bedrooms.
Dude, Furia bought a team house. They're building a team house in Malta because they said it's the best place for them to feel like they're in the climate of Brazil.
It has nothing to do with the circuit being there. I'm sure of it.
They were just like fuck going to like Poland where it gets cold. Fuck going to all these places.
To be
where
fair,
there's
Malta is
winter.
amazing. It is a great place
In the summer.
Yes.
I don't want to shit. The only thing for players is the ping. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, but if you get ifs and buts. If you're on a German server, like a good German server, you can get 40 ping. 40 ping is okay. 40 ping is, I'm not saying it's great. I didn't see a great reaction in the room here.
Dude, bro,
40 ping's okay.
I'm from North America. I'm just like 70 ping is acceptable.
Brazil, I play with 5. This
Come
is
on,
just
guys.
amazing.
We're all used to bad ping. Don't lump me in with the Europeans. Don't think
the European thing with ping is a little different than what we're used to. It is like 30 is the norm. It's It's fine.
Whereas we're like, if we have to play on 60 plus, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. From one side of the fucking country.
When I was on Liquid, you remember this? I was playing with NAF online, and NAF was like west coast of Canada.
Oh yeah, it was like 80 to 90, 110
yeah,
sometimes.
he had 80 to like 110 ping, depending on the server. Playing against Art with like 5 ping jumping through a smoke. And
well, if Elon would take this Starlink shit fucking seriously,
hell yeah.
Come on, Elon.
Come
You're
on.
too busy
If he
charging
gets the
me
gamer
for
audience out of that, he's made.
He's too busy charging us to verified on Twitter, this motherfucker. If he only
Did
just
you pay?
spent time... Yeah.
I didn't. It's like 25 Rias. That's so much in Brazil.
It's $100 for a year. So...
Did you pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've spoken about this before.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
you haven't been.
I haven't. I know. I was there. I just haven't paid myself yet.
Well, because it's something which is like... So Twitter is the main thing we use, right? And for me to be cut off at the balls here because it's $100.
For $100.
$100, whatever.
I'm actually just lazy. I actually think I need to do it. Why not?
Takes a couple of days to get your blue tick. I found out. I paid like 5 days ago. I only got it today. I woke up. I was like, it's blue tick day. And it didn't inspire me to get out of bed. So it's been fucking hard to get out of bed here.
It's been rainy here.
I've been really struggling to get out of bed. Yeah. I don't know if that's because I'm depressed or because of the weather outside. I don't think I'm depressed, guys.
I don't know what happened. Like 3 days ago, I just became depressed, but it's been hitting a little bit harder.
What happened 3 days ago?
Let's go back in time. Maybe we could pinpoint this one here. What comes next for Fluxo? You guys got any events coming up?
We were gonna have CCT. We pulled out of that just because we need to do restructuring the team. It's pretty obvious. Everyone knows. So we're restructuring. Soon news, I guess.
Okay.
Soon
all right.
TM.
Here we go. Breaking.
Soon
Breaking
TM.
news
It's
on
like
Talking Counter.
spectator index on breaking counter right now. The overlap everybody was looking for.
What's your favorite matchup here in this first stage?
Oh, do you want me to read them to you?
Well, I guess it's hard. Let's take.
I like the Vitality one, but I really want to see Liquid in 9.
Let's take those two out of
really.
it because it's obviously going to be G2 Vitality and Heroic.
So on the ice, I actually want to see Liquid in 9, not just because I know I've really been fanboying 9 the way they've been playing when they play well. I think that they play some Counter-Strike that shows really solid teamwork knowledge where they just freeze and they're playing like similar angles where first contact, second contact open. It reminds me of Astralis in the sense that they will not give up that advantage very easily. And also, we got an advantage. It reminds me of Heroic in the sense of group up, go to this, brute force it, but a smart brute force where you're not just rushing into the side just because you have an advantage. You grouping up because I want to minimize the chances of getting fucked. Sorry, I keep swearing on this podcast.
No, that's fine. Swear as much as you want.
He's gonna one player like Jerry. He's just gonna isolate the the extremity of the map so that someone doesn't aggress on him while joining up with everyone else, and they're still taking B, but carefully Molotoving everything out, taking out all the angles, flashing for each other, but with 5 taking the site, maximizing advantage. I love the Counter-Strike they're playing right now.
So 9 Liquid, especially with how Liquid have played here, I think most people would have 9 as the favorite, just considering Liquid's
crazy times, right?
The eye test.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, one of the things that I did a lot of with the opening matches of the last round was try and identify the veto for most of the teams. And I know that people go, oh, it's mid, like when we do the death segment, oh, it's best to one, it's middle of the map pool. Sure, it is, and I agree with that. Most of the
impact.
But exactly,
Most of the
and you can look at the pros and the cons of what those teams have on those maps, right? So unless there's a massive bluff in the veto and you let something through and you want to counter something that they have and you know that they're going to take that map because they feel mega confident on it and you want to take the risk. I think that's one of the only times you don't see it going to what you'd expect. And I don't think 9 are definitely not going to get Vertigo against Liquid.
It's also really hard to like get a bad map in a best of one just because like even the way they do it at the major now, 2-3 vetoes instead of 1-1-1-1.
Yeah, it's like a 2-3.
Like one team gets to remove their 3 least favorite maps.
It goes 2-3-1, right?
2-3-1 and then side.
Yeah, and I think that the way of doing the veto that way is better because like you can in that way you can kind of. If you come into the second phase of that video and you remove 3 maps and maybe some of those maps are what they're expecting they'd be playing, you can fuck them that way. But I don't know. I look at 9, they're still going to have the tag of choking in pressure matches, right? That NIP game they had in Rio, that one hurts. That one sticks with me.
If I get games like this that are like really close as well, I tend to side with the team that's been playing in the major and the challenger stage.
So you'd go with Liquid in this regard.
Yeah, that's my main reason
I think
why.
I'd still go with Liquid on it. I think 9, if they play what they're supposed to, they could be the better team out of it, but I'd give Liquid the favoritism any day of the week on this.
See, this is the thing. Like, I'm looking at it right now. So it's definitely not going to be Vertigo. It's definitely not going to be Inferno, right? So those are gone out of the pool.
Anubis?
And yeah, it could be like an Anubis or maybe even... I think it would be bad for 9 if it got to Mirage. They would be loving to get to a nuke. Liquid would be stupid to let it go to a nuke.
Yeah, I doubt that's... After our match, I doubt it.
It's definitely not going to be Ancient. There's no way 9 play Ancient. That's their worst map. They just keep losing on that. And I don't know why. Like, they have so many... But that's some of the things. All their reps, their losses online could be one of those things that when they come here and they eventually... Because in best of 3s, they'll have to play it. Teams are going to pick...
Yeah.
Like, if you're 9, you know if a team is good on Ancient and you're playing them, they're going to pick it.
Yep.
So I think for them, that is something that all those reps and all those games is actually going to help them because they've been getting cracking because teams have been picking it and they're looking at it like, why do we suck? Why do we suck? Why do we suck? So probably Mirage, Overpass, or Anubis in that series.
Yeah.
I hope they
if
don't.
it's Anubis, I'm going with 9.
Okay.
I don't know. Liquid's Anubis is pretty nice.
Oh, dude, but
They like Anubis.
I'd make a bet with you on that one.
Here we go.
Right.
If it goes to that map, I'll take
So
9
you like
any day.
it? You like 9's Anubis?
Yeah, I think it's one of the ones that I studied that I really like their approach to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they in the conversation with like? Do you have like a top 3 teams on Anubis?
No, because I think it's very similar in the way that teams approach it right now in terms of the execs. I think you could make a case for, I don't know, Payne's Anubis. I liked it at one point in MIBR. Just from a local
MIBR
scene.
were playing a lot.
They like to play
early.
really aggro CT
Yeah,
mids.
but I don't think it's the most beautiful one. 9, I think it's something that's more cohesive in that sense. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ents was pretty good on it.
Yeah.
It's his T-sides on Anubis.
Yeah,
Well, everyone's T-side on Anubis.
If I'm not mistaken, because I just remember their 1-3-1s where they were really good and methodical about taking mid. So there's little aspects of each team that when I was trying to build our Anubis that I was studying and liking as a general, but I actually thought 9 was the one that at least tactically without knowing what their plays were, what they were going for, just on a very basic tactical level, it made more sense to me.
So then, with that in mind, probably an Overpass or Anubis if we narrow it down, because Mirage is something that 9 would probably want to avoid considering some of their losses on it.
And considering Liquid wanted to pick it in a few.
Yeah, so, right, because Liquid have been bringing Anubis into their map pool. They've only played it 3 times in the last 3 months. So they haven't played it a lot, but it's something that they picked in the last 2 series.
Yeah.
I think they picked it against Complexity and they picked it against Greyhound. Understandably against Greyhound and against Complexity. I think Complexity was 0-4. They lost their last 4 or something. So, that could be... I really like Anubis. Like, I love casting that match.
It's fun right now.
Exactly, because I don't know. One thing that I noticed from... Actually, not from that match. One thing that I feel is key... On that A site, if you lose it as the CT, you have to have someone flanking. I don't feel you can just retake from beach and
really
from
hard.
connector. You have to have someone flanking. How are you meant to get into that site? They think that it reminds me a little bit of the B site of Inferno in a way. The T's are in a 2-on-3 on that site. They're just as likely to win.
If you're coming from just CT, even more likely.
Yeah, right. So that right. And I don't know if all teams are taking advantage of because. if you lose A, how easy is it to just go mid and drop down canal and go behind? It's so easy. Like, it's a quick rotation.
I think it's a bad map in the sense for a CT in general, because if the A player fails, it's basically over. Even over, because if he really fails badly and they're just in the block, someone's going to watch the flank, and then it's just molly everything off and like really well positioned for the after plan. Mid is the key to everything, but you can't have too heavy mid or else B's weak, and B's super easy to get in with the underpass with all the flashes and plays that can go on. So to me, any area of the map that the CT fails on falls, and it falls heavy. B being the exception at times with 3 players, let's say that, like as a minimum, as a starting round there. But I think that it's so T heavy in that side where when the teams are starting to get good and not losing advantages, which are easy to get, we're gonna start to have some team that does kind of like the SK train, the Astralis nukes on it, and become actually unstoppable forces, at least until someone figures out the next step.
Do you feel like retake from the CTs towards B could be more commonly used, or do you think it's too hard?
I think definitely it could be more commonly used, especially because of the skybox that you can get all the smokes in the right areas. Most people are just going to smoke off B, and you're going to need the problem is, where do you molly off some of the key areas sometimes from?
I don't know what you call it, but as you come out of Temple as a CT, the hard left clear on that platform.
With the main pillar, and it has a shadow and the sunlight.
Glyph, Glizzy.
Yeah, we call it the G spot. Glyph, Glizzy, and Goblin. Because there's like 3 different places you could hold there as a T or a CT, right?
And you've got to find the G spot.
Yeah,
you always got.
So I feel like that hard left angle is probably one of the hardest to clear on the way in, because you're
getting crossfired from everything.
Yeah, you are.
Pretty susceptible to flashbangs, though, I feel, isn't it?
To that position?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, but to flash and then hard clear that spot is a problem.
Well, at the same time, if there's 2 there, one anti-flash, one
someone
not.
swings off site.
True.
The planter swings off site and then protects you a little
Yeah,
bit.
you have so much cover to play behind.
It's definitely the strongest position that you know. Like if there's a perfect afterplant, there's at least one in that position. So in one of the 3 positions, there's going to be one there.
Because someone can stay sight and they can swing around, or that pillar that I think Greyhound were calling Yakinda yesterday. We heard
The one
it in
next
the
to a
comms.
B entrance.
Yeah, exactly. They were calling that Yakinda, and then we call it jail. But when you enter B as a T,
Where it has the little rock.
yeah.
left,
We
yeah.
call that jail. I don't know why we call that jail. I guess we had to call it something. But there's there's so many. I don't know. The more I think about the map, I'm like, I want to get in the server. I fucking love it.
It's a fun map, and it's one of the ones where I was creating things like in jail. There's a one-way Molotov that you can create there. That's
a one-way molly.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
shit.
insane. You just throw it. I'll just say, the CSGO is gone, and I don't know when I'm playing the next tournament, so fuck it. Right? So you throw a Molotov with make sure that the big flame is in front of the rock, and you'll stand behind the rock with cover for your head, and you'll see everything, and no one can see shit.
Okay. All right. Maybe someone could find that in the last couple of weeks of the major.
Cool.
We might have a few more.
Yeah.
CS:GO
Yeah, we know
tournaments,
Heroic
you
listen to the podcast.
Oh, yeah, Sound. He's a...
Hey, here's another tip for you on overpass. Run on bomb site, there's a slither. That's something pretty cool. I wanted to put on B, bomb site, on overpass. A few people know this. This isn't new, but it's something I don't see anyone use well enough. If you plant on the B bomb site, there's the wood, right?
Yeah.
If you come from the right side on the wood, you can actually surf up a little bit.
Okay.
And if you surf up like maybe 3 seconds to the left, there's actually a slither where you can see all of the connector rotating in here from like the low. There's heaven and the lower part here. When you come,
Yeah.
you can see the entire. So you can, with an op, you can actually wall bang people there and shoot people. Or more importantly, if you just planted the bomb, you get up there, you know everyone that's coming out from that lower rotation, and you can instantly jump up on the box after it and
That's
headshot
a little
people.
ratty.
Okay.
I want to put that. I'm sure that one, if people use it, it's like the perfect after plant. You just plant the bomb, you're already there, and then you have someone else, so you know you get everything else.
Okay. All right. We might need to put this out, make a video. Get your Twitter blue first, and then monetize it, and you can make some money off of that stuff, right there. Elon's trying to put cash in all of our pockets here, mate. He's trying to be generous.
He's not stepping out as CEO.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I guess he's not happy with how things have unfolded. Imagine if they roll it all back and there's no.
I'm
Twitter
actually starting to
anymore.
like Twitter now. I like the little fact-checking references on people.
I've
people
seen a
can't
bit of
talk
that.
shit anymore. It's like, nope, you're wrong.
Yeah, there's a bit of and the For You. I'm going to say something positive. The For You's been great. My For You's been
my
fantastic.
feed's been better.
I've been seeing shit I wouldn't normally see, and I've been enjoying it.
Okay.
I've been enjoying the algorithm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people haven't been enjoying Twitter lately. It's not really. I'm fine with it. For me, it's something that my goal for not getting mad at the internet is to treat everything online as a joke.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because otherwise,
That's a good way to approach it. It's better
Have a
than
heart
taking
attack.
everything
That's
serious.
your approach on life.
see, okay, yep, fair enough.
Yeah, he wins that.
I don't want to try that anytime soon. I do need to get to the gym though. I was thinking about it today, and that's the closest I've been. Go for a run, he says.
Come on,
Jason. When do you think the last time? I used to do cross country in school and come last. Do you think running is something that's at the top of my list of things to do?
I don't go fast. I just got out there for 20 minutes, see the city.
I don't.
There's a little garden
as soon
right
as
down
you,
the way.
if you can buy me a full kit like Edward from G2, I'll
Oh
fucking
my
go.
god, he came out so kitted
Didn't he
up,
had the
didn't
hat
What?
on? The mental coach for G2, Mind Body Esports. Edward.
Oh yeah, no, the bald guy.
Yeah.
I know who he is. I saw him running. He came
had
back yelling and everything. He's like, "Yes, I did it."
He
Yeah.
had a double vest with like water bottles in each one. He had like a fanny pack with like
fucking love
like
Edward.
eating like the goo that like runners have when they go distance. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go take a run to the Eiffel Tower." I was like, "Bro, that was a 20-minute Uber for me yesterday."
It's an hour and 55-minute walk from here.
I did an hour on bike.
It's so crazy.
I did the bike ride there.
Oh,
it was
really?
so much. Yeah,
Okay, nice.
me and the guys did it the first day here. It was so much fun.
Is it just like a path, like a straight shot? Are we on the roads? What are we talking?
Mostly
along
through,
the river,
near
which
the
is nice.
Sena River. You just go by the side of it. So you actually go by Notre Dame, stop, take the pictures. You go by some other palace that I forgot the name, take pictures there, and you arrive there. It's 1 hour and 8 minutes by bike.
Okay. That might be something to do. I
It
might
was
be
actually
something to do.
one of the
You'll
highlights.
bike and you won't run.
Biking is much easier than running, Jason.
And it's you can choose the electric option, so it's like it becomes a lot easier.
I probably won't do that, but I do like the idea of the bike as opposed to the running. The bike sounds nice. I'm going to go to Amsterdam after we finish here because we have another event coming up, the Dallas event, right?
Yeah.
So we've only got a week. And to travel back from here to Malta, as much as it feels like it should be an easy trip, it's not fucking easy. Like there's
had a
layovers.
rough time
There's
getting in.
connections, right? At
Dude, it's
least.
so fucked. Like it takes so long to get. It's like, hold up, you want to use 10 hours to go 3 hours? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Live in Malta. So that's one of the worst things about being there in wintertime. But so what I've decided is instead of having to go like from there and then get back to Malta at like midnight or whatever on the Monday, I'll just go to Amsterdam with my girlfriend for a couple of days and then go from Germany to America, which is like a straight shot of a flight. So I might try and take the bike out in Amsterdam. They like bikes over there.
They love a good
Way
bike in
too
Amsterdam.
much.
Yeah.
It scares me. There's too many bikes there. I was not healthy most of my life. It just scared me seeing so many bikes.
And they're all giant over there as well. They're people
Tall,
from the
yeah.
Netherlands. They're just huge people.
But they're gentle.
Yeah.
They're all like super peaceful.
Loving people. Loving people.
That's all the, marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I didn't. Fair enough. Yeah, it could be that.
Could be.
It could be that.
Yeah.
But who knows? We'll never really know, will we, Jason? Zeus, who's winning the major?
For me, I'm rooting for my boy Nico. It has to be his.
Okay.
I'm rooting. I don't know if it is, but I like to put. I don't have to put an analyst spin on it, so I'm gonna always just go with heart. Nico all the way.
Okay.
Or phase with twist. That goes as well for me for my happiness
Or
level.
Vitality with Zywoo, or Navi
so-
with Simple.
All right.
No, for my happiness level, those two. I'd put
Those
it
are
in
the
that
two?
order.
Okay.
What's okay? I both of those great. I'm happy with either. I'm a G2 fan because of Jersey Bear, and I love a bit of twist. I think he's a great kid. But what do we think would make? I think there's several options which would make best finals. Okay, so what do we think would make the best final? Like for me, the first one,
Vitality.
Vitality Navi, Simple Zywoo, final.
Simple Zywoo would be
I
great.
think that would be the sickest final for this event.
Yes.
I actually don't think that would be that good of a game
Do you mean in terms of the matchup
in
itself?
terms of the matchup itself. I think Navi would. I feel like Navi is a step above Vitality.
You think they keep the leash on them?
Yeah, I don't have the confidence in Vitality yet, but it's
Even
great.
though they won Rio.
Even though they won Rio.
Okay.
In fact, probably more so because they won Rio.
Okay.
Like
Alright.
I think, I haven't got that faith yet in Vitality, but I think the storyline of Simple versus Zywoo is an incredible one. I just don't think the matchup would actually play out as good
As we'd want
What
it.
is your
Yeah.
dream spectator final?
Ooh.
I want to see a fun match. Like
Phase G2 then, it has to be, right?
Phase G2. Well, I think you could I think pretty much interchangeable is Phase Navi G2. Give me two of those three teams.
So you don't think that Navi would leash G2 or Phase the same way they would Vitality?
No,
Why?
but I have Navi winning the major. That's my prediction.
You have Navi winning the major.
I think Navi's gonna win.
What do you know that we don't?
I do nothing, absolutely nothing.
Right. It can be a gut feeling.
It really is a gut feeling. I'm actually with Zeus. I want. My heart wants G2 to win. I want Nico to have a major. I fucking
it's
love
CSGO.
Nico.
It's his last shot at CSGO.
And-
CS2 will never happen. At one side of me is an asshole. I'm going to say I don't want him to win just so I can always say you can't sit at my winner's table.
But I have great respect for Blade as a coach, and I think with the step up that we've seen from MPL now that he's gotten some more time in the team, like his performance is getting better. Reminds me very much of the time leading up to Stockholm as well, where all of a sudden you had Bit playing really good at the RMR, and you had that jump up as well.
I know what you're saying.
How's
I
Navi's
feel like
form
there's those
coming into this, though?
comparisons.
I haven't been actually following too much.
Fine.
Fine.
And that's all it needs to be for Navi. That's the thing, right? Like it's.
I feel like that's the same for all those teams, like the ones at the top, like the Navi, the FaZe, and the G2. You just be fine right now.
But
Build into
G2,
it.
I feel like G2 need to look indomitable to win.
They look pretty indomitable in the challenger stage, for what it's worth.
Who did I say, FaZe or G2? What just came out of my mouth?
I don't know. I thought you said G2. Did you
said
say
G2.
FaZe?
Okay, I meant to say FaZe.
Okay, you said you said G2.
That's the two bits. I meant to say FaZe. I think FaZe for when they need to look indomitable, right? But whereas G2, yeah, fair enough. They went through 3-0.
Yeah.
They were my 3-0
Well, and
team.
their T sides were ridiculous in the challenger stage.
Yeah, but Justin and Monacy, the two highest rated players from the entire stage.
Which is great because when you get to the playoffs, homeboy Rain's going to step up.
That's true. But Rain also had a good challenger stage.
Yeah, he did.
But here's something as well. Just want everyone to know. That was only the major qualifier. Just because the name. Nah. I won't be that guy.
You're not wrong.
But that's the thing. Do you still feel like this first stage is the major qualifier?
I still feel so, yeah.
But
I don't consider this the actual major.
I
so.
like the stickers for more teams. I
That-
love
I-
the sharing of the love.
That's a great idea.
It's great.
From a competitive side, I don't think I was in the major. I think I was in the qualifier round and dropped out.
I just wish we'd get this is one area. I just wish we'd have the global RMR back.
Yes, but then what if the problem there? The problem there, really, truly, the rich will only get richer then. And I don't mean money, I mean scene. Europe will just get stronger.
True.
And everybody else will struggle. As much as I am with you from a purely competitive standpoint, if we could do that with another event, if Katowice or Cologne could be that way, not regional, just best, right? That could be something they could do to separate themselves from the major.
Yeah.
But obviously ESO, as much as people want to condemn them as the absolute devil, do an awful lot to support different communities around the world. Fuck everybody who doesn't think that. But the thing with the major, I think we need to keep it regionally segregated to this point to help stimulate the quote-unquote economy
of like the second
and
tier
it's the
teams.
only fair path right now. Like coming from Brazil, it's the only path where I'm like, I have an honest shot from beginning to end.
Yes.
It's only on me, no one else.
Yeah, I think that needs to stay just because the money, because in my dream world, we wouldn't need massive organizations like I think Na'Vi is a perfect example of a team that has always been grassroots Counter-Strike. They have been the whole time.
Sure.
They started but some of the others like a COG, a TSM, or those, we don't need those.
Big franchise organizations.
We don't need those organizations because they don't know how to make money. It's evident by the fact that they go under, right? So in the Counter-Strike world, and I'm not looking to monetize these teams year round. It's a competitive pursuit. If you win, you make money. If you lose, you don't make money. If you make it to a major, everybody makes sticker money. That's how I look at it. Do I think that it's great for lots of people who love Counter-Strike to be able to make an income off of it? Yes. I'm not trying to cut people's nutsacks off and think, oh, we all have to go work in like normie jobs or anything. But I'm just saying that I don't think players need to get paid $50,000 a month or euros a month at the moment. I think we scaled past where we needed to be. We can still make...
we hit that point a long time ago.
We need a correction.
It's
I
his
agree
fault.
with that.
It's not his fault.
Well, no, part of it was my team's fault. I'll put
Do
it
you
out
mean with
there.
the SK negotiation?
Oh no, the SK one was fine.
That was
The
hilarious.
MIBR one was kind of
Do
crazy.
you know the funny thing? The funny thing with that SK one is because I feel like I'm slightly responsible for you guys not getting to play in the E-League Season 1 second stage.
We always blame Minsick.
Yeah, no, you should, because Minsick was talking to me in the audience and someone overheard the conversation about what was happening because we were talking to him about what was going on.
Yeah.
But because E-League was more like org-based than it
Yep.
was team-based, and this is the thing, Christina...
Good old
I
franchise
remember-
American sports, yeah.
I remember me and Gomez went to Christina to talk to her because like the Renegades org, we didn't know what was going to happen with it because like Monty and Badawi couldn't organize a fucking piss up in a brothel. So a piss up in a brothel, you like that?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I overlapped
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I overlapped the two.
That was
I
nice.
overlapped the two.
That was perfect.
Just it's like the
I'm gonna
Pope,
steal that.
the Pope shitting in the woods.
Yeah.
So in that scenario there, Minsick was talking to us about like the whole situation with you guys in the audience when there was fans around, and we thought we were being pretty sly about it. And then I think that guy maybe even put it on Reddit after that about all the shit, and then it popped off, and then they had the Danes who were SK playing in your place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. But that's the time I was retiring. That was about the time I was retiring right there. But that was a fucked time because I remember like Taco was so happy, like out the front of the hotel, like in front of what was the W? Was it the W?
W.
W.
Yeah, in Atlanta, and he was so happy about like the new contracts you guys are going to be signing and going to SK and everything. I didn't realize it was even fucking more up the tree with MIBR.
No, the SK wasn't crazy. It was crazy because at the time, but long history. So
There was that controversy around it.
LG, we were getting paid $1,500 a month, and we had already won a major.
Oh, at that time, even Renegades were getting paid 2.5.
Like where like everyone else is getting like 7,000, 8,000
COG
euros.
The
fucking
polls.
shit.
And
yeah,
we-
VP had just signed that huge
And
deal.
we're
as
the
well.
best team in the world. So the SK one, we went to 10K. It wasn't even that crazy. The crazy one was MIBR, but it wasn't only from the salary was good. Nothing compared to the 50K. But we got 95% of stickers and of the organization, 100% of player stickers, not 100% of prize pool. So the organization didn't make money in that sense. So they were going under in that sense. But everyone else believed then that, hey, if MIBR is making this money and they're not as good as they once were, why am I not making this much money? And then players don't see that it's not only competition. Hold on, we have Taco falling for FNX.
Big names.
They're gigantic names, like million followers, the first million follower on Twitter, things like that. It's influential. It gets contracts.
Yeah,
that's
well,
true.
And also, that was also around the time. I mean, it wasn't just you guys. I'm mostly making a joke. And I mean, I know there was the VP contract that were long term. I don't know what their numbers were at the time, but from what I remember, they were high. But it was mostly like the COD orgs that came in.
Yeah.
It was all those orgs in
Oh,
like
like Optic
2016,
and
yeah,
shit.
like Optic and Envious that came in and were just like, boom, salaries just fucking like doubled over.
We during the SK one, as soon as we closed the SK one, which was already a big deal because we had 2 contracts in theory, there was another organization like, hey, that's not enough. We will pay you 30, and we're like, holy shit, why did we sign?
Hey, just tear those up real quick.
I think it was Method, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god!
You remember that organization?
Are they? Yeah, they were like World of Warcraft team, weren't they? Like their method, and they had it was like an orange logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the orange
Well,
logo.
it
with
was the first one I remember was like that Nihilum organization that came into like NA CS:GO.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
and they like paid like for like Hiko and I think Semphis like a ton of money to.
But
come
we
over.
had glory days, bro.
Yeah.
Like back when we were playing Pro League and it was online, it was like
I
you
love that.
guys. There was so many teams in the one region because it was like Europe and the rest of the world. If we had just moved the Chinese over with us, it would have been fucking sick because we had so many fun. Like there was so many good matchups. Like there was 5 or 6 teams that were in at least like proper orgs, like proper orgs, and then you would have like selfless that could be
even
competitive.
more if you think about it, because like you had the lesser orgs, like the Misfits, let's call it, that were coming up, or I forget the name of like some of the lesser known ones, but like you said, selfless. They weren't an organization, but had good teams. I was looking at over the time when I played Pro League with Immortals when I was a player, just for reminiscing. I think there were like 11 or 12 matches out of the 24 that I'm like, we really could have won or lost this, and we were already like a top 10 team in the world when I joined them. So I'm like, it was really competitive, the NA scene back then.
Yeah, it had a glory period of about 1 or 2 years where there was, I don't think, like, and then this doesn't mean North American Counter-Strike itself was booming, but
Just
there
the
was
region of how it was
and there was enough different people from different places that you were kind of, sharpening each other in a way. It didn't feel like practice was wasted in NA, even though it didn't start at the right time. It still started late in the day.
But you had options.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't have to play the same team. It's not like it is now where if you're Liquid and you go back, who do you play? Like
nouns.
Exactly. So whereas Liquid now, and this is the problem, that this conversation happens all the time, and it's not going to happen with this team because too many of them are homebodies and they have families. Like I can't ask Nitro, a guy with 2 kids now, to live in Europe. I can't do that. No. But if they didn't have those issues, Liquid, if they wanted to compete in the upper echelons of Counter-Strike all the time, they would have to live in Europe. Right? Like maybe not year round, but for big chunks of the year.
Probably the one problem that comes with that is the free spots they get in the NA.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting the best practice, but I'm getting all the spots to the tournament. So the organization makes money, the players are involved, everything happens. As soon as you leave that, you're no longer eligible. So what happens?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with the way that our scene is structured at the moment, and this is the thing. I know that I'm not hardline on anything because everything's evolving and things will continue to change. We will eventually. I don't know whether it's going to be 10 years from now, whether it be 20 years from now, but at some point we'll probably settle on something that is like the standard and everybody's happy with. And like people expect things to be right now, but they're not going to be right now. Like we are working this out as an industry. Like we have all grown up through this. We have spent our 20s, right? And big parts of our 30s now.
Yeah, let's go with 20s.
Around Counter-Strike, and we've seen massive evolutions of this. And we're at a place that I think is pretty good for a lot of people. Like right now would probably be the most healthy I've seen streaming in Counter-Strike in a long time.
Ever.
I tune in. Today, Taz was playing with Olaf, Get Right, Freiburg, Forest, and they're all streaming. And these are
That's so
legends of
cool.
the game.
That is so
These are
cool.
people that back in the day, like I would go up to, like I wouldn't even say hello because I was too, and these are guys now who are out there every day, and it's like we're in a really healthy place.
And Counter-Strike's never had that previously.
Well,
Never had good
In
streamers.
the early days, we had streamers who weren't players. right?
Yeah,
Shroud,
but they
things
all
like that.
eventually left because Counter-Strike is not a fun game to stream because you've
Yes.
got to fucking pay attention and work hard and try.
Yes,
Yeah.
but when we come back for CS2, we'll have that ramp up again in the beginning.
Do you think CS2 brings something fun in that aspect?
For streamers?
Yeah.
I
For
don't know.
content creation or maybe new maps,
Bring me
new
oil
play
rig.
styles.
What, you think
mode.
streamers are going to have fun playing VIP
Fuck
mode
yeah.
on Oil Rig?
Fuck yeah, they would.
I think so. I think if
There'd
it's
be
similar to
oil
the
rig
Dota
role
one.
playing.
Role playing
Bring
CSGO?
the GTA
Counter-Strike
roleplay.
roleplay.
Yeah.
Mr. President, we need to get you to
Get down, get down.
get you to the helicopter. And then we got people putting on accents as terrorists.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
Oh,
That's what we need.
that's gonna go down bad.
I'll play Hans Gruber.
there's a shout. Yeah.
We'll
Yippee
roll it back
ki-yay,
to Die
motherfucker.
Hard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We could do a Die Hard scene. It's one guy. You get one guy. He has like 4,000 armor and 4,000 health, and he versus like 50 German terrorists in a building on Christmas.
Next level VIP.
Exactly.
There we go.
There we go.
We've made the new game mode. Valve, the three of us would like to get paid.
Yeah.
Hit us up. You know where to find us. I hope Valve are here. I hope they come.
They'll be here.
You think they'll be here?
They have to be.
Are you hanging around?
I stay until Monday only. No, not for the long run. How long has it been? I was away for 2 years. How long has it been since the devs were at a tournament? I remember they used to be very present when I was in the scene, but towards the end they were already migrating. I didn't
They
see
were in Rio.
Vitaly
They were
anymore.
in Rio.
They were in Rio.
They're in Rio. No, but you're right. They did stop coming. I don't know if they were in Antwerp. I don't think they were in Antwerp.
I wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. They weren't in Antwerp. And they weren't in Stockholm. But they were in Rio.
They were in Berlin as well.
Yes.
I spoke to them in Berlin.
But I stopped seeing them like you're
Yeah,
saying.
because they used to be just in like player lounge. You'd find them there, and like, oh, that's pretty awesome. I can just go exchange ideas.
But that's back where in like Katowice in the early days, we'd be sitting in beanbags, and that would be the lounge.
Yeah.
You remember that? Like
Yeah.
it would be in the gym.
I used to
on
love
it.
that though.
Yeah. I would be sitting next to like a guy who's like a higher up at Twitch on beanbags in a lounge, and I had no idea who he was, and he had no idea who I was, and we're just having a conversation. It's just two people, and these days it's like everyone has their private areas and everything. One of the things is obviously our relationship with Valve, because we got to test CS2 earlier in the year, and we spoke to them in Rio a lot, which is really good. But if any players who are listening to this, and if they are here, I encourage them, if they have it, to go talk to the devs.
Yeah.
Because they're normal people. They're not going to bite your fucking heads off. And
Not only that, they actually love the game that they produce.
They do.
and they're interested in the feedback of professional players, as long as you don't go and say, this should be this way because I said so.
Yeah, make sure you have, if you want something changed, you better have some good reasons.
think-
you better back it up.
think about
Give
what
it
you're
some
gonna
thought.
say.
Maybe like in life, when you're going to make an argument for something, try to back it up with some actual something, you know?
Yeah.
You got to be prepared to talk to Valve about changes. in the game.
But the more the players talk about things to Valve, probably the better. So I hope that we do get that overlap here.
Yeah.
And I hope that we get some more CS2 info here, because there hasn't been an update in a long time.
I don't think there's gonna be. I
You think it's just going to
You
be a
think it
hard
just
release?
drops
I
when
think
it's
it's just gonna
full?
be a hard release.
I hate that.
I kind of love it because
Why?
maybe there's so much shit that comes with it where you're like, holy shit, I was not expecting this.
But what do you think they've tested us all on then? What do you think they've gone, here you go, have this game, just play Dust 2?
I think it was I think
I
they're
think it was a test.
Yeah.
Test a variety of different machines, levels of machines,
Okay.
levels of PCs.
the actual mechanics of the new engine of
Yeah, any bugs, like just basic bugs that come out and get released.
Okay.
Uh,
And they're
pretty
ironing that
nice.
all out now.
Because I mean, like we said a number of times, we play tested 5 different maps on CS2. Like,
Yes.
it's pretty much that.
The only maps
were
we
done.
didn't play were Vertigo and Inferno.
Yeah,
But we also played Dust 2, so we didn't play another map. What was the other map we didn't play? Anubis.
Anubis.
We didn't play Anubis, we didn't play Vertigo, we didn't play Inferno. We played everything else. And most of them were the same. The only one that was different
Just
was
graphical
Overpass.
updates, a few
Yeah.
like visual changes.
which
but-
one? Sorry.
Overpass was the only one that was
Overpass?
different. And when I say it was different, it was reskinned, and there was a couple of new like boxes which would
In-
offer you new elevations. That's it.
Everything
And
else was just
they were like
visual.
inconsequential
That's pretty
parts
cool.
as well. It was like the long corner, like out on the T side by playground.
Yeah, it was different. Shadowing,
Yeah,
right?
it
There
wasn't
was
like the
stuff
bomb
that.
site boxes weren't different.
No,
at
you
all.
didn't feel like the whole game would play differently. One of them was short on B. There was like something behind the sandbag, so you could like have an elevation over that on that. But that was about it. Like I didn't really know. And we played a lot of games. We even were like, hey, can we come in on Saturday and play more, please? And they were like, well,
We talked to them on day one. We're like, so we're leaving on Sunday, but Saturday is just like a wide open day. Like, what's this for? And they're like, oh, we thought you might like to see Seattle. And it was like, are you guys like insane? Like,
We have
we're in Seattle with a new version of Counter-Strike, and you think we want to go see Seattle? Are you? It's January. It's cold.
they were nice enough though. I think they had things with all their families. So what
I
they
did
was,
feel bad. One guy was like, yeah, it's like my daughter's birthday. Like, so I have to
Wait,
leave. At
really?
I think so. Something like that.
Oh,
He was like, I have to leave by like 3, but like we can play from like 12 to 3. And I was like, yep.
oh, now I feel bad. Thanks, Dad. Shit. Fuck, we've gone off of the major talk again.
Yeah.
Should we try and go back?
Yeah, let's bring it back.
We were
talking about
matches.
finals.
Yeah.
That's right. We were talking about which finals we thought
I
were
have
best.
a finals that I think would be really interesting to watch, which I think would be Heroic.
Apex versus Monty.
Yeah. Oh, if that happens, I just lose
I'm out.
it.
I'm out.
Heroic versus who?
I think if Heroic played against Vitality, it would be an insane, entertaining match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Heroic is very explosive. They like to make plays. Like they're ballsy in the way that they play, and it's, to me, very straightforward in the sense that we're faking one area of the map, but we're going blocks in the other. And Vitality, when you're playing against Zews, he likes to take duels, and he's good at it.
Yeah.
I think it would be an entertaining match.
All right, here's
Sure
what I'm going to do. This is to my boy Stown. Let me grab another. Hold up. You guys keep talking. I'm going to grab another beer. Beer?
Yes.
Beer?
Do it.
Yeah, bring one out.
All right. And then
You're not getting away from this.
give a statement directly to Stown, who hopefully is listening.
Hopefully he's
All right,
listening.
let me grab the
All right.
beers.
He's got plenty of time. Doesn't have to prepare for anything at the moment. Yeah, I think
You're right.
Heroic could be a fun one.
I think they're entertaining CS.
No, they're great. Actually,
I'm
what
not saying the most tactical or anything like that. I'm not trying to diss you, Stan, or your team or anything. I'm saying I think it would be a fun match as a spectator to watch. I would enjoy seeing that.
And you get Cadian again on a. He's always entertaining.
He's a
to
fun
watch from the
personality
outside.
to have on the stage.
Yeah,
he's
he
a
is.
cool guy that you see just really pumping it up. And I'm the guy that believes that for content and for creation, for me to be involved, it's the personalities of people, and that's what I want to see, right?
And Cadian
and Zews with the home crowd, that's
Yeah.
gonna get.
Oh, that's true too.
and Cadian, much like Nico, I mean, maybe not much like Nico, but like Nico, has like such a like a major trophy would be such a cool capstone to like everything he's had to go throughout Counter-Strike. That'd be like, considering the ups and downs his career's had, I think that would be a really fitting end for him, kind of like Nico, but the ups he's had essentially.
The only problem I have with having Heroic versus Vitality in the final is that was the Rio final, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And it was another one of these finals where Heroic kind of went missing, didn't they? I'm just trying to.
Spears.
I'm out of Coronas. I bought 2 different types. I don't know if that was the right decision or not.
Oh man.
The hangover tomorrow is gonna be a little different, but it works.
I wanted to keep it versatile. Yeah, it was Vitality versus Heroic in the final, right? And that matchup right there, did it go 3?
I don't remember. Was it close?
My memory's no, it was a 2-0, and that's the thing. That's what I was getting to. So I've just it was 16-13, 16-12. So
Okay,
two closest
so
maps.
close maps, yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is why I want to talk to my. And Stan didn't even actually. They all didn't play great. It was only Cadian who was playing well. That's right. Cadian had a couple of moments to keep them in it. Here's the thing. Now we always talk about Heroic, and we say that there's no like clear star. It's a team. They're one of the few teams we have out there that's like everybody on the team functions very highly, and that's what makes them really, really cool as a squad. Now, Stan, we know you fuck. We know you sling that dick. We all know the Jay Cranny situation, man. I don't give a single fuck about that. If anything, that's just a highlight bit of entertainment, a bit of TMZ goss for all of us to, sit and be slightly entertained about. Here's the thing. In finals, Heroic, you've been in a shitload in recent times. Down, my boy, if you're fucking listening. I know that it's fun to be popular and young and be having a good time and doing all those things, and I get it. And you're a fucking competitor, and I know you know that too. But my boy, what I want you to do is that dick that you were slinging, I want you to sling it in the server. I want you to go in there and whoever's in the final against you, I want you to fuck them up. I want you to be as confident as you are in every other game you play. I need you to make the plays for Cadian because he is going to G you up more than you've ever been G'd in your entire fucking life. That hype captain, he's the most hype captain you've got in Counter-Strike right now. Nobody is going to make you feel like Cadian feels. None of the women out there, none of the chicks in the DMs, none of the chicks showing up at the hotel. Fuck them. It's Counter-Strike, and a major means more than any pussy ever could. So, Stown, if you make it to the final, mate, show the fuck up, get it done, get that MVP trophy, because you are a fucking gun, and you are the star of this team, and you can be. So, if you're listening, give me a fist bump next time you see me in the lobby, mate, and we can exchange some war stories. But I just wanted to get him fired up.
Cheers to that,
cheers
man.
To Stown.
That was good. That was
one.
really good.
Yeah.
You haven't lost your touch.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Really well put, and
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
If you're a major champion, you're gonna be bigger at everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get way more DMs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're already a superstar in your country, but wait until then you can actually have a MVP. You can have an
Counter-Strike
MVP
major
medal.
trophy brings the women to the
100% in
sure.
their country, definitely.
What
Talk
gets-
to me about
what
it, Zeus.
gets
You got
them
2.
wetter?
Yeah, you got 2.
Nothing gets them wetter. Man.
Oh shit. Oh dear.
This is another episode of Talking Counter.
Sponsored by Durex. No, we are looking for sponsors, Durex, if you're interested.
They actually have sponsored some esports stuff.
Have they?
Yeah, just recently. I think they're doing some League of Legends stuff.
We should get in there.
Yeah, we should.
Not a good market for them.
No, yeah. I tell you, we'll sell a lot more product. We'll shift a lot more product.
Yeah. Do you remember when Carback came into the green room at Sydney the one year and told Alex as a desk host that they signed a condom sponsor
Yes.
for Sydney and made Alex come up with a condom call out?
Yep.
And he actually nailed it. Alex actually nailed it.
Yeah, because we could. There's so much we could do. When you're going into battle, make sure you take protection. You know, there's so much we could do with it.
Yeah.
There's so many things. You know, you don't go into a gun round without Kevlar, do you?
Yeah.
You know, like what are we talking
You
about?
don't go in and execute going in dry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's the lube too. We could definitely market that.
Yeah.
There's so much we could do with it. And our audience, right? Counter-Strike's are the jocks of esports.
Yeah.
So, come on, give us something.
I wouldn't say with the
Who, what, Call of Duty?
I was gonna say Call of Duty's more the
No,
jocks. I feel,
they're the jerks of esports.
but I feel like we're the cool kids that
Hey.
play sports.
So what do we play like?
I don't know. But let's.
What do cool kids play like? NFL?
Yeah.
Are they the jocks though?
Yeah, I guess so.
See, you've ruined my analogy, Jason.
I know. I didn't mean to do that, but I've thought about this before too. Like the social groups in high school, like the goths, the nerds, like the dweebs, and then the jocks and the popular kids and all that shit. I've thought about that same shit in esports.
Well, because the games like Fortnite and shit are like a fad. Those are the guys who rock up and they're playing with the yo-yos, but then like 4 weeks
Yeah.
later, no one gives a fuck
League of
about the
Legends
yo-yo.
and Dota is like the nerds.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering kind of thing.
Those are the goths.
League of Legends and Dota is like
That's so true.
Dota club. League of Legends is the checkers club,
Yeah.
right? So you've
Okay,
got, you know,
sure.
we've Valorant are playing soccer while we're playing NFL.
Yo, don't diss soccer like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh
Careful with
shit!
that one.
Sorry, rest of the world. Fuck. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Oh yeah, everyone likes soccer, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
99% of everyone.
I mean, it's
else.
mostly NA focused, so you could call it soccer, and the rest of the world's still playing football.
I was very NA focused with all of that, wasn't I? It was like classic people walking around wearing the like varsity jerseys and stuff like that, and the captain thing on their sleeve. And so yeah, what about ice hockey? Is Counter-Strike like ice hockey? We're getting in fights sometimes.
Yeah, we do get in some fights. We've known to have some fights.
We're
Yeah,
more like MMA, maybe?
Hockey's
Okay.
fucking great as
Or
well.
the UFC. We have a little bit of shit talk.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of personality, and it's cool to watch.
Yeah, tweet
Yeah.
us your
And
thoughts.
it's natural. People punch themselves all the time, so.
Yeah, actually, and monitors. We see plenty of that.
Yeah, we do. Keyboards as well this event. Swiss was punching a keyboard. over
Was
there.
he?
Yeah.
They're getting that frustrated.
Yeah, he was getting a keyboard.
I haven't
slam.
done any phase games.
The Rain interview where he talked about the communication issues was surprising to me.
Tell
Like, he just mentioned like they just asked him like what are some of the issues, and he's just like, communication right now isn't clean. He's like, when we were winning and we were doing really good, like we weren't having to like repeat things, we weren't having to like communication right now is very chaotic in
So
these
it's not
moments.
flowing.
Yeah, it's not exactly like the ins and outs of someone communicating something isn't quite as fluid as they would like it to be at the moment.
All right, what are we putting that down to, Zeus?
I don't
Not
know.
with
I-
FaZe specifically.
No,
but-
not with them. But I was thinking here is just a lot of similarities, even what happens in my team. When we're doing well, of course, the communication is fine. But I think it's a lot of misinformation. What makes that happen, though? What makes you not focus could be either something in game. It could be the team is not syncing or vibing well. Only FaZe will know what's happening to them. I think they're vibing well enough based on results of what they've had, right?
Yeah.
But maybe that overconfidence sometimes when it becomes frustration in that sense. So that could be a cause in communication.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like at this high level of Counter-Strike, though, like nothing's going to go clean. I feel with the teams that you're playing, rounds in games are going to be scrappy. Like you're going to need to win out hard 3v3s. You're not just going to call and execute and things are going like this event. And I was talking to Harry about this. I'm going to name that park out there, which is that way, that park out there.
Sure.
That's
I know what you're talking about,
yeah. Anyway, that's going to be Counter-Strike Philosophy Park because the amount of conversations I've had out there with like Counter-Strike Philosophy in the last couple of days. I was out there with Anders, I was out there
nice
with
park,
Harry,
yeah.
I was out there with Simple, like just talking like game theory and stuff and talking about things. And it's like, okay, cool. Like we're talking about the game and all of these little details of it. And I think with where we're at with this major, and I'm not one to buy into the woe of it's the last CSGO major and we don't know what the future holds. I'm one of the people who knows what the future holds. A major next year, CS2, a game that's comparable, and the longevity of our game will exist because
Another 10 years.
Because Valve give a fuck, right? Our game will not suck, right? I am positive. But for these players who play this current iteration and have spent this much time on this version, for them, I can feel it's like an ending point.
It's a closing of a cycle.
It's a legacy wrap up.
And you can say that you won the last CSGO major, right?
Yep.
And for players like Nico, who are referencing Zywu, names like that, there's an awful lot on the line here to get it done before we transition to the next variation of the game. So I understand from all of those aspects.
Well, from a player perspective too, like man, you never know if your skill is going to drop off. in
Precisely.
CS2.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's got to be a scary prospect for
that's
players. right now.
that's the anxiety. For
It
these
scares
players.
me. I don't want to see Nico drop off.
No.
What if Nico gets to CS2 and he's like 70%?
One tapping's easier in CS2 at the moment. It'll be fucking fine, mate. Don't worry about shit. But it's the sense that with these factors, the pressure level going to be slightly higher because of this. It just is. Because if people are thinking about those same things, like it's cool, we want lots of viewers, there's going to be a lot of people hopefully tuning in because of the CS2 hype and everything like that. There's a lot of factors that funnel back into where we are right now. With all of those things in mind, and with the direction that we're headed, if the moments, because we've lost the teams that love to save. Cloud9's not
Thank
here.
God. Yeah.
Okay.
Virtus Pro's not here. So now we have teams that like to stand and bang. They still play fundamental Counter-Strike when they should. If they lose the B-bomb site on Inferno and it's a 5v3, they're not going for the retake.
No.
They're not stupid. But if it's a 3v4 and they can go fishing, as I like to call it, where they go and they see if you're going to push.
It's a harder situation.
Give it a
but
fucking crack. Yeah. And I
love
feel
it.
there's going to be a lot more of that.
I'm with you on every thought there because I hate them. And I've seen players that are calling save on 2v2s. That should never exist in Counter-Strike.
How do you fix it?
Stop saving in 2v2s.
Yeah, stop
Change your
being
mentality.
bitches.
What it?
Win the round.
Like it's crazy. Oh, but I'm low on HP. But it's a 2v2. It's like so much. Have you not seen Cold Zero hit a jumping shot to know that's
but
possible?
I'm with you guys. I agree, but I think it's the right call in a lot of the situations.
It depends how early it is in the game. I think teams are starting to do it in wrong points of the game. I think there's rounds that teams should go for, but they save. It's like this is. I know we can see it's winnable, and they can't see what we can see, and they're just early on in a game, early on in a half, fine, because you're protecting your future gun rounds. You're giving. It's okay, but when we're starting to get in crunch moments in halves or in matches,
9-3,
then
9-4.
give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go.
you have to have a crack.
It's risk reward. If everything is the same right now, that's fine. But if I need to take an advantage and I just keep saving, I'm making it hard. Like I'm gonna make it harder. The match is 9-3. I'm gonna save this 2v2. Hell no, I have to try this. Like it's crunch time. Let's go. But no, I have a 9-3 advantage. I don't want to give them the advantage. Yes, you're playing smart Counter-Strike. Good to you. Maximizing your chances. I feel the same about rounds. Like, oh, it's a 3v5. Why am I not going to try it? Hey, because 3, I might have to try this a little bit more.
At least
I
have a
have to
look.
hope for a little bit of magic here and to people mess up. It's normal in Counter-Strike, right?
What tilts you more, though? A team like saving when you feel like it's not the right time to save, or a team going for a retake when you're just like, this is fucking stupid and it's lost?
As a coach, going when it's obviously stupid.
Yes.
When it's obviously stupid, yes. But I'm starting to get to the point where it tilts me the trying to play too smart.
Yeah.
I've played, come on, I come from the LGSK school. We played fundamentally smart Counter-Strike, and we know that there's time to go.
Play dicks out
You
for
guys did
Harambe.
so many theories. Like you guys were the
You guys
team that kind of
retakes.
brought theory into the forefront of Counter-Strike as well.
I don't want to sound like ego in that sense, but I believe so as well. I think that was why people give SK an era in that sense. It isn't the amount of titles and everything that happened, because there were breaks there, but it was the way Counter-Strike was approached. And we thought very intrinsically about the details of how we wanted to approach each situation, each round, how we end it, and even the scenarios. Should we go for 3v5s? What kind of buys should we be doing? We thought about it, and we're like, yeah, if you're playing the most correct, you save, but sometimes if you just don't save and you go for that kill, and you get that kill, and you get their economy gone. Hey, that's better. We saved the round, but our 3 destroyed their economy. That's great. Or we went for this 3v3 when we won it. We shouldn't have gone, but we won it. Now the entire match history and emotional balance changes. It's a risk reward. You have to have a feeling for the match. But nowadays, you just see everyone, no, there's no feeling involved. There's no magic to it. I'm just going to go the pure analytical, tactical, and no emotions to it. And it might seem like a smart choice on paper when, again, if the story of the game was only math, everyone would be safe. If one kill happened, everyone saves.
Yeah, that's true. I think one of the keys to G2's earlier success this year was their willingness to look, not even try, but look for rounds. And while they were looking, they got offered opportunities and meant they could go for retakes. I think I had Hooksy on HLTV confirmed earlier in the year. I think this is how fucked my memory is. And he was mentioning that those rounds, they were meant to be saving, like just in holding patterns, waiting for the guys to exit, and they'd get kills and they'd go for rounds because teams would overextend or peak when they shouldn't. And those players are good enough to punish. And that's the thing with the upper echelons of Counter-Strike right now. If you're good enough to punish, have a look. Like, put yourself in that position where, yeah, you will get this kill, or if he peaks, you know, you're going to at least like...
Don't go all in, but hey, if he messes up, we have a chance, let's go.
I don't want to see you just sitting in pit. Like, I want to see you at least going to CT spawn to see if they're at least, you know, going to try and pick ruins or something like that. Especially if you're the AWPer. Like, just go post up. If that guy's going to pick ruins into you and you're the AWPer and you're AWPing that line, it should be your kill. Like, it should be your kill. Like, so there's certain scenarios where it's definitely more beneficial than others. And this is where Counter-Strike theory is different between so many different people who view the game. There's definitely scenarios and duels and all those things that you break down that are more favorable to do one thing than the other, but subverting that expectation is what Counter-Strike's all about. And that's why some of the plays that you see are really, really fun, is because we never thought it was even fucking humanly possible, and then somebody pulls it off.
Yeah.
Like, and that's Counter-Strike in a nutshell, and that's what we want to see in arena games, where that pressure's at the highest. You know that if there's a chance that they are not ready for this because they're so strung out in the moment, and you can take advantage of that, and the crowd goes fucking nuts. I could not imagine the feeling of winning an insane clutch in front of a crowd in a monumentous moment, and how that would energize you as a team, man.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah. Like, get the ball. You're not even... You fire your team up with something cool, but you fire 10,000 people up with something cool. I feel like a superhero at that point,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like
fucking do.
it's like fucking Goku's spirit bomb, but real. But like that energy is now my energy. People believe like I just made the sickest play, and now people believe like I've been reaffirmed. My decision making just got reaffirmed in that moment,
Yeah.
and then I fucking do it again, and I'm more confident. It builds and it builds, and my name's fucking simple, and I own everybody. And it's like that guy right there. Holy shit! I can't imagine. Like for him,
That's what makes him the most fun player to watch, though.
it's so good.
Because Simple actually steps up and he's just like, I don't want to do cool shit in the studio.
Yeah,
I want the fucking arena. Like, give me the fucking arena. That's my stage run.
The Liquid 14-14. Imagine if Simple saved that round. That would have been the stupid word.
Yeah, James saves that round.
But that would have been the logical choice. It's a bomb plant. They're already in the after plant position. No, but he goes.
To
and
be
he drops
fair,
down
he
and
did have to
no-scope.
fucking drop down and hit the two most ridiculous fucking shots in the history
but
of
that's
the
kind
game.
of the magic of it. And do you think there's a world in hell where they lose a match after that happens? No. Do you think there's a world in hell where they lose if he doesn't go for that clutch? I think 90% of the chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been the safe call.
Yeah. But that right there is probably the only way that Simple saw in that moment to win the round, which seems the most ridiculous.
But also, let's think of it this way. Let's say he goes for that play, the same play he did. Let's say he misses that no-scope and
he
gets
gets
killed.
plucked out of the air dropping.
And our conversation is, what a fucking moron.
Yeah,
They
then-
could have used that op in the next round.
But then he's not Simple, is he?
know.
Then he's not this fucking deity
And
that walks
that's
on
why-
clouds.
But that's exactly it. That's why he is above the pack, because he has the
And
balls to
also-
go for those things and make him happen.
And he gets all the leeway in the world to make those mistakes and those decisions. Like,
Yeah.
no one's going to criticize it because we're just like, well, he's done before.
But
I mean,
talk
he
to
does get criticism. Remember when he tried to knife
Nitro,
Nitro?
yeah.
he does get credit. He went after the match.
Well,
Like, yo, Zeus gonna have a,
that was
a
the most
sick-
fucking
sorry to
boneheaded play I've ever seen in my
blame
life.
you out. So he's like, I understand if you won't give it to me. What I did was horrible. So he punishes himself. He knows he fucked up in that moment.
Yeah.
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 Like he knows what the risk reward was to it.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, funnily enough, that they still probably should have won that game.
Probably.
That was like, what was that, like 14-6 when he tried to do that or something, and Liquid came all the way back and won it after
don't
that?
It was like
It was-
14-10 at that point, but it was already starting to.
Yeah.
It
was
should have been
the
over
comeback was
from that
coming
point.
up, and then it was like 3v1. Now I'm gonna close it with a knife. And
Hey, it wouldn't be simple if that didn't
I know,
happen,
I
would it?
know. Yeah.
But that's why, dude, I'm just looking at this, by the way. Monty play a game tonight against Eyeballers.
Why?
I don't know.
what?
What?
What tournament is that?
In 2 hours from now, they play ESL Challenger League Season 45 Europe against.
that has got to be the biggest
against
mistake in
Eyeballers.
planning I've ever seen.
They gotta make it to Pro League, bro.
Apex and Nine have postponed their game at least.
What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie.
And you said we're more professional now
I
than
know.
ever.
I've seen events going on during the major, and I'm like, what are these events doing? Like running events during the major, first of all.
They're
I don't think
keeping.
they imagined
But
anyone
also,
from
what is-
ESL Challenger would be here. I think.
Do you think Monty was just like, yeah, we're probably not gonna make it to the Legend stage?
No, the thing is, they're like, well, we normally play 165 games a month. We may as well try and keep to
we
that
gotta
quota.
keep up the quota.
I can't believe how many fucking games these guys are playing.
That's so mental.
Are you playing more games now with Fluxo than you would be otherwise?
I think more matches, but not more games. Like because we're getting a lot of B1s in these qualifiers, so I'm having a repetition of teams go through. But I don't feel like Pro League. Pro League was insane because every day I'd have a best of 3 against someone, and then I'd have an ECS match. So sometimes 2 best of 3s a day. I felt
back
I
in the
played
day, Pro
more back in those days.
The problem is like NA doesn't have all these like small gambling tournaments that Europe has, right? Like,
Yeah, they don't have a problem with gambling, is what you're saying. Jason.
well, I mean, no, I mean, not. I shouldn't have said gambling, but they don't have any of these like small like CCC tournaments
No
or like
Brazzy party.
no Brazzy party.
No,
Like, we have ESCA Cash Cups
Bet Boom.
occasionally.
Yeah, but those mean a lot for the Pro Tour.
Yeah, they actually, ironically, they do. Ironically, they fucking do.
So maybe they're worth more than a Brazzy party. Maybe not financially speaking, but I think when you're Cloud9 and you cannot make the major and make 300 grand off online events, life's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't complain about that one.
300 grand
Nothing's
off of
gonna
online
take
events.
nothing's gonna take the sting of not being at the major away, but that helps blunt it a little.
Well,
bit.
it's-
You can pad yourself away with money.
Precisely. Yeah, no, $100 bill get rid of tears pretty well, I've heard. You're also cleaning the money too at the same time. So,
Sure.
You know,
Laundering, so to speak.
no, I think he's on
You
the
walked
he's on the
right
fifth,
into that
he's on
one.
the 5th floor. He's like that one. How do you guys do your hotel laundry, by the way? I wash my socks in the bathtub.
I do socks and underwear in the bathtub. If I
You do underwear in the bathtub?
Yeah.
How much are you
Wow.
scrubbing then?
Well, I mean, look, let's be real. I don't like exactly get some stains on my fucking underwear.
I'd hope
So you're
yeah.
not skid marks every day?
No, not a skid mark kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
So just a little water, hang it.
No, I mean, I use the shampoo.
Okay.
Yeah, I use the shampoo.
Why do you have
for the bath-
shampoo?
What do you mean?
In the
You motherfucker. I walked right into that one. But yeah, I mean, no, but like you go to the hotel and like I use the body wash. So the shampoo I use for the clothes. But this has like all the bottles. Like they have the big bottles like mounted.
I think it's just the boot camp I went to, but I will shout them out for this. 1337 camp in Germany.
Okay.
They do your laundry for you. And that is one of the biggest
Holy
things I've
shit.
ever seen as a boot camp facility do.
That's
you just
awesome.
put your clothes there in the morning, at night, it's done. It's one, you save
be
money.
fair.
One, it's easily folded there. Like it's one of those little life things
Yeah.
that just makes the entire world. We want to go back every time because there's clean clothes.
Okay.
Laundry in Germany is super easy though.
To find the laundromats.
Well, like the process to go through. Like I just brought like a suitcase, dropped it off. You pay per pound or pay per
Oh, yeah,
kilogram,
yeah,
and then it
yeah.
all comes back like folded and like
Folded,
shrink wrapped
yeah,
and like
yeah.
it's crazy.
So just make a note because I know he's been talking about some stuff. Yanko, if you're listening for your little project, do what Zeus said. Get the laundry done for the players. Okay, Yanko, if you're listening, which you might be listening or you might not be listening, we'll find out.
He doesn't
Probably
listen. He doesn't
If
listen to the
there's
whole
no laundry
podcast.
at your project,
He listens to the
we'll
first
know.
30
Yeah,
minutes.
we'll find out, and we'll find out if he's been paying attention or not. That is actually kind of a nice creature comfort right there, isn't it?
It is. It's a small thing that makes the entire world difference.
Yeah. Because
How do you do laundry in a hotel?
I do the socks in the bathtub.
That's it.
The underwear now I'm just questioning. I could just wash them in the bathtub as well, I suppose, but the drying process is the issue.
I'm just lazy. In Brazil, we just have someone do it all the time. It's
Yeah,
just
and
boring.
I normally would just
Hang
pay
it?
the hotel. Well, I could do that, but I have to like
I travel with a lot of underwear though. Underwear and socks.
yeah, but because I'm away for a month, I couldn't travel with a month's worth of underwear. So I've traveled with like a week and a half's worth, and then I would wash every.
Okay, so you have to be on top of it. You have to do like a wash of like 3 every few days. Or something.
Or maybe a week with 1 week.
Problem is Paris has been
7
rainy,
days.
so you can't just like lay it out because like you could put on this ledge.
I could
let it dry
yeah.
if it's sunny.
Yeah, I could, but I get the dry cleaning done. The first thing I did because I was going to do it in Malta before I came, but one of the things with Malta is like, Malta is like a black void of productivity. The people there, it's like you're never in a hurry to do anything in Malta because why? Why would you ever be in a hurry in Malta to do anything?
They don't seem like a stressed people.
You
over there.
wouldn't. They're an angry people. It's like Turkey and then Malta in terms of like the most angry European countries.
Really?
Yeah, kind of temper.
How?
Because of the driving.
That makes sense.
The roads over there are mental.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like getting dry cleaned done, I was like, if I hand this in, I probably won't get my shit back. So I was like, I'll just do it here when I get to the hotel. So I got the dry cleaning done day one. I was like, fuck it. It literally came back same day. So I'll just
Cool.
fucking do
I need
it
to get
here.
my suits pressed for the playoffs.
But I saw like I saw the people were going. I saw all of Apex went to a laundromat and were doing their own laundry. I was like, guys, you got sticker money. How
You know
tough
you're
are
at
the
a
times?
major, right?
How tough are the times that
You
you're
know-
doing your own laundry?
You know Cuban, he's keeping them grounded.
What,
He's
taking them all
yeah,
out,
you
yeah.
motherfucker, don't you dare put that in. Y'all are folding your own shit.
No one's getting a Mercedes in that.
You're not
team,
legends
for
yet,
sure.
motherfucker. Like you fold your own laundry.
They actually
We're
don't get
sit-
paid in that team. They've got it on a new system. Guys, we'll buy everything you need. Actually, we'll hold on to all of your funds. You need anything,
Yeah.
you put it by us. So
Yep,
yeah.
turn in the receipts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What do you guys think about the office workers here as well? You been paying any attention to them?
I haven't been there behind.
Oh, have they left? They may
There's
have
no one
left.
there.
They've left. It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock
Hold-
somewhere.
Jason, there's 80 fucking messages. I have 80 messages.
I know. I had a lot earlier too. I tested
80
them.
messages.
No, I didn't have 80. That's.
I've never had 80 messages in my. I'm putting my phone down.
That's a you thing.
I'm putting that down. 80 messages. I don't like the sound of that. All right. Well, we've been going for 2 hours. So what are we thinking? You're the leader of this thing. It's your podcast.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good for like another 20, 30 minutes if you want.
Hey,
Well, we
I'm-
still have
Let's-
one.
let's-
We still
let's-
have one more beer each in the fridge.
Okay.
All right.
So this beer and the next one, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just trying to think if there's any because I like listening to Zeus talk like Counter-Strike philosophy. It's kind of nice because when I do start coaching Greyhound after Dexter joins, I need to be prepared. So if you were going to impart some knowledge on me as a future Counter-Strike coach, what lessons
Don't
would
do
you
it.
give me for free?
I think you know this already, but the first, it goes beyond any tactical. It's kind of be a good human being and a good teammate. That's above everything else. Is what I call
We're
the
off to a
foundation.
shit start there.
I was gonna say
Jason.
that didn't work. That didn't work when I tried to play.
Maybe that's what was missing. But people need to know how to communicate with each other. That's obvious. Communication is kind of key. If you can't talk and I can't listen, that's never going to work out. But other than that, I think that I was talking to Russ about this yesterday, right? Kind of like
I saw you in the bar with him.
yeah. So Russ, I told him this yesterday. Like he's my little brother because jokes aside, I picked him up from nothing, kind of in the misfit days. I'm like, I believe in this kid. How I picked him up is amazing because it was just he 1v1 Cold Zero in one of our practices, and he destroyed Cold Zero. But Cold Zero was the number one player in the world already.
Yeah.
And as soon as the number one player is like, this kid's a cheater, I'm like, either he's really good or he's a cheater, right? And
Flip that coin, baby.
yeah. No, I realized he wasn't a cheater after watching some more demos because there's game sense behind his ideas.
Yeah.
So we got him, and like he got really good. And I asked him like, what are the things that from my time that you kept with you? And he's like, to always be accountable for myself. It's to never dismiss something on, oh, Chad should have done this or Moses could have done that. It's like, no, maybe they could have done something different, but there's still something that I could have done different in this situation. So it's better for me to fix what I can rather than hope that they fix theirs. And I think that's kind of like the first thing as a coach that I always bring into any team is you're accountable for your shit, not just in CS, but in life. If something goes wrong, it's your fuck up in some way. Trust me. There's some, like I had a heart attack. Oh, but God is my family. No, it's I ate like shit. I had stress. It's on me. What am I going to do? If I keep blaming it on God or whatever it is, I'm not going to eat better. I'm not going to lose weight, and it's not going to go well. So I'll start there with coaching. And then with the tactical aspect, I honestly believe this. I've played with Fallen. I've played with Nitro. Like I've helped create some in-game leaders. I've played this game for over 2 decades. I have my ideas. There's no one right way to play CS.
My man.
So the best way to play CS is the one that everyone buys into. It's as simple as that. Guys in the wrong idea doing it have a higher chance than 5 right ideas done separately. It's always as simple as that.
That's the first page of the Counter-Strike Bible right there. That's the first page.
So people are like, oh, Zeus is not a tactician sometimes, right? No, I love creating tactics. I love the theory, but I'm just not an asshole to say that my way is better than everyone else. Kerrigan has one way to do it. Glaive had his way. Fallen has his way. Woody has his way. I believe that everyone, we can always try to learn something from it, but you better make sure that everyone buys into whatever system it is that you choose. And I think that's kind of like the foundation for Counter-Strike. Know how to speak to each other, be accountable, and buy into the system. That's kind of like from this, you can build a team.
That's the baseline.
Yeah.
Okay. That should be manageable, I hope.
I think you can handle that.
You think I can handle that? Being nice to other people is hard
that
for
part
me.
might be tough.
Yeah, most people look I'm a bit of a cunt. I do try to be a cunt. Though,
Will
so
and I
guess
had a
that plays
good
up.
conversation last night. We both talked about the dumbest ways we've lost a Counter-Strike match.
Who?
Dumbest ways.
Wilton.
Oh,
I use his first name.
I thought you said Roman. I was
No,
like, I
Wilton.
didn't know Big was here.
Yeah.
Did you know that Roman, is it Roman or Roman R? One of them is like one of the big guys at Big. I know that seems stupid to say, but he's like one of the
Roman R, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
I keep walking around. I just thought he was some fucking guy. I was like, bro, I used to watch you play.
I think Blizzard's there too.
Really?
That's Roman R.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. They're like the head executives. I think
I
Blizzard's
didn't
still
know.
there too.
I just found out.
I had to
Yeah.
I was searching stuff about Big for some reason, and I saw it, and I was like, no fucking way.
You know, my brother played with them.
Played with them.
Yeah, he stood in for Mal Sports, as they were known at the time. At what was it? What was the one in Korea? Was it WEG?
Could have been.
Where they went
WCG, I think Korea.
No. It was the one.
when?
It was like the actual. It was like the pre-CGS game show Counter-Strike League where they went and they were in Korea for like a league for like a week, or I mean for like a month, and then they went to China for like the playoffs for a week. And I think it was.
Was it Code 5?
No, it was like I think it was WEG. I'm pretty confident on that. And Blizzard got homesick and left early.
Oh.
And my brother had just destroyed them at a CPL like the month prior. So they called him up and were like, we need someone who's willing to come to Korea.
Off
and
gets
China.
Junge.
Yeah, for
Okay.
like the next 5 to 6 weeks. He would send me fucking pictures at the time of him. He didn't speak German. They didn't speak English. And he was just getting plugged in. And he just had note cards of like, B bomb site is this, banana is this, and like the German
having to
note
learn
cards.
German.
Yeah, exactly. Just for like a month.
All right. Fun language to learn for a month, I guess. Okay.
That's kind of crazy, but cool.
It is. I think it's really cool. And I think that's something that maybe Big should try and advertise more through the English audience about some of the legends that they have involved in their team.
Yeah.
Because if they do, like the history, like the frag movies that exist, that I know we can't use the music because that's the best part about some of the frag movies. But those guys, I used to just watch all that stuff and lap it up. And if there's that history behind a lot of these orgs, it's the same with MIBR with like Knack and Bit being there and stuff too. It's the same thing. It's like
the same thing in the States as well. And it's like I don't know how many people, the newer people know what sucks the most is like we could make so much cool historical content, but the fact that like 75%, like 90% of demos pre-2006
they don't work anymore.
are disappeared.
Yeah, we've only got to use
Remember, Godfrey got bought by MLG, and the whole thing disappeared. Everything before that. And that was before
Fucking
HLTV
Craig, man.
really got up and running.
Wasn't Craig involved in? No, he was 3D.
No, he was 3D and ESEA.
That's right. So definitely nothing
Not
to do with
Craig.
Godfrey. Scoots?
I think Scoots was there, but like I think it was MLG. It was MLG's fault. It was like they bought him, and the servers just got deleted.
So we blame Adam Apicella.
Yeah,
Okay.
who's overall a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
But we
Kinda
need
like
some-
him. We
he's
won
made
his
up for it.
event, so
We need someone to blame.
Yeah, we do need
Yeah,
someone.
we need someone. We got to pick someone. Yeah,
All
like-
right, come on, Adam.
Yeah. What? He sold his company, didn't he?
Yeah, he's doing fine.
I don't know. Yeah.
He's chilling. It's like his third company.
Everyone else made money. Here we are grinding every day. I don't know what I'd do with
Let's
myself.
start a company.
Anyway. What are we going to do? Bought at some point in the future for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Great. I just kind of want to... If we could just do this every week and we could get paid a little bit of money, that'd be fine by me.
Okay. What about a medium amount of money? A little bit more than a little.
Okay. A medium
I think we're doing
amount.
okay where we are right now.
With the Durex sponsorship coming
yeah,
in, we're
the
going to
Durex
make
sponsorship is
so
going to
much
be great.
money.
Yeah.
I think we could probably sell that.
Oh, we could. For sure.
I was going to talk to some people about that.
Yeah.
Because I think our platform is probably the best place for alcohol sponsorships and condoms. If we're known for alcohol and condoms here on this podcast, I think it'd be great.
My life would be complete.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
What else could we have that would be like on that level? Like
Shampoos.
fleshlights.
Oh God.
Flashlights. Wouldn't you want to go dildos? Like, what if you could do like a dildo?
Have you experimented with any male sex toys before? Did you think we were going here today? I'll talk about it. I don't
didn't.
give a fuck.
I have.
Yeah? You tried a fleshlight out?
I've never done a flashlight.
I bought a fleshlight.
Did you?
I've
Yeah.
never even seen one of those. I think it must be fucking weird as fuck.
So it's like...
What if we... Okay, go on.
No, it's all right. Where are you going?
I was going to say, look, I'm not going to say a specific name, but what if you did like... nope, that wouldn't work with a primarily male audience. I was going to say, what if you get like a dildo shaped like a star Counter-Strike player and you could be like, I'm going to buy the fucking Zews dildo or the fucking simple dildo. And it's like a mold. You can do a
Of
custom molded...
Simple's dick.
Yeah. But then again, we have a primarily male audience, so...
They might still get bought. We've seen Olaf slap dildos before while walking into events.
True,
The
we have
Olaf
seen that.
dildo. There we go.
He could sell that on his stream. The one piece of merch that Jason wanted to do for us was
right.
jock straps.
I said we should start. We should start a merch, and the first piece of merch would just be a jock strap with our faces on it, and that's it. That's all we release for like the first year.
The first year, we're probably getting that point.
And then eventually, when you go back, when we start doing live shows, if you bought one of the jock straps, you get free access to any live show we do.
Oh, so you're getting like a little members club.
yeah,
to
for
it.
lifetime.
It's like the Playboy Club, and then you have the Jockstrap Club.
But I think one of our issue is we need to work on those live shows. Maybe Cologne, we can make it happen. That could be one of the places we could do this live. That would be nice. Do it out there.
We don't want to
on, like, the
overextend you. You've already got a live show going on that you do at every event.
Yeah, but I could do multiple live shows. I got lots of time, Jason. I have so much time. We were
Remember,
just
he said
talking
he has
about that.
nothing else.
I have nothing at home. I don't have a kid. I don't have a dog.
My girlfriend just pushes me in the direction of doing more work stuff as well, and that's not even for the money situation. She's just like, I'm fed up of you being around, so it's like just more things to do, and so we could maybe work something out there. So where were we? Fleshlight, dildos.
Male sex toys, mostly.
How do we reel this back in?
I told you we didn't talk about Counter-Strike.
I wanted to ask. So the Udensa final as Liquid, the one we were talking about before, where you knew that you were already leaving.
All right.
You went straight back to the hotel and told them, huh? You took them into a conference room? Because I remember
You remember the
back,
conference room?
because what happened was we got back after you guys got back. So you guys were already back, but the talent got back after. And as we were coming back, we had to walk where that hotel was. There was construction, so we had to walk around.
Yeah.
And walking around was the conference room. And you and Taka were at one end of the room,
table, and then
the rest of them were at the other. So that conversation right there, I can't imagine that was
very adversarial vibe.
It wasn't fun, but we already knew what was happening.
Did they know?
The players, I think they had an inkling already, but it was actually really amicable. It's one of the few that was actually, because I had a really good position at Liquid, and I had a lot of respect from them and for them, from everyone.
Wonderful work.
Yeah, it's an amazing organization. I love Victor Goose, especially the
Victor's a good
CEO
egg,
that actually takes care of the CS side of esports, things like that. And so, out of respect, I had talked to him about this in Mexico. I think it was for the ECS finals. And
Cancun.
in Cancun. I gave him a heads up. I'm like, I'm thinking about doing this. I actually had a percent equity stake in Liquid at the time, so I had a percentage there, and it's not an easy exit process, right? So it can't be done like, hey, I'm leaving the team, that's it, and not renewing my contract.
Not a clean break.
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to do this. I'm willing to give up my equity as the way to do this, and I also don't want to leave you guys stranded. So not only do I want to structure this deal, I want to structure it in a way where you already have a replacement that I would think makes sense. I like the boys. I like the organization. I want to say they'll do it well. And so we found a way where Stewie would get traded for Taco and myself for that, with a bonus on top, because it was 2-for-1, so it wouldn't be like on the direct. But I believe that they would be helping Liquid in terms of firepower from Taco, just in that sense. And we were getting the Brazilian reality check that we wanted. So in that meeting in itself, it was more notifying the players. It was sad. I mean, like, Russ was crying. Like I said, I consider him my little brother in that sense. So he's like, oh, you're one of the guys who's probably helped me at that moment. I was the guy that helped him the most in his career, he thought. And he's like, I don't want to see you leave. I'm like, don't worry, dude. You can still, like, I'll help you with anything that you want. I'm still here. It's like not like I'm disappearing. We're still in the same circuit. But for my personal happiness, I really need to go back to a place where I feel comfortable working with Brazilian people, like that brother thing. I was still living that dream, like, oh, we're going to be one big happy family in the Brazil. Taco was in that as well. I'm like, but you guys are getting a really good player. You're just one step away. You're the second best team in the world. So it was actually really amicable in that sense. I'm sure there were feelings hurt, like how the fuck did you leave us? Like we're the
especially where you guys were at the time,
we're the number
right?
2 best team in the world by far. We don't lose to anybody other than Astralis. I'm sure that hurts, but other than that, it was really well done in a way where it was not supposed to break relationships apart.
Okay.
What do you think during that time, that was 2018, why could you guys not beat Astralis?
Dude, a lot mental, easy. Like we tried a ton of different ways, the real but it just got to a point where like, hey, we're gonna get nuke picked. We're gonna get raped on nuke.
Yeah, they were nuke and Inferno specialists,
man. And we knew that was gonna happen, and then we'd have our pick, and maybe we win our pick, but then it's Inferno as a third, and we're screwed up, like probably screwed there. So a lot got into the mental as much as I wanted to try and train. I wanted to try, like I really tried everything. I even got Duncan. I'm like, have you seen teams that broke free from one of these sends? Like, have you seen an example?
And he said, yeah, Astralis.
Yeah, that's kind of it. He's like, you just got to keep throwing at a wall and hope it sticks one time. But we really couldn't beat it. And it was a lot emotional. Like, it got to the point where Taco was like bringing holy water, blessing people. And I'm just like, okay, I know this has got to our heads, At this point.
I bet he did. I fucking bet he did. I can see it now.
And I'm like, this has gone too far. But it's definitely mental because we could beat everyone else other than Astralis, and we probably, if I'm saying this off the top of my head, but if you look back, I think we beat people more convincingly than Astralis did back in those days. Our last tournament, I remember no team could put even double digits on us, and we still lost to Astralis the final. So like we were continuously evolving and never losing to other teams, but it was always Astralis, always Astralis, and that hurt a little bit. You've been in Liquid, you know how the atmosphere can be at times, so that's what made me want to kind of leave in that sense. Yeah, it was never the organization or the team. It was just like, if I'm gonna put up with this shit, I'll just put up with this shit next to my brother.
You very much are like, oh, I actually can't do anything to fix this.
You have to be ready for the abusive relationship. You have to enjoy the abusive relationship, right?
Yeah, I don't enjoy the abusive relationship.
No, everybody does. Some people do.
Some people do.
I think that right there is interesting because when you reflect on the Astralis time, it felt like they always had something new. Like it felt like it didn't feel like in that year that they had exhausted anything ever. Like there was things that they had defined, like their overpass execute, for example. There was there were the double mollies and the smokes and the way that they would pile into the site, things like that. It felt like they had a lot of things like that.
The Inferno banana utility,
the utility. I just remember getting destroyed by HEs every corner. Yeah. And you try to explode, and there's always a molly to disrupt your entry. Like it was such perfect utility usage from them. It was just really hard for us to play against because we were explosive.
Yeah, they defined the utility game.
Look at the monster that they put on the Counter-Strike world now of how like the banana fight. I would love if we could just have a fucking mini micro game while we were doing our job to look at the different ways of how teams take banana. Like, okay, so they throw deep molly, they throw deep smoke. The T's are going to throw that broom smoke, right? So it covers off so they can play logs or broom. That's the counter. So now the CTs can't push because they don't want to brave it. If they do, they have to jump up logs. It's a really risky pick. Like, okay, so now the T's are throwing the half-wall smoke. So the CTs don't want to brave that. But then that meta game on its own, like that is so cool.
It's the coolest reactive game I've ever seen because you have to know what utility is coming, what the reaction is going to be, and already foreseeing what the other reaction is going to be. And in all of that, if you miss one timing and they threw if you're a T and you throw the fallen Molotov faster than the CT threw his deep, you kind of already won that fight because now he's stuck in there and you already lost your timing to actually push in. So it is probably the coolest example in Counter-Strike of the mental games and the mental fortitude that you need because, hey, you're playing JW here, let's say, right, or Flush. He's going to come in one way, which is very sneaky. And then you have Phelps, who's going to play inside the smoke. And then you have Elige, who's going to be super, or Yakinder, who's just going to charge down. Or the other one's super tactical, going slow, playing every nade. And you have to know how everyone played and what to react to each one, because if you don't, you die in that banana.
Yeah, and I used to love listening to Jake talk about that, because Stewie was our banana player when I was in Liquid. And like him talking about like the different like back and forth between utility and banana was so fucking cool. That'd be fun to get like a banana defender and a banana attacker.
Oh, 100%.
To just have like
to
a
talk
chat about
it.
everything and just talk through it.
Especially those who were there at the time that it was starting to evolve as it is now.
Because there's like 5 different combinations on both sides of banana on how to use
least.
utility. Yeah, at least. Like it's such a cool back and forth.
But I see similarities, and I've become less of a Vertigo fan in recent times than I was before. But I think Vertigo has that similar conversation with smokes over towards the ramp. Like the way that the meta's evolved now is people who throw the deep yellow smoke. We call it the Hampus. He was the first guy we saw throwing it in officials.
Yeah.
The way that they deal with that now is they throw the smoke that goes under the ramp, so it gives them the one way. So they it's like, yeah, that's fine. You can have yellow. We'll take all of ramp. It's like we'll just take. And the evolution of that, because it started with deep ramp smoke. So Nafany was like, we called it the Nafany, throwing that so we could lurk and play behind it on yellow. That was the initial evolution to dealing with that, and then it's so cool. Like the way that those work are really, really cool.
It really is. Even in that defensive smoke, there's 2. There's one that's a little farther back and one forward.
That's right. One with the one way and right.
So you, at least in my understanding of it, you're supposed to do the one that's forward. I call that Zai Wu if the deep smoke comes, because you can then cross the deep smoke and you can use both corners of it in a one way. If they're doing the yellow ones, then you use the one that's farther back, because then you maintain all of ramp control just crouched over there. And even if they try to use that one way where sometimes you can use on yellow, since it's far back, you're not going to be as pushed up forward.
Okay. There's even more layers.
I feel like my only issue with that Vertigo ramp fight, because that used to be so cool in my mind, but nowadays I feel like T-sides just say, fuck it. We're not really going to challenge this a whole lot. Like occasionally, not nearly as much. But like, if you think of like the Nafany and the Yakinder during the online era, like that was a fucking battle.
We had it the other day. Vertigo's been the least played map throughout the challenger stage, and will probably be one of the least played maps throughout the entire major.
Nobody fucking likes it.
And that's it's obviously very matchup dependent. But we had Ents versus NIP on that map, and the way that was, it was Madden versus Brolin, and I had highlighted that as the head-to-head over towards A ramp before the game had started or during the cast, right? And every time it played out, I would say 7 out of 10 fights, Madden directly out-dueled Brolin. And that was such a cool payoff from a caster perspective to see that fight happen. And it was, but they were taking the fight. They weren't sitting back like you were saying. But you're right. Like a lot of it has been, why would we contest this part of the map in the first 30 seconds of the round if we can just wait and the CTs are going to use at least one smoke, one molly, and probably 2 flashes just to establish presence like that.
And then they're going to renew that. That's like if you just use it and you just give up the space, it was kind of like misused, right?
Yep.
So that's the thing. Like that's why I can see the T's not needing to take that fight. But Ents obviously had a really good counter to the way that NIP were playing on their CT side. That they knew that they could exploit that. And Madden was just fucking beasting. Like in that, they had Ents looked really, really good on a map that 2 years ago, Ents didn't even fucking play. Like that's how crazy it is. Like Ents have only brought I guess 2 years is a long time. That's how old I'm getting. But yeah, like
2 years is a long time.
2 years is a long time. Your kid's not even a year old yet. That's how fucking
3.5 months.
Fucking hell. You having kids, mate?
At some point, I hope.
Yeah?
Not now.
Not now. I guess as men, we don't have to worry about it for a while. We kind of get that luxury.
Yeah,
it's a good luxury.
It's a hell of good. I mean, 9 months or it's gonna suck. So not for me. That already helps, right?
You get 9 months of preparing for the fucking nonsense that's about to come on in.
Yeah, but it's mostly her preparing. I'm preparing mentally. The we're pregnant thing doesn't work.
That's true. Well, I don't know. Jason, he's not being sympathetically pregnant at all. He's not like he hasn't gotten fat. He hasn't, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's
still going for runs apparently.
He's still having the time of his life, I think.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I feel like he set himself up with, I wouldn't say it's a trap, but by bringing the 3.5-month-old baby to an event, he's definitely going to have a few more responsibilities now.
And his nights are going to be a lot less peaceful.
Well, that's why he has to have 3 beers in the middle of the day.
That's his excuse. That's the excuse we're going
Day
with.
drinking.
Yes.
There's no time for night drinking.
The solution for children, day drinking.
I've got it here. Vertigo only played twice the entire time.
People don't like that map. It's so sad. Like I said, I don't like that map, so I follow up with it. But I think it's an entertaining map to watch at times because if you get some cool duels going on, it can be an explosive map. You can have oppers with impact. I think it's interesting in that sense. I think just from a tactical point, why teams don't go it, because it feels a little bit Hail Mary.
Sure.
It's really dependent on that fight. And not necessarily, since everyone kind of knows those smokes, it's a little Hail Mary.
So it's less system dependent.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit more coin flippy in that sense. Because if you lose the main duel, your round gets a little bit more screwed.
Because Mirage, Inferno, and Nuke all tied throughout the Challenger stage 9 times played. Anubis, 8, and then Ancient Overpass 7 apiece, and then Vertigo 2. So quite a drop off. So between the other 6, there's only 2 total maps difference, like played top to bottom. But then you go down to Vertigo and it's a 5-map drop-off. So there's quite a difference there. Anubis is so fucking T-sided, bro. What is this, 60 plus percent?
It's the only T-sided map we have. And it's extremely T-sided.
Inferno in the meta is, but at this event hasn't been.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I'd say Inferno, at least in my thought, is 50-50.
I actually don't think Inferno is T-sided. I think that CTs choose to save so much that it feels T-sided.
You know what sucks on Inferno is it's so reliant on CTs having the utility to be able to block off with Molotov and smoke.
Control,
so that's why you end up saving, because if
and then you
go
also
into
need
round
the
without
utility
smokes, you're just gone.
And then you need the utility to retake.
Yeah,
so then you rotate over and you're like, oh, I actually don't have anything I need.
That's why I feel like that, at least in Inferno.
I think Inferno, those two bomb sites are like two of the hardest bomb sites to retake, aren't they? B 100%. And A in the entire game.
Yeah, it's hard to find too many others that have the same issue, but it's because you can normally establish so much site control once you've taken the site.
Yeah.
Because the rotation time is somewhat long, and unless you gamble correctly, you're fucked.
And it's rotating into choke points as well.
And I think it's also adding on that it's so played over so long times, you already know the afterplant. And like the afterplant one is being on site and pit. That's gigantic. And triple and like emo corner.
Oh, post-plant pit control is so unreal.
You already know what the champion after-plant setup is, kind of per se. Yeah. Whereas in other maps, Ancient, I know I need a guy big box kind of per se, but where's the other? There's nothing already solidified in people's heads.
That's true.
Where an easy win after-plant is.
So I guess in a way, maps should stay fresh. Like if we could, because we've always spoken about this, like at least one map a year new should be at least the conversation.
That'd be
great. Even you could start having with this coming out, you could even start having the conversation that one map every major cycle could be cool, because it would promote. It promotes people having to learn or relearn, like we saw with Dust 2, and then the result is more flux because people aren't as set. So then there's less consistency in the way that it'd be approached, like the Inferno you're talking about, and thus maybe less saving in the long run. If that is the solution,
that could be a way.
It also brings some like tactical emphasis back into the game, right? Like if you have a good tactician, you get like an advantage of being able to learn.
I would love that.
Get to theory craft some new shit.
There's nothing better than calling a strategy that works absolutely. I think
that's probably the best feeling in the game.
Getting 3 Digger one-shots feels pretty good, right? But as an in-game leader, calling a round that everybody's listened to, that you've dry run 150 times, that works perfectly, and you only lose one player or nobody dies, and the guy you kill is flashed or mollied out of position or smoked up. Oh my God. I would take that. I would take that over the 72 Virgins.
Astralis Fnatic, Inferno 15-14, the B execute 5 versus 4. Do you remember that?
Is that with all the mollies?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That round is like the in-game leader dream of a round, because you're down a man, but everyone uses their utility. There's no way that people can stand. They're either blind or they're burning, and that's dream level play.
It's the same for a coach too. I remember like the great feeling is like a timeout in overtime in a Liquid Navi game when I was coaching, and no one had any ideas, and I just called a tactic that I thought we hadn't ran enough yet in that game, and it worked, and it won us the round, and then we went on to win the game, and that's the best fucking feeling too as a coach.
I love that. But as a coach, this I gotta say a pet peeve. Everyone judges us by the round after so much, and I think that's so stupid, because the round after, most of the time, if I'm playing a good coach, he's literally going to be expecting a change up the round after. So why am I going to burn my strat on that one?
Yeah.
I sometimes will do it on a dry eco and say, no, the next one, let's do something different like this. Or this round, let's condition this so that the actual play can go into the next one. But no one thinks on that sense. And I don't know how other coaches are playing it, but back from talking to Zonic back in the day, he used to think the same. Like, no, I'm not going to burn it like this. I'm either going to burn my pauses to frustrate you mentally, where 7-0, you won one round, hey, take a pause. Don't use that. Don't gain an advantage. Or I'm going to use mine in the time where I'm going to switch up, but it's not going to be the most basic switch up you imagine. Oh, we're getting hit B side. We're getting hit B side. Hey, they're hitting us B side. Yeah. No, like what a great coach would I be if I just said that, you know? Hey, I pointed the obvious. Win some more, boys. Like, no, I have to think of already the next step after.
Okay, so you're talking about when the timeouts are valuable. So even if you would take it, so you're saying that you would take it at a time where they would think you'd make the adjustment, but that adjustment might come in later down the track.
I think a lot of times if it looks fixed like that, I think my issue would be just we are most of the times only judged, at least by fans. I'm not even saying desk and things like that, for the round after, where most of the times there are rounds where it's going to be that, but there's going to be tons of situations where you're either planning for something else or you're doing it just to mess with the other team. So whatever we're doing wasn't even the focus. And people need to realize that about the coaching job. We only have 4 pauses. we have to use them well. And most of the time, they're not going to be just for that round that people are, oh, he paused this. This is on Zeus. No, not necessarily.
Turn that around. Like, what's the philosophy? What's your idea on, like, when the other coach calls the timeout? Like, let's say they're on the T side, you're on the CT side. They call a timeout. Like, you know how you see, like, CT teams sometimes, like, get in your face after, like, they change things up, get aggressive, and they say, we don't want them to execute the tactic they just talked about in the timeout. Like, what's your philosophy on the other side of the timeout when your opposing coach calls it?
So for me, it's very complex in the sense of story of the game, how it's going, of course. I try to instill, at least this is my vision, that players should understand my philosophy, because a lot of the times the rounds that I want called, if I call a pause, they already don't work anymore, kind of a thing, right? That change up. I want the players to be able to acknowledge it normally. On your example, if I'm CT and they're calling a pause, hey, they're coming with a set strat. Maybe I can do something to break their strat in the middle. So let's get aggressive in this round and break them. But again, after a pause, to me, that's sometimes obvious. I want my players to think that when they're already doing something that's low buy, where it's more obvious that, hey, their economy is around 33 to 4,000. They're going to have low money. So they're going to buy their armor. They're going to buy their gun. They're going to have low utility. So probability chance increases a lot that they're going to do something set. So how do I break a set strat? If I don't let them get into position along the way, or very early on break them on. So that would work well for me. During a pause, if something happens, I try to see what the story of the game is and then adapt that little detail. So let's say eight rounds in, we're getting pummeled mid on Mirage, right? Or we're pummeling mid on Mirage, and they ask for a pause. It's going to be pretty obvious that they're getting stroke
They're trying
mid,
to adjust with mid.
But if I just say, let's play sides, something like that, that's not going to work. So I'm going to say, let's start playing sides early and then re-aggress, either go full aggressive on the sides, or let's plan for the already reaction, stay mid, act like we're fighting, but we're not, and then take fights in the middle of the round with some counter flash peaks or something like that. Situation by situation on that end.
It's a very open-ended question.
It's a little hard to be general on that one. Thank you. My time for bathroom 1 sec.
No, you're not allowed.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Chatty.
Hold up.
Chatty
Almost
B.
broke the whole set.
Uh-oh. Did he unplug the camera?
Nah, it's still on. The light's still on.
Ooh.
That could have gone real bad.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It could have been.
That could have gone terribly. Let's check the camera.
We've all had a few beers.
This is beer 4. So we've done all right. We've done pretty good. The
Done
camera
really
looks
well.
fine. The camera, this all looks okay. This is a pretty good, like, as far as like hotel layouts go for podcasts, this is not
isn't
bad.
Yeah.
Right, move the desk into the middle, have this window view.
The webcam on the lampshade is key.
I think people really underestimate how good that is.
That's actually...
They have no idea how
That's
good
incredible.
that is.
Well, it helps you have a very long webcam cable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the future, we need to get some upgrades. We've
Yeah.
spoken about this before.
Yeah, we have some upgrades planned.
I think just
talked
more
about
mics like this. These are good.
These mics, yeah. Get these. I hate these handhelds. I feel
Fuck the
bad.
handhelds. We'll get rid of
the
those.
handhelds.
This mix is fine.
Yep, mixer's good. Second camera is potentially in the works.
Second camera, a stream deck.
Stream Deck.
To change cameras would be okay. And then making sure the audio and video stay synced. But people see it and they're like, oh, the audio desynced at 45 minutes. It's like, mate, if you think I rewatched what I was trying to sync together at 45 minutes, I just tried to sync the clap. That's all I did. I just tried to, and that was all I watched. And then I uploaded it and then I went to sleep. That was the story.
We talked in the last episode or 2 episodes ago that we hired a guy to do some audio editing, but it's a little difficult when you're at an event in Europe doing these,
What's he meant
these
to
video
do?
ones. Yeah. And also the upload speed of hotels is never.
I try my best.
Yeah,
I try my best.
It's all weird.
I saw an editing podcast that I thought was amazing, but it's called The Editing Podcast. It's from like Logan Paul's editor, thing like that. He literally edits the podcast kind of like a TikTok where he cuts down every silent moment, and he does like that little J-cut thing where he's editing moments.
Yeah.
So a 2-hour podcast condenses to maybe like 40 minutes, but you literally cannot take your eye off of it.
Really?
I encourage you to check that out.
That's how I think people.
We don't have enough quiet time though.
We are pretty bop, bop, bop,
we
but that's
talk.
from our job.
Yep.
Right? We're pretty bop, bop, bop. I think the thing is, I saw a comment the other day about like mine and Alex's casting, especially in the current environment that we're in right now. And they're like, oh, they're so like go, go, go. But when there's no audience, right, to be the tone, we're the tone. So it's better to be bop, 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 right? Because
A lot more breathing room when you have the crowd.
yeah, but if people notice a lot of the crowd casting that me and Alex do, if there's like overpass and a team's defaulting, I'm not going to every round go, well, they're in default spread right now, a 3-1-1.
Yeah.
Bathroom smoke, divide a molly. I'm not going to do that every time. I'll just let that play out. And what I'll do is I'll let the crowd just like their
hum of
ramp
the
up,
crowd, yeah.
their ramp up come into it. And then as the action's about to happen, they're flashing, they're going in, Alex, and then Alex will take it, right? Because I don't want to. The atmosphere is a big part of it. And if the crowd is already like just making normal noise, then it's fine. Like people at home can enjoy that and they don't need to hear my voice. The crowd
It's
definitely
more
doesn't
immersive if they just get to feel the crowd.
Exactly.
As well.
But like casting in the way we're doing it right now is very sterile. It's the same thing that happened in Rio on the B stream last major when we were in a box.
That was actually so hard.
But we had the contrast.
Yeah.
We had the contrast of crowd, which was fucking amazing, by the way.
When they were there, yeah.
No, but they were there.
The challenger,
they were
the
there.
challenger stage was amazing. The legend stage was amazing.
The people at home just want to hate. Actually, this is perfect. This is probably the best way.
Are you sure?
What's a Brazilian's perspective on all the
He already
shit?
told you. He just told you. This is going to go down the
Do you-
road you don't want it to go down.
No, let's go down the road.
Right.
I'll try not to make it as...
Make it a fucking record.
Say whatever
Get in
you
there,
feel.
Will.
I think it was badly run in signing sessions, things like that.
Yeah.
FanFest, stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Why would you do that with a live match going
the
on, which is
overlap?
supposed to be the focus? Let's just start there, right?
Yeah.
The Gaules in the arena, I think that was a cool experience, but they let him take control of everything. So it's cool for the Brazilians. For everyone else, it kind of sucked, right? And for an international spectator sport, if it's a World Cup, no hate on Gaules, but I'm sorry.
That wouldn't happen.
It's the World Cup.
Yeah.
Come on, right? In that sense, so I think all the bad players, like I had a signing session there where we did Imperial, Zero Zero Nation, and extras. Extra to be myself or FNX who weren't on the teams. But
big names.
They wanted to capitalize on SKLG are here in the house, right?
Yeah.
We literally stole the entire show crowd. There was no one inside the arena because there was not a Brazilian match going on. So everyone had signing session.
Chad casted that game.
Yeah, did he?
It's all right.
So it was crazy. And I don't know exactly how long the line was. I just know that we started our signing session at 2 and then at 5. It was a 3-hour signing session, which was really long. The last person that was cut off said, I've been here since 10 a.m.
No.
So we only got to people who were there from 7 a.m. to 10. Imagine everyone that went from 10 to 5 p.m. couldn't even get in there.
Being there for 7 hours
And not getting it.
and not going to see the game and then also not getting this signature.
Oh.
Yeah.
7 hours.
So that was really crazy. So my thought is, I will always say, I think that the Brazilian crowd is one of the best because it's the entertaining. And I used to say that more probably when we were on top because we were more likely to make playoffs, and so they were
Deeper
always
runs.
there, right?
Yeah.
It didn't become apparent that if there weren't Brazilian teams, there wouldn't be teams there. But there also weren't FanFest, so I think it's a sum of everything. I know the crowd was there, especially in the Challenger stage. I thought that was an amazing.
That was
run-up.
amazing.
That was-
That has to go down as the best like Challenger and Legend stage of any major ever.
Sure.
Like there's nothing that can ever touch that because
Nope.
the entire time, no matter what game it was, no matter what time it was, there was some version of crowd. And the people that were there for those Challenger and Legends were the hardcore Counter-Strike fans from your community.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. That was the best
I
group
left
stage
that-
Counter-Strike I've ever cast.
I left that day. I left that studio every day exhausted because you're just sitting in an environment that always
It's
has
just
noise,
loud.
always has energy, always has action, and your body's just burning things just to keep up with the
Yeah.
crowd.
Someone took a video of me walking. I put it on my Instagram story. I don't know if you've seen it. Of me walking in. I don't post a lot on Instagram. This is me walking in. This is just the Challenger stage, and someone's just filming me here, and I'm just walking in, and I'm just like, I'm literally in awe.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's
It's crazy.
fucking
This is amazing.
amazing.
And so 3,000 people, I think that was, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Like two to 3,000 or
yeah.
something like that?
Like so, where is it? The camera pans across, and here's me.
And you're just in shock. Like, what the hell?
I couldn't fucking believe it.
See, but that's the power. To me, that's the power of the Brazilian crowd. Even
Yeah.
the Australian crowd, because when it's fun, it's different levels of fun. Let's be
Yes.
real. I've been to many events around the world. We know which crowds are good and which aren't, or at least have the potential when they show up, right? In that sense, I think that the Brazilian crowd was amazing. I think that the sum of factors of only having Fury there, no other teams in that sense. They are big, don't get me wrong, but they are not SKLG big.
True.
They don't have that fan power. The fan fest outside, the Gaules outside the arena with everyone there, signing session. Like you build that up, so as much as we know the crowd was there, I know that the result could have been much better, honestly.
So do you think that in hindsight, it would have been better for them to have not tried to accommodate to the overflow? Because there was obviously a lot more fans, and just to pack out the arena day in, day out.
I think for the spectator event, yes. I think that we as a community, even as Brazilians, are oversold in that sense that Brazil has the biggest crowd or like the biggest fan base because of the viewership numbers and everything. And it's true. But it was a step larger than the leg should have taken in that sense because make sure we can first fill the arena and next one we'll do a fan fest because oh my God, the tickets sold out in 5 minutes. Yes, that's good to know. But that was 5 minutes sold out. 2 years pre-COVID. A lot has changed in the scene, you know?
And a lot of those tickets as well. So something that happened that a lot of people probably don't really recognize is the fact that if you bought a ticket for when the major was initially meant to be, you didn't have to have that ticket refunded unless you wanted. ESL allowed you to hold that ticket. And look,
A lot of people forgot.
yeah, look, as someone here who, like, I would consider myself probably above, like, normal wage earning. Like, I'm not median wage. I'm probably above that. So someone who's a bit more affluent. If I had tickets that cost that much money for a weekend and it was more time and hassle for me to get the refund on those tickets and I couldn't go because of the new dates,
You'd keep them.
and I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't have the time, and I would, and I know that sucks. I'd be burning lots of money for normal people, and I sound like a bit of a dick, whatever. But that was probably the case for some people. They bought the tickets, they couldn't go, they couldn't be fucked getting the refund because it was more work for them.
Or posting it and selling it and going through that hassle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they just didn't go, right? And
I get that.
I understand that.
I do too.
I get that
I'd
completely.
probably do the same thing.
But I think the thing is, I fucking hate the xenophobia against Brazil for it all. It's because I don't think that the whole thing is like, oh, Brazilians don't like Counter-Strike.
Oh, no,
I think that there's factors that you've presented here. I think there's factors that it was fucking Maus versus outsiders.
Yeah,
like
the tournament didn't help. There's factors of getting the
FaZe
ritual,
got eliminated.
the ritual of the community actually knowing that the event is there. Again, it's an entire new generation of players that are playing and the ones that are watching. Some forgot. You have to build the Cologne. Cologne is amazing. We know that. Katowice is amazing. Was the first year like that? No. Oh, hell no. I remember it.
Cologne
Cologne was curtained off in the Gamescom thing.
If you take away Gamescom.
Well, the first year of Arena.
Lanxess Arena was
But we gave
unreal.
people a taste.
Yeah.
In a small event.
Yeah, you built up the
But
you built up
Cologne
the city
is probably
first.
the most magical event in my experience as a player.
Absolutely.
Katowice.
Helps you win a major then, huh?
Yeah. Oh, no. But I'm just saying in general, right? I love participating. It felt magical from the player environment, from the hotel, from everything. Katowice is probably the second one that comes up in people's minds. My first event in Katowice. Virtus Pro lost. I played a semifinal against Navi, where we beat them where they're doing their triple boost, falling, got the arena was empty. Whereas is Katowice like hate Counter-Strike? No.
Yeah.
It's getting created a ritual. People are getting understanding what's going on. All the factors are going on. If the home team just gets eliminated, everyone's gonna be that's not gonna happen. Have you ever seen any other sport in the world where it's like that?
Yeah.
That's why it's so funny. That's why we always laugh with PGL doing the Copenhagen major next year.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Because it's like it is that same exact thing that you just touched on. It's like Blast just spent the last 5 years building up that city, building that audience, and PGL's like, boop, get cooked.
Take it.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious and it also sucks for Blast a lot at the same time.
It really
but
does.
it's also going to be interesting to see how PGO like stick the landing on that because Blast are the ones who know their sound guys know how the acoustics are best in this arena. They know the best. So but I guess I say that and it's like, what am I talking about? Sylvia's been doing this shit for fucking ever. So like in terms of, being able to work it out, I'm sure they're more than equipped here. But it's just one of these things where Blast.
Stockholm seems more of an aberration than the consistent PGL
Sure.
output.
Yeah, no, I see that. I think
Stockholm was rough, but Antwerp they did a really good job.
They get bad press on their last TI as well, though.
I like the Stockholm major. I might be controversial in that, but I really liked it.
You didn't play in it or work it.
No.
For us, we
but
had a lot
but that's what I'm saying. As a spectator, I like the acoustics.
We
I
had a
liked
lot of
everything.
tech issues in the very beginning. Like Alex
really
and I
bad.
did the opening game on day one of the Challenger stage.
I tried casting from the Go TV. It fucking sucked. I didn't have sound, or I couldn't get the matches going. So
Yeah.
I understood there was a lot going on.
We had no HUD for like the first half of the first map.
Oh man, our TV kept turning off like intermittently
Yeah,
when Matt
I'm
and
so
I would
bad
be
at that.
casting for the group stage. It was like the TV would just turn off for like 3 seconds at a time.
That's
you never knew what it was
crazy,
gonna be.
'cause PGL is so. Since I remember
know.
myself as a Counter-Strike pro player, PGL has had insane production value.
I think they'll be fine.
And they were always bringing something new to the table as well, right? But this is the thing, like, this is something that people, like, Valve don't just give it to a TO and the TO runs the event and then Valve go, oh, good job, no matter what happens. Valve obviously curate the community feedback and so do the TO. And then, like, they'll go, next time that TO pitches, Valve will probably go, so are you going to work on this element of your broadcast? And they keep them in check. Like, the entire Counter-Strike ecosystem from the Valve way down, and this is probably how it works inside of Valve as well, is a meritocracy. If you're not good, you're not good. That's simple. Like, that's life, how I look at it. Like, this is a problem I have, is a lot of people in my world are valued by the work we do, right? So, like, Jason's my friend, But I also think Jason's very good at his job.
Yeah.
So like
just one or the other.
Exactly, right? So like I like Jason, but like if Jason sucked at his job, I probably wouldn't like Jason as much. Sorry, Jason. Like but that
I don't suck at my job.
unfortunately,
so it's all good.
but unfortunately, like that's like the way that I kind of like run my ship, because everything I do is so Counter-Strike focused that like people in my life who have more value of how good they are at what they do, like, and also kind of I see how much they like what they do. Like Harry and Hugo, for example. I know they fucking love Counter-Strike.
Yeah, they do.
Because they're in TeamSpeak with me every day. We're playing Counter-Strike or some form of video game, or we're talking about something every day. So I know they love the game just as much as I do. So not only do I think that Harry and Hugo are like interesting characters as people, their love and what they try and do is the same as mine. So I value that like really highly.
You really respect who they are in every sense, not just the professional, not just the person.
Yeah. And I think that's like important in what we do here, like, because what we have is a competitive pursuit, but like other things in our world get greater in a competitive pursuit as well. Like who gets to do the major? It's not just like Blast getting a major. If anybody says it's not deserved, have they not been watching the level of broadcast that Blast have been putting out over the last several years? They've set the bar of what is a seamless show, of what is something that doesn't have tech issues or audio issues or long delays. It just bang, 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 bang. Now, look, is that helped by a bunch of factors that we can talk about after the Blast Major is over? Sure, we can. But it's still the case. It's still the way it's framed from an audience perspective. Now, like in terms of what we've seen so far, guys, day one had a 15-minute delay. That was it.
I thought
This is
I
probably
thought
the best
day
start
one-
I've seen in.
Clean.
I thought day one was going to be a mess. I'm not going to lie to you.
They've pistol and conversion and first gun round right now for
And
Blast.
you know the 15-minute delay was just the PCs that really were PCs happen to have technicalities. It's just
happens.
the world.
It happens.
It wasn't like, oh my god, they forgot something. The internet's down, power's down.
Because I remember we were also looking at the schedule and being like, the first game's at like,
And it was like
11:30, and the last game starts at like 11 p.m. Like, if there's any delay,
We're going to be till 2 a.m. or some shit. And
But there's teams that get steamrolled, Fluxo. And we helped schedule out.
Yeah, the running schedule does help.
Yeah, but the days have been smooth.
Yep.
The amount of technical issues have been very, very few and far between. Considering a lot of the circumstances, I wouldn't say anything has been too jarring to the viewer at all. No. If anyone was going to critique anything, maybe they're getting fed up of counter-strickle videos, and that would be it. If you were going to critique, the break content where I'm meant to be watching advertisements so that the company can actually make some money off of the venture they're having, I don't like the free content they're running. That is the only critique that you could have as a viewer.
In that sense, they've knocked it out of the park. Yeah, that's fair.
You know, like, I'm upset that the free content isn't fresh. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, man, what do you want from us? You don't pay for anything. You consume all the content for free. Everything's been more than fine.
Yeah, they did a great job.
The main show has been. I do have a lot of complaints regards to the qualifiers, like the RMRs, the events there themselves.
Yep. Oh, that stuff was bad.
Yeah, but that would be my thing with not Valve, I guess, but in the decision. I think I remember events in the past where when an organizer such as PGL tries to take on TI at the same time as well as the CSGO major, you end up fucking up. And it's like, didn't that kind of happen with Blast now, going on with Rainbow Six? And as well, Americas and Asian, America's Asia, Europe.
They had an RMR in Mongolia, an RMR in Mexico,
and Copenhagen.
2 RMRs in Copenhagen, and a play-in, and then the Rainbow Six major, and the major in Paris now, and then they have Washington in like 2 weeks.
And they also do like white label stuff. So this is the thing, like
we talked about this a number of times.
It's no longer Blast doing it; it's third parties, right?
No. Blast are doing it, but Blast are strung so thin because essentially
at least the team in Mexico was not Blast.
Yeah, Mexico and RMR was not Blast.
They
but
outsourced.
They outsourced it.
Like third party. That's what I mean.
Yeah. But unfortunately, still, like the buck stops with Blast in that sense, right? Because like Daddy Valve. Because remember the days where the RMRs used to, or the minors, you could outsource. So let's say it was, I don't know, Blast.
They used to. MLG would do the minor, the Americas.
Exactly.
Minor.
But there's no value in that for the other tier.
Yep.
There's only value in that for the main
There's
tier.
there's also not value. There was no value in running those minors either back in the day.
No, I think now there's a lot of value in the RMRs. I think the RMRs
there's a lot of value in the European RMR.
Okay, still. That's still huge.
Yeah.
Huge. That's fucking
yeah.
So many teams. That's 32 teams across a 2-week broadcast.
Yep.
Or a week and a half broadcast. There's a lot of value there. I think we can make more value out of the RMRs in the future. At least from a viewership standpoint.
Yeah.
Well, maybe actually not viewership, sales standpoint of what we can.
I think it depends on how you structure them.
Do you mean the format?
Not the format. Well, the format, but like the format in the sense of like if you're just gonna run an RMR and bang out like fucking 10 best of ones in a day or 8
Nothing's
best of
more
ones a game.
emotional than an RMR, not even a major. The only game more emotional at a major than the RMRs is the grand final.
That's not true.
No, because qualifying for the major means a lot to 24 teams.
Yeah, but
being at the major and losing, you're already at the major,
No.
already have your stickers.
No, that's not true.
You don't think so?
No. I think every elimination game in the Challenger stage and the Legend stage is more emotional than the RMRs. And I think every playoff game is an elimination game, and they're all more emotional.
I think it could easily be like that, especially if, like, let's say they take a
For the
TI approach
players-
and interview the losing team after elimination. Wouldn't that make it a lot more
But the life-changing...
emotional than an RMR?
Yeah.
Easily.
But the life-changing money that people earn from qualifying for a major is more than already being at a major and getting eliminated.
But those are the details we know. Did the crowd know that, honestly? Like,
No, but to the emotion... Okay, I'm a player from... Pick obscure European country.
Paqueta.
I don't know where that is.
Paqueta
But yeah.
is Brazil.
I know. Well, I didn't know he was going to go European. I already had
All right,
Paqueta in my brain.
let's go fucking Peru.
Okay.
I'm a player from Peru, and I qualified for my first
I just
major
changed my
ever.
life, my family's life, everything.
And
with money.
I just made, I don't know, let's say minimum at one major, I made $100,000 in Peru. I've just changed generational wealth for my family.
Yeah, that's very emotional for you, Peruvian player X.
Yes, and then look at all the other teams who that is the same thing too. Think about if you're Bad News Eagles who don't have a fucking organization. For them to continuously qualify for their entire livelihood is staked on qualifying for a major every time. Once they're here, they put on their best show.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter if they win.
From
Well, I guess
Counter-Strike fan and viewer fan.
Okay, I'm talking from player perspective, but
Okay.
fair enough. From viewer perspective, yeah, okay, there's more emotional investment in the actual
But-
major matches. Yes, that's a fair
I,
distinction.
Actually,
I think
I
from
guess-
a player, it's easily the RMR.
I mean,
just qualifying, making that's easy from yourself. But from
Okay,
a fan,
yeah.
there's no way it wouldn't be
I
the
would
major
say because
stuff.
I haven't played in the major qualification process as a player. I can understand. How
all
that
I
would be
know
the
is
situation.
when I sit there and before I watched Greyhound play yesterday, I watched the Vox Seminole Road to Katowice video, and every time I watch that video, it makes me cry. No, seriously, because that in my life, there's two big things in my life in the last 10 years from like being involved in Counter-Strike perspective that stick with me and are like, I fucking love that moment. The Vox Seminole, the Road to Katowice one stands out because we beat European teams to qualify for a major. We're the first Australian team to ever do that, right? And that right there is really emotional for me because that's my fucking life. That is one of my biggest claims as a player. Did I ever go deep in a major? No. I never had that success, and I'm
I
aware of
understand
that.
that. I have a similar thing.
I come from a scene where that is very difficult. Unfortunately, I can't make that claim when I have a fucking Brazilian who did the same thing on the other side here. But for me,
Yeah.
a big deal. It means a lot to me, and now that I look at the scene and how many opportunities Australia has, I feel I played a big role in helping Australia get a lot of opportunities to now play Counter-Strike because before we weren't really on the map. We played some WCGs, we played some ESWCs, we were there, but not in the same way as we are now.
100% agree.
And then I look at Cologne final last year that me and Alex got to cast with FaZe versus Na'Vi. And I think that's one of the greatest Counter-Strike matches I've ever had the pleasure of watching, let alone being a part of. And those two right there are like highlights.
Sure.
If my life was flashing behind my eye, in front of my eyes, I hope that those two would be there. And that's why I watched that before Greyhound played, because for them, sure, they know they're in the challenger stage. Sure, they know they have stickers, but I think they think the same as like we do in the sense that the challenger stage is the major qualifier. And I think if we just change the naming to major qualifier, group stage, and playoffs of the major, and still had the stickers for everybody, we'd solve a lot of problems we have with the format. Like, truly, I do. Because people don't like the format because they think 24 teams starting at different stages, but if we called it major qualifier, group stage, and playoffs, people wouldn't think that way anymore. They would think that these are clear distinct. Challenger legends and fucking champions means fuck all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't even know where I was going with this, but long story
from the
fucking
Vox Seminole
short.
qualifying, how emotional
Oh
it is and
yeah,
how big
watching
it
it
is.
before they play, like looking at that from their perspective and thinking like Greyhound going into this game, like I know like their emotional investment in that moment and what it would mean for those players to win that game and how like the jubilation that they would fucking feel.
It's like the night of celebration they
Oh.
get before the
No,
day off.
there's no denying. For the team, qualifying is the biggest. I will never forget qualifying for my first major. That's in my highlight reel of things. Like, that was the moment. I think it might be similar with you, where you're like, everything I've done is justifiable now. I've proved to myself and to the world that I was not crazy and doing esports for a living or playing a video game or whatever it is. I think that to the point we were saying, I will never disagree with that because I know that from a player, there's no contesting. That is bigger. And I think that if we Drive to Survive. If someone saw the backstage of that, there's no comparing being actually in the Major 3 RMR. The RMR would be bigger because the emotional stakes there are so much larger from a competitor and from what people, if everyone knew their reality. I just don't think right now people see their reality. The tournament, they're getting eliminated from the World Cup must be way more, where that could actually even be a better place. Like, let's get the content done, especially I think you were one of the few that understand the region thing where we came from. Why is it that Brazilians are so liked or hated throughout time? It changes. We were really loved. We were probably the most loved region in the 2014, 15, because we were an underdog story.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that.
Yeah.
It's when it switched from underdog to
Expected.
either expected or even call it ego or now we think it's everyone against us. Like, no, it didn't used to be everyone against us. It used to be everyone for us in the beginning. So I think that the storyline, the narrative, as always, is what's going to shift or make or break a story or how something is perceived from a player. And it's what should be, in my opinion, what should be sent to the world is the player perspective, because those are where the true emotion is. Who's going to be feeling the more emotional? Is it a fan watching, or is it the player competing and investing his life there?
Yeah.
And that's the disconnect we have with the RMRs, where it's like we need to find some way for that emotion to translate into the broadcast, because from a fan
Just
perspective,
keep those fucking mics open, bro.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You keep the camera on those players while the raw realization of all the hard work and determination, everything they've just done, even if it's an upset victory, and how much that fucking means, and the wave of that. Because when I watch that video of me and my boys winning, and I look at the way that like I embrace my teammates, I don't think I've seen, like, I don't know what I look like when I'm like feeling that way, but when I see that, I fucking feel that, and when I feel that, I go fuck. Like,
I wish I could have that every day.
I'm not gonna feel that again. Like, I know I'm not going to feel that again.
Those moments in life.
I'm not going to feel that moment again, ever. Like, there's nothing that I could possibly... Like, maybe if I coach a team and we find some mild success, maybe I can feel a little bit of that for my players, because I can relate emotionally to that feeling. But for me personally... I don't think it would
ever be the same as the beginning, because it was so different. It's like the first time.
It's like losing your virginity.
It is.
Yeah.
It's losing your virginity.
So anyway, losing your virginity...
so that was your O-face we saw when you qualified for the major.
No, it was on the floor of my girlfriend's brother's office, and I was 16.
That's fucking romantic.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
what were you listening to?
I don't know what we were listening to.
Okay.
She was 18.
Sure.
I was 16.
Oh,
Felt like a bit of a baller at the time.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Well done.
Jason, when did you lose your virginity?
16.
That's right. You don't have to say that to be cool. Like, if it was 17, that's fine.
No,
like,
it was
I can one up
16.
you there.
23.
16 in front of a fireplace. We were watching Aladdin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aladdin.
The Magic Carver.
The
Aladdin,
original. The
obviously,
original.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the OG one.
Did you make it halfway through? Did you make it past the Mirage in the desert point?
No, she didn't get on the. She didn't
Arabian
even,
Night.
We didn't even make it to the second chorus. So
Arabian Day. You were getting
time.
done in Street Rat. You were out in Street Rat. I remember the movie too well. That's the problem. Zeus, your turn.
Sounding cool, but 15 on a cruise ship.
See, he beat both of us.
Oh, he did.
15
And he's on a cruise ship.
ship.
You were on the floor of your brother's sister's
No,
cousin's office.
her brothers.
Whatever.
Yeah, 15 cruise ship. She was 17 with a fake ID.
Hey, I gotta
Nice,
respect
my
that.
man.
Okay. How?
You guys went
What
older.
was the fake ID for 21?
Yeah, for 21 to be able to drink on the cruise. And it was her dad that gave her the fake ID. He was a pretty cool dude.
Was it before or after you met the dad? After you fucked his daughter?
Oh no, it was they sat at our table. You know how in cruise ships they pair people up? Like it was my mom, me and my mom, then 2 other girls and 2 other dads.
Oh, okay. So you got match made.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like by the cruise ship naturally.
You
Right.
were pugging and you
You
found
had-
success.
I had no idea, dude. I was 15. I was lost in life. Like she actually was the one that picked me up. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, you had the blessing right at the table. My first fake ID was to get into a Counter-Strike tournament.
Really?
The old CPLs, you had to be like 17 with or like 17, and we try. I
Out
sent,
of all the reasons for a fake ID.
and this was the early days of like the internet too. So my brother and I sent like $200 of like a money order to like a random fucking address in Canada that we found online to be like, we'll make you a fake ID. Never fucking came back. Obviously not. That was a scam the whole way fucking through. Some dude just made $200 because we were fucking stupid ass fucking 16 like I was actually 14 at the time. So we tried to do that. And then we did a pass back with my brother. So actually, it wasn't a fake ID now that I tell the story. But my brother walked in, set his shit up, came back out, met me in the bathroom, gave me his ID, walked in. He was like, hey, you've already checked me. They're like, yeah, go on in.
Fraudulent
I used
ID.
his same ID.
Fraudulent
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you win the tournament?
No, we beat the fucking... This was one of my favorite moments, kind of like in an asshole way. We beat it was my first
All right.
it was my first CPL. There was this team Merc that used to play in Cal Invite in the Americas. They played from Iceland. They played
That's
with like
Cal-I for those you
Cal
playing at
Invite,
home.
Cal-I. They played from Iceland with like 130 ping, and they used to destroy everyone online.
You thought they were cheating, didn't you?
No, but they had 130 ping, so it's fucking hard to hit them. You know, like the lag around the corners and shit, and like shit just doesn't register as well. This is like back in 2002. So shit was just messy. And they went to the CPL and they got seeded super high. We were seeded super low because they'd done so good in Cal-I. They were always making playoffs. And everyone thought they were going to be incredible now that they didn't have 130 ping. Well, we beat the shit out of them on LAN. And
online.
We went and shook their hands afterward.
Than
but this is how CPLs used to be, right? The original CPL format was the first round when there was like 128 teams was single elimination. If you lost in the first round,
and wasn't it a fixed map as well?
Yep, fixed map.
You knew which map it was
yep.
going to be. Like, if you get past this round,
it was train. So we obviously practiced our tits off on train for like months leading into this event.
Old train was so good.
Single elimination. This team got sent home. They were in tears when we shook their hand. And we came to find out they had to save up for like 2 years.
Oh my god!
To go to a CPL because they all flew from Iceland. You had to buy 5 flights from Iceland to Dallas. You had to get like 2 hotel rooms. You had to rent the PC and the monitor for the BYOC.
And you were illegally there.
And I was fucking just stepping in with a fucking fraudulent ID.
Dude, I have something similar, but I was on the receiving end. My first actual international tournament that I got to play, I qualified for ESWC, but the first one I actually went to was CGS, which was Source.
Okay.
It was the regional qualifier to actually be in the league, like to be in the franchise. My first match was against MIBR.
Rio Cincinnati.
Which became Rio Cincinnati. We lost 10-9 in the first match. That was it. Go back home. Like, screw yourselves. That was my first international shot where it's like, hey, you're getting a chance at being pro. I felt devastated, so I relate to those Iceland. It was so sad.
Shit.
It was literally that, and we were the only team that made 9 rounds on them. Everyone else sucked.
I could have met you back in the fucking apartments back in the days. Holy shit! Because I remember
he could have gone to the little fucking milkshake place.
Yeah. What was it called? Anyway, where were we? Marina Del Rey. We were in Marina Del Rey. I remember, like we used to, because when we practiced against the Brazilian boys, I was like, these guys are all 1.6s. I was a 1.6, but I only went to Source because of fucking CGS, right?
You had to go to Source.
Yeah, the money.
Right. And that was the whole thing for like everywhere that wasn't Europe, right? Or if your name was Jordan Nothing Gilbert and you played with Steno, that was about it, right? Like they were the only people who didn't even bother playing like fucking Source. But yeah, like it was all 1.6 legends, right? It was like Kiku mostly, and Kogu. There was like FNX was in there.
It was FNX, Kogu.
Maybe not Kiku. I think
Kiku wasn't there. I think Knack played for him. And then my BR.
Rio,
I remember GTRX was Rivetti, Gaules. It was a whole different
Was Gaules a good player back in the day?
At the beginning, no. But he was one of those guys where they forced onto his bomb site so many fucking times because he was bad in theory that he became good. And he was a really good leader and he was good tactician. And individually, he started becoming better.
Yeah.
But even then, he knew his limitations. It got to a point where he's like, I believe you guys are going to be better without me. Do this. And I thought that was respectable.
That's the same thing I did, but mine was more because I was just so fucking depressed. I just thought I better get out of here because I want to bring everybody's mood down.
I still remember seeing you at the in Columbus after you lost that qualifier game.
The problem is I go back and I look at like how I was in 2015 before we went in, and I was actually like before they nerfed the M4, the silenced M4. I was pretty fucking good.
Before laser shot M4, you're saying generation?
I was like, I don't think it was the M4 that ruined me, but I think like I didn't, as a leader, I wasn't keeping up with the meta properly, which is my biggest issue. And so then what I did was I sunk so hard into focusing on like how to make the team better. I stopped focusing on how to make me better, which then obviously became an issue because I'm running around corners with fucking nades in my hands. Yeah. And then I didn't have anybody to help me because nobody was experienced. We were the most experienced, all of us, like equally. And I was the oldest. So I was running my own ship and I didn't have anybody that could take me to one side and be like, yo, Chad, you need to focus on this.
Yeah.
And then I just remember after we didn't make it to the major, after we were trying to qualify, we lost to fucking Davey. We lost to fucking Splice on Cobble in Katowice trying to qualify for some fucking major. I don't know what it was. And after that, and we're on the way home and we're going through Singapore and I just told the boys in the Singapore airport, I was like, I'm done. I just told them in the airport.
So Davey made you quit?
Davey made me quit.
Holy fuck.
Davey.
Do you, on this question, because I have this, always this philosophical thing in my own mind. Do you ever look back and think, because you played this since CGS, since 1.6, I imagine, before that, where like, I just wish I had the skill I had in my past, because things change. Like, hey, you can't kick. That's just the truth. I know that it's sometimes not as drastical as, let's say, my case or something like that, where I don't have nearly as much. But like, I'm sure Forrest nowadays is less skilled than he used to be back in the day in comparison to other people. He's one of the better ones that maintain. But I'm like, I always think it's better to be in an advantage situation or position compared to someone than just trying to headshot people. If I shoot them from the side, I don't have to be super skilled. But at the same time, it's Counter-Strike. If you're really good at shooting people,
nice.
that's kind of like the thing. It gets you out of some tricky
Yeah.
situations, you know?
I see that.
But so when you look back, do you ever think like, holy shit, if I only knew what I know now when I had my prime? Or when you
think
quit, you're just like, nah, screw that. I don't want to know anymore.
No, I think like if I had half of the understanding, not even half, if I had like 1/8 of the understanding I have of the game now, because I think about all the tape we watch now with the job we do and the way that I look at the game now, I didn't have a complete picture of the game when I was calling. What I had was a picture of the game of the pieces I had. So I understood. I didn't have the same board as everybody else. I had my own board, and I understood how I could use my pieces. And when my pieces wouldn't perform the way they needed to perform, I needed to change the way I was calling. But now that I understand the game is like a much better, like overall in terms of like what's possible, if I had like 1/8 of that available to me, and I could take that back in time with me, I could use my pieces much better, and I could call a more holistic game. And then I would be able to find places where I didn't either need to be so desperate or momentum based in my calling. Like I could actually play Counter-Strike. Because back then, I don't think I was playing Counter-Strike. We were always playing from an underdog point of view.
Do you think you would have had the pieces to call a game like that, though?
Yeah. I think looking at it, I think the only thing we were missing was like a primary AWPer. And I think that an in-game leader plays a lot in how an AWPer performs. So my expectation of my AWPers, Yam and Havoc, like two guys who liked AWPing but never really both wanted to be primary, because being a primary actually takes a lot of work. People like being hobby AWPers. I love that term from Get Right. It's such a good term. They don't like being primary AWPers. Nobody likes... It's a hard fucking job. It's not easy. But like now look at it. I had Azza and JKS. I know people look at Azza now and they don't look at him as the way they did when we had him. Azza was a really good aimer. He was a really good entry fragger. And if I knew how to use him and me better in the pack with one of our AWPers and understand like modern meta with Justin, dude, like I think I could have called a much better game. But yeah, I don't know. I think when you look back in those moments, your understanding of Counter-Strike came from the people you learnt from. And you could watch as many demos as you wanted, but the one thing that stuck with me all the time was someone told me once upon a time, like, you can watch as many demos as you want, but unless you understand why they're doing it, it doesn't help you. You can watch it and you can try and copy it, but if you don't know the why, you're wasting your time. And the why was the biggest thing that we were always chasing. And that falls to me because I was the leader. And the leader is not just the person who's like calling the shots. It's the philosophy of the team. And my philosophy of the game back then, it wasn't strong enough to compete in Tier 1 Counter-Strike.
Yeah, well, once Havoc was gone, you had a bunch of very quiet personalities on that team.
Yes, it was me and Azza as the loud ones. Yeah, I don't know. I could have managed things better. When you're living at a casino in Las Vegas and you're babysitting people and you don't know what to do.
I mean, I see. That's how I look at when I look back at like my Counter-Strike career back in the day, where it's just like there were the opportunities to do what the teams and players do now just weren't there.
No, it didn't exist.
Yeah, like you were very limited in like how you could actually do things realistically.
But with even a part of the knowledge we have back now, and you would only go back 10 years, it's fucking insane. Like it's an insane amount of knowledge. Like the game has evolved like it's on fucking steroids in the amount of time. It's.
But that's because of the resources that have been pumped into it over the past 5 years.
Of course.
Right? Yeah.
And dude, everybody loves a Night Out Here video. You want to stay up to date with the meta? Watch Night Out Here. You want to see the new moves? Watch Night Out Here. You don't need to do anything.
It's so easy nowadays. Back in the day, you had to create 8 hours to do something. Nowadays, it's like this.
Yeah. It's done.
Everyone else is finding the community's finding shit for
you.
But
it's cool to hear that you're using Anders' Edge thing. With Skybox.
I actually like that.
Because he just showed it to me the other day.
It's really cool.
He was trying to tell me about it online, and I was like, I just like, Anders, I'm fucking cooked, mate. I'm in my apartment for 2 months. I'm not even looking at anything. I'm playing DayZ. But he showed me it the other day, and I was like, yeah, this is really, really cool. And I think that the evolution of those tools, you've got like Shadow GG. Do you use Refrag?
Yeah. I use Refrag with my team along with the Skybox Edge now.
But you can't get Refrag anymore.
Why? You can.
Can you?
Why can't you get Refrag? You can pay for
Refrag
it.
is $6.
Oh, not Refrag. Sorry. What's the
Rewind?
Rewind.
I still have Rewind, but
it's like the version from ages ago, right?
Yeah. I have that.
If you didn't,
Skybox 3D is the same thing. It just takes a little bit more download time, let's say, something like that on the map. But
yeah, but you can't get rewind if you used that's what everyone used to use back in the day. And if you don't have an account,
I'm still one of the select few ones that has that. Yeah.
But there's so many resources right now, and I don't know, like we're at the point where some teams I think can start transitioning in the X's and the O's environment, and some teams are going to stay in a bit more of like the fluxy kind of like more their individual. But we're definitely ironing out. I think now we have more ability to understand the game than we've ever had before.
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
for sure,
no question.
And I think that's only going to make the game better. But as we move into CS2, I'm curious as like how a lot of these tools suffer because there's a whole new engine. They're gonna have to recode all this shit, aren't they?
I'm very curious.
I don't think it's that intense.
No.
All right. As far as I know,
we'll ask Valve when they get here. We'll put Anders and Valve in a room, and he can ask questions.
I work with Skybox as well. I don't think it's that intense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Because no joke, one of the things that I look for the most in any analytical tool, I've had like 16-0 tried to give you 1,000 stats. That's not what we look for. What we want is ease of access. I want my knowledge to be able to be filtered really fastly. And Skybox Edge gives me one thing that I think is amazing. I choose the team. I put in the filter. This team, CT side, this map. It will automatically load in the 2D player there. Maybe the last 40 matches. So I have 40 matches and easily disposable. And then I go
40 matches.
Yeah, no joke. So it's already that would already be insane, right?
It gets uploaded with like 10 minutes of a match.
Yeah, and then the next step, I want Inferno's B site where they ended on a B site execute. So I got every time how they handle the B execute. And the demos are there, and the 2D players there every time.
You can filter it by tactic. It'll give you every round they go for mid control, every round they go for banana control, any round that they do a B execute, any round they do a hulls pop.
Anytime there's this Molotov here, I want this round, and it shows me every round where that Molotov fell there.
Okay. All right. So are you looking at all the little... because what I do is... Have you ever used Shadow, GG?
Yeah.
So when I use Shadow, I use the 3.0 and I make like reports, right? And one of the things I was doing at one point earlier in this year was just comparing like anchors on Inferno for the pit position because I thought it was cool between like Heroic, G2 and FaZe to see like what Rops did, what Shush did, and what JKS did. And I noticed that Rops, surprisingly, was the most aggressive holes player out of the three of them. And so what I would do is I would just create these like path maps right here. So let's see if this one here will load. I would just create like these path maps just to look what they would do and how we would open up rounds. So I've used 10 demos here, and this is like, tell me that you can't see what fucking Rops does at the start of a round.
You can see very clear pathing.
Exactly. And you can see the same thing with anchor players across the map on what they do. Now, if you look at a simple or if you look at somebody who's more of a flex player, it's not going to be. Exactly. But you look at these anchor players, and I can tell you where his aggressive moves are. And then you go and you watch the demo. They do crisscross nades, him and twists. He does the short molly that lands on the... I can see how he opens rounds. I can see rounds where he saves his smoke. I can see all these things just from this right here. And this stuff here is elements that would be perfect to do the job as an analyst. If you imagine, if you're going to talk about a key player, you go into a map. The highest rated player on this map is this player, and this is what he does on the CT side. That's how I break this down. That's how I'd start. He's the highest rated player, so of course we're going to focus on him. So what makes him good? Well, let's start with the fucking basics. The way he... This here tells me so much.
It does.
It tells me so much.
There's so many ways to use that information. What I like about the Edge is that imagine I could pick one of those dots. The demo's already there, so I know what that exact round was and what caused it. I think is amazing. And for another level, like imagine as an analyst, I want to choose the best pistol, right? That's what I do as a coach. Eternal Fire had a pistol that they were 100% win rate, 9-0 on overpass CT side. They repeated that pistol every time. And I just did that by filter. Hey, who's the best pistol team? HLTV stats, it's them. Choose Eternal Fire, pistol. Let's see the CT sides one. 9 wins out of 9 tries. That's fucking amazing. Copy that pistol. We hadn't lost since. So really cool way to do it. But as an analyst, you're like, hey, breakthrough strategy of the moment. This pistol has been winning 100% of the times over the last 2 months. No one caught on to it.
That's
with
crazy.
The program, it was super easy.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we've been going for over 3 hours here. And
I've got a birthday to celebrate.
Yeah, it's Jane's
and you have a wife and kid here that you have to say hi to at some point.
I said hi to him when I got here.
We've been going for 3 hours and almost 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
That's a long potty.
That's a day of work.
And we've had fucking 4 beers each, so it's a great day at the office.
And I'll probably go to a wine bar.
What? You taking the boss?
It's her birthday. If she wants to go to a wine bar, we're
she
going
wants
to
get crunk.
I don't know.
All right.
I haven't talked to her.
We'll find out. All right, the mysteries to come. But Zeus, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
This has been great.
First day we said if we wanted to have a chat, this was a good place to do it.
Yeah, right. Well, what we're doing is we're bringing the old school environment back, but with a camera and microphones.
Yeah.
So
I loved it.
We're still having the beers though.
4 beers.
Yeah, just I'll save that for off air. Anyway, is there is there anything that you want to say to the people at home?
Nah, just tune into this. This is actually a really cool show. I hope you guys like it.
Oh,
It really is. Like I said, Joe Rogan style. I enjoy just shooting the shit, having a little bit of fun. As for everything else, look out for what's happening with Fluxo. Thanks to our sponsor, fans, everything like that as always.
Simple. All right, that'll be it. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back with the Legend stage tomorrow.
cheers,
Bye.
boys.